I came back to get the key and I didn't provoke you. Jiang Cheng. Seeing Jiang Cheng's helpless expression, Suji explained, no, if I'm being servile, wouldn't it make him more likely to suspect me? If someone is being too attentive to me for no reason, he must be a traitor or a thief. What he said makes sense. If one of the two people who have always been at odds with each other suddenly comes to show goodwill, then in all likelihood, he really has no good intentions. Chapter 105, each with his own agenda. Jiang Cheng looked helpless. Okay, just pay attention to him. Suji chuckled. Okay, Cheng brother, I promise to complete the task. Jiang Cheng nodded and put out the cigarette in his hand. You go back first. I have to find out what this Mr. Wang is up to. Okay, then I'll go back. After saying that, Suji opened the balcony door and went back to the office. Tusk. I haven't dealt with this one yet, and another one comes along. It's really troublesome. Jiang Cheng shook his head, walked out of the balcony, and went straight to Yi Qingjiu's office. Yi Qingjiu was lying on the table in a daze when he saw Jiang Cheng walk in. She rubbed her eyes and asked, "What's wrong?" Jiang Cheng felt a little distressed when he saw her haggard face. "What's wrong? I've never seen you sleeping at work." "What's wrong?" He actually had the nerve to ask. "It's all to torture him." Yi Qingjiu looked at Jiang Cheng aggrievedly. "How dare you say that? I should have gone to bed at 10 p.m. and woke up at 7 a.m., but he made me go to bed at 12 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. How could she not be sleepy?" Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu's aggrieved expression and couldn't help but smile. "Okay, I'll make it up to you tonight, Tilda." "Compensate." Hearing about compensation, Yi Qingjiu looked at him suspiciously. "How to compensate?" "Of course." Jiang Cheng had a malicious look on his face, and Yi Qingjiu couldn't help but think of what happened last night. She couldn't help but get nervous. The whole person sat up unconsciously. No, I'm in good spirits, no need to compensate." Jiang Cheng looked at her nervous expression and laughed. "What are you thinking about? Girls think about these things all day long, isn't it shameful?" "Oh my God, what is he talking about?" Yi Qingjiu felt that the skin all over his body was tense. "I didn't." Jiang Cheng's pair of peach blossom eyes curved again and again. His wife is really so cute. He teased, "If there is no, then there is no. Why are you so nervous?" How outrageous. This is simply outrageous. He actually dared to laugh at himself. "Do you have anything else to do? If not, please go out, I need to rest." Yi Qingjiu's expression turned cold, and his eyes were full of displeasure, just like a lazy Persian cat. Elegant and noble, yet with a hint of disdain. She looks so pretty even when she's angry. How could Jiang Cheng bear to tease her? "Something's wrong, of course it's wrong." "Explain." "What's going on, Mr. Wang?" Seeing him asking Mr. Wang, Yi Qingjiu paused and asked, "Why are you asking him?" "Well, there's someone in my group who seems to be in contact with him. I feel like this Mr. Wang should be observing our group's movements all the time." Jiang Cheng expressed all his concerns. Hearing this, Yi Qingjiu unconsciously clasped her fair arms together, bit her thin lips, and began to think. Mr. Wang, whose full name is Wang Yu, is also a veteran of the company. Not only is he experienced, but he is also old in age. He had been there when the company was first established. Later, Yi En felt that he was capable and loyal, so he gave him 10% of the shares as an incentive. Who could have known that not long after Yi En Ren left, the tea would become so cold that it couldn't be colder? Among the 4 shareholders, he is the most self-righteous, the most arrogant, and the most arrogant. But the good thing is that he is not like Li Zhang and Zhang Lei, who colluded with each other, made private transactions, and engaged in corruption. He looks down on everyone, and everyone does their own thing. Thinking of this person, Yi Qingjiu's face became unhappy. When she was in the most difficult time, this person not only did not help her, but actually advised her to go home to take care of the children and treated her as a joke. Yi Qingjiu rubbed his eyebrows and briefly introduced Wang Yu's situation to Jiang Cheng. "That's the situation." Jiang Cheng frowned. He felt that Wang Yu's purpose might be different from Li Zhang. Li Zhang was asking about Teng Xing's and Yi Qingjiu's movements. But Wang Yu doesn't seem to care about these. What he cares about is Jiang Cheng's group. Jiang Cheng's group is the core of the entire honor of kings. Jiang Cheng frowned when he thought of this. Yi Qingjiu looked at his handsome face, which was tinged with a trace of sadness. He said, "Don't think about it for now. Tomorrow is the press conference. Once the game is released, everyone in the world will know that it belongs to us, Tengxing. Even if he really wants to play the game, what can he do?" After hearing her words, Jiang Cheng nodded as if it was true. "Then are you ready for the press conference?" Yi Qingjiu said in a muffled voice. "It's almost done, but I may have to attend a meeting tonight and won't be back until later, so you have to pick up the children by yourself." After saying that, she yawned and sat back in her chair with a tired look on her face. Seeing how tired she was, Jiang Cheng couldn't help but blame himself. "It's all my fault for not being able to control myself. But to be honest, no one can control themselves no matter who it is." He thought about it and decided to give his wife a glass of spiritual spring water to wake her up. Jiang Cheng walked to the table and picked up Yi Qingjiu's glass. "Wife, I'll pour you a glass of water." After saying that, he walked out the door. Yi Qingjiu looked at his back with a confused look on his face. There is a water dispenser in the room, as well as a water boiler for drinking tea. If he wants to pour water, he can just do it directly. Why does he have to go out? Jiang Cheng looked for a long time and felt that there was someone there. Finally, he had an idea and turned into the bathroom. Tengsing's bathroom is very large and very clean, and there is a dedicated person to disinfect it regularly every day. Jiang Cheng locked the door, stood in front of the sink, silently chanted space, and then filled a glass of water from the spiritual spring. Then he opened the door and walked out of the bathroom. Si Qingqing was standing near the bathroom and assigning work to her colleagues. The two of them didn't say a word before they saw Jiang Cheng coming out of the bathroom, holding Mr. Yi's cup. She was very familiar with that cup. The moment Si Qingqing saw the cup, she froze. Oh my God, he actually took Mr. Yi's cup and went into the bathroom. Mr. Yi is a misophobe. What was he doing with Mr. Yi's cup? Seeing Si Qingqing's unusual expression, the colleague couldn't help but poke her. "Qingqing." Oh, Si Qingqing didn't have the heart to pay attention to her. "Wait a minute, I'll be back soon." She needed to know why Jiang Cheng took Mr. Yi's cup into the bathroom. Thinking of this, he quickly walked towards the president's office. Unfortunately, he was still a step too late. When he entered the door, Yi Qingjiu was holding a cup and drinking water. Seeing Si Qingqing standing at the door, he said calmly, "What's the matter?" Si Qingqing watched Yi Qingjiu drink the water. He swallowed subconsciously. "No, nothing happened." Yi Qingjiu raised his eyelids and said, "If you're fine, go down." After saying that, he glanced at Jiang Cheng and said, "This water is so sweet, so delicious." Hearing this, Si Qingqing unconsciously glanced in the direction of the bathroom and felt unwell. Yi Qingjiu turned around and saw that she was still standing at the door and asked curiously, "Are you sure you are okay?" After drinking the water from the bathroom, Si Qingqing dared not say anything. If Mr. Yi knew that she drank the water from the bathroom, she would be doomed. Chapter 106. Catching a wretched man asking for monthly tickets. Si Qingqing gritted her teeth and said, "No, it's okay." He closed the door and was stunned for a long time before he went back to continue explaining his work. At 4:30 in the afternoon, Jiang Cheng went to the kindergarten to pick up his two babies as usual. When I got home, I made Nu's favorite chicken wings and steamed eggs. I've been running around outside these days, and to be honest, my two babies haven't been eating well. When they saw their favorite chicken wings and steamed eggs, they ate with open mouthfuls of food. Yanyan even drank up the little bit of soup left from the steamed egg. After finishing the meal, Jiang Cheng went to wash the pot as usual. Nu and Yanyan were playing in the living room. I didn't feel bloated when I was eating just now, but after a few minutes, my two babies started to feel uncomfortable. They eat too much. Jiang Cheng was washing dishes when he saw the two darlings walk in sullenly. Seeing that the two babies looked depressed, he asked with concern, "What's wrong?" Nu patted his chubby belly and said, "Daddy, it hurts." Yanyan also nodded. "Daddy, Yanyan feels pain here too." Jiang Cheng was scared when he heard that the two babies had stomachaches. Stomachache. Could it be that he ate something bad? He wiped his hands quickly, squatted down and reached out to touch the bellies of his two babies. When I touched it, it was so hard, like two small balloons. He immediately understood that it was not that he had eaten something bad, but that he had eaten too much. Jiang Cheng looked at the two babies with a smile on his face. "You two greedy ghosts, Tilda." Nu raised her head and looked at Jiang Cheng aggrievedly. "Daddy, it hurts." Yanyan is in pain too. Yanyan touched her belly, and her chubby hands circled around her belly, looking so cute. The two babies were too young to describe exactly how uncomfortable they felt, so they could only use the word pain. Jiang Cheng smiled and took off his apron. "How about Daddy take you for a walk? If you want to help digestion, you have to exercise." "Okay." The two babies looked aggrieved because of their bloated stomachs. "Let's go, let's set off now." Jiang Cheng changed shoes for the two babies, and then went out hand in hand with them. He planned to walk along the roadside and then go to the supermarket to buy some food. By the time he finished shopping, the two babies would have digested most of the food. There aren't many people on the road today, but it still looks busy. Nuo pointed to the bus in front and said, Dad, is that called a bus? Yes, that's the bus. It stops at every station. When we have time, Dad will take you to take the bus, okay? Okay. Hearing that their father was going to take them on the bus, the two kids became happy. They had never taken a bus before. As the three were talking, they saw the bus suddenly brake and stop abruptly on the side of the road. Jiang Cheng thought he had hit someone and was so scared that he took a few steps forward, trying to find the person who was hit. As I walked to the door, I heard a noise inside the car. It's obviously you who harassed me, it's you. The person who spoke was a little girl wearing a one-shoulder white dress, about 8 points in appearance, and looked extremely angry. The middle-aged man opposite him was dressed conventionally, but had a filthy look on his face. How did I harass you? There are so many people on the bus, it's normal to bump into each other. If you are afraid of being crowded, then don't take the bus. The little girl's face turned red and she lowered her neck, feeling embarrassed and angry, and tears were about to come out. You touched me, your hand was inside my skirt. You are wrongly accusing someone. So many people are watching, don't talk nonsense. You are so young and yet you have learned to blackmail people. You have no shame, but I still have some. The wretched man looked very shameless, as if he had really been wronged. Hearing his nonsense, the old lady sitting in the seat couldn't help but said, I saw it. It was obviously you who harassed the girl. Yes, I saw it too. One after another people on the bus stood up to speak up for the little girl. You're talking nonsense. I obviously didn't. You farted, you didn't. Are we all blind? Although the driver was driving, he could still see something from the rearview mirror. I stopped the car because I saw him behaving indecently. He shouted angrily, Don't say anything to this kind of person, just call the police. Yes, he should be punished by law. You are such an idle fool, you really deserve to be punished. This child is not even an adult yet. How can you have the heart to do that to him? Everyone started attacking the obscene man one after another. The old lady even took out her cell phone and called the police. Hello, 110. Hearing someone calling the police, the wretched man was obviously panicked. He ran towards the door and prepared to open it to escape. Unfortunately, the driver had anticipated his move and locked the door in advance. When the wretched man saw that the door was locked, he panicked. He saw a window next to him and tried to climb out in a panic. Seeing that he was about to run, everyone reached out to pull his clothes to try to stop him. But this wretched man was already anxious. His muscles were tense. His clothes were torn, but they still couldn't pull him back. Seeing that half of his body was already out, he jumped hard and landed on the ground. Don't let him run away, someone in the car shouted. How could Jiang Cheng let him get away? He took 2 steps forward and grabbed him and pinned him to the ground. He had just figured out what was going on. This grandson molested a minor and still wanted to run away. Since becoming a father, Jiang Cheng can't stand these things anymore. If you harm a minor, you should be sentenced. When the 2 babies saw their dad suddenly take action, they panicked and stood nervously behind, not daring to move. Jiang Cheng kicked the wretched man hard on the knee, knocking him to his knees. Still want to run. The wretched man struggled for a few times, but found that the man was so strong that he could not move anymore. He could only beg, brother, please let me go. I won't dare to do it again. I have children at home. Hearing about the child, Jiang Cheng got even angrier and twisted his inner arm back again. You still do this when you have a child. Everyone on the bus thought the bastard had gotten away, but then they saw someone subduing him. There was a burst of excited applause and cheers in the car. Some people even stuck their heads out and shouted, Brother, well done. This grandson is blaspheming a minor, we can't let him get away. The bus driver opened the door hastily. Many people rushed down. Jiang Cheng looked at the crowd. Who has a rope? When the driver heard this, he hurriedly called out to everyone. Who has a rope in their bag? Look for it and take it out. When they heard that they were asked for a rope, everyone hesitated. It wasn't that they were reluctant to give it, but who would carry it with them when going out? Chapter 107, Press Conference. Everyone look at me, and I look at you. Seeing that the wretched man was wearing a pair of sneakers, Jiang Cheng had an idea. Pull out your shoelaces. Ah, the wretched man was in despair with a wonderful expression on his face. Brothers and sisters, I was really wrong, really wrong. I have children and elderly people at home. Just now in the car, didn't you say you didn't do anything? Now you admit your mistake. A middle-aged woman protested against injustice. You don't want your arm anymore? Jiang Cheng was too lazy to talk nonsense with such a person. For the little girl, this may be a lifelong psychological trauma. Can it be offset by his words that he has children and elderly people? Seeing that the wretched man was still not making a move, Jiang Chengne only slightly tightened the hand that was holding his arm and urged him in a low voice. Hurry up. The wretched man clearly felt a sharp pain and was sweating from the pain. Okay, I'll pull it out. I'll pull out the shoelaces. After saying that, he used his other arm to untie his shoelaces. Jiang Cheng picked up the shoelaces and tied his hands together tightly. Seeing that he could not run away, he turned around and looked at everyone. You guys keep an eye on him. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. Young man, you must be a soldier, so awesome. At such a young age, he has such great skills. It's incredible. The old men and women in the car couldn't help but praise him. When the two babies saw their daddy subdue the bad guy, they hurried over. They had been worried about their daddy's safety, but they were afraid of disturbing him, so they didn't dare to come over. Now that they saw that their father was fine, they all looked nervous and ran over to hold his legs tightly and refused to let go. Jiang Cheng picked up the two babies, his face full of tenderness. Let's go. Daddy was busy just now. Now that he's done, I'll take you to the supermarket, okay? The two children nodded obediently, and Jiang Cheng put them down after they walked a distance away. The two babies were obviously a little nervous and didn't say anything. Jiang Cheng touched their heads and said, Did Dad scare you just now? Nunyu shook his head. No, Dad is a hero. Yanyan held it in for a long time, her face turned red. Yes, Daddy is a hero who beats up the bad guys. After all, it was the first time for the two babies to see such a scene. It would be a lie to say they were not scared, but they were mostly excited. Seeing their father being so brave, their young hearts were really shocked. Jiang Cheng looked at the complicated expressions on the two babies' faces, feeling both proud and guilty. He held them in his arms and said, Be good, let's go to the supermarket. I can give each of you a lollipop today, Tilda. Hearing that there was candy to eat again, the two little guys became happy again. Wow, that's great. Daddy is the best to us. Daddy is the best in the world. Jiang Cheng forced out a big smile, but don't tell Mommy Tilda. Yeah, the two babies nodded firmly. They arrived at the supermarket, bought some vegetables and lollipops for the two babies, and then the three of them returned the same way. The next morning, Yi Qingjiu went to Tengsing early because of the press conference. As usual, Jiang Cheng sent his two babies to kindergarten, and then rushed to the King of Glory press conference. There were a lot of people at the door, and there were cameras and microphones everywhere. All major websites wanted to get first-hand information, so they all came early. Si Qingqing was waiting for him at the door and saw his car driving over. Jiang Cheng hurriedly came over, parked the car, and then followed Si Qingqing in through the back door. Where's the green wine? Jiang Cheng asked. Mr. Yi is here. You'll be able to see him soon. As the two of them talked, they walked forward a few steps and reached the door. Jiang Cheng pushed it open and went in. Wow, hundreds of chairs were occupied, and just like the entrance, there were cameras and microphones with their own brand names on them. It seems that today's press conference is really grand. Yi Qingjiu wore a black one-shoulder evening dress with a fitted waist, which showed off her perfect figure to the fullest. A pair of slender legs, so white that they glow. The seductive red lips bring the whole person's aura to the peak. She stood on the stage holding the microphone like a proud phoenix. It seemed that as soon as she opened her mouth, everyone present would become dim. Hello everyone, welcome to the King of Glory press conference. I am Yi Qingjiu. There was thunderous applause from the audience. Jiang Cheng stood looking down at her, feeling a mixture of emotions in his heart. This little girl who was so cute and cuddly yesterday has turned into the arrogant president of Tengsing today. This kind of cute contrast can probably only be experienced by myself. His wife always gives him surprises. She is like the brightest star in the galaxy. Whenever she appears, everything is shining. Hello, Mr. Yi. First of all, I am very honored to attend Tengsing's press conference. Can I ask a question on behalf of Everbright netizens? Yi Qingjiu nodded. What's the problem? Is there any difference between this king and the previous ones? As we all know, the game was acquired. I don't know if it will be the same as before after being delayed for so long, or if it can bring more surprises to people. Yi Qingjiu nodded politely. How should I put it? The new version will definitely be better made than the bosses, especially in some details. I believe players will be able to feel it after experiencing it. Boss Yi, I'm a reporter from Xinglang. I heard that this game was developed by your wife. Is it because of your wife that Tengsing attaches so much importance to this game? Are you using a backdoor? Before Yi Qingjiu answered, more reporters started asking questions. Yes, Mr. Yi, I heard that at the auction, your husband suddenly broke the contract and gave the game to Tang Xing as a gift. Isn't this too much of a joke? Yes, it feels like children playing house. One dares to give and the other dares to do it. They have never considered the feelings of the public. Listening to all kinds of inexplicable questions from the reporters, Si Kinking was so angry that she stomped her feet. Damn, these people really have nothing wrong with them. If they breach the contract, they should pay the penalty. They just talk about games. What nonsense. Jiang Cheng didn't say anything. The reporter's questions became more and more sharp. Boss Yi, I heard that your proposal video was once a hot topic on the internet. Many netizens said that the video was uploaded by your lover, who wanted to make it known to everyone and was ready to eat for free. What do you think about this? Yes, your husband's family conditions must be poor. Have you ever thought about the conspiracy behind giving you such a profitable game? Si Kinking listened to the increasingly sharp and vicious words being recorded, and her face couldn't help but look ugly. Jiang, Mr. Jiang, are you okay? We all know that you are not an insider. These people are just talking nonsense for the ratings. Chapter 108, he is not like that. Jiang Cheng smiled calmly, nothing. To be honest, he doesn't care about what others think. Let them say whatever they want. As for things like this, it's up to him to decide whether he's living a good life or not. He is not the kind of man who likes to engage in verbal disputes. But he was worried that Yi Qingjiu would be angry after hearing this, and would say something that would affect the press conference. Jiang Cheng hesitated for a moment, then pulled Si Kinking next to him and said, Go up and tell your CEO Yi. Just don't give a direct answer, just pretend you didn't hear it and don't get excited. This is a press conference. Oh, okay. Si Kinking nodded and walked towards the stage. She leaned over to Yi Qingjiu's ear and whispered, Boss Yi, Mr. Jiang asked you not to answer directly and be too tough. After all, this is a press conference and the main theme is the game. Yi Qingjiu glanced at Jiang Cheng, his eyes full of heartache. He was such a fool that he was willing to be humiliated like this just for a press conference. She listened to the low, vicious voice, and the smile on her face disappeared little by little. Jiang Cheng looked at the changes on her face, and his heart unconsciously tightened. The game Honor of Kings was indeed given to me by my husband, and we paid the penalty for breach of contract. Is there anything wrong with a husband giving a gift to his wife? Yi Qingjiu's tone was very calm when he spoke, as if he was discussing the weather, but it gave people a faint sense of oppression. Many of you here are married, right? Don't your husbands give you gifts? Your husbands can give you gifts, but why can't my husband give me a gift? Is it because I'm the president of Tengsing? And Tengsing has the ability to make King of Glory even more perfect and let more people know about it. Isn't this a happy ending? As soon as Yi Qingjiu finished speaking, there was an uproar in the audience. One has to admit that she really has a lot of charisma. That kind of subtle and intimidating power has already made the people who asked questions just now speechless. There is another point I want to emphasize, that is, my husband is very good. If he can make the first King of Glory, he can make the second one. Do you think he needs to be a gigolo? If anyone asks this kind of ridiculous question, please leave immediately. Tencent Star will never lack traffic. She couldn't bear to erase his contribution, nor did she think it was shameful to have her husband's help behind her. On the contrary, she was grateful to Jiang Cheng, because he made her better, and she also believed that Honor of Kings would make Tengsing even stronger. If the previous words only had a deterrent effect, then the following words would be enough to make every memory tremble with fear. You have to know that with Tencent's strength, even without holding a press conference, it would be possible to make Honor of Kings a hit. To put it bluntly, the reason why they can get the position here is that they rely on the fact that the bosses of their own platforms have made arrangements in advance and asked for the positions from the middle-level leaders of Tengsing. Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Yi, we were rude. The female reporter who asked the question just now was now frightened by Yi Qingjiu's words. Don't be angry, Mr. Yi. We are the ones who didn't think. Yes, Mr. Yi. Several reporters began to apologize. Yi Qingjiu snorted coldly. For the game King of Glory, its biggest gimmick is the quality of the product itself. I don't want to say more about the rest. Let's end today's press conference here. She cared more about his feelings than any crappy press conference. As soon as Yi Qingjiu finished speaking, the 200 security guards in the venue immediately began to clear the area. The crowd suddenly became noisy, with noises of shouting, apologies, and chairs being moved. All kinds of voices poured into Jiang Cheng's ears, but the only thing in his mind was, my husband, he is really excellent. He watched her fight for her against everyone. It's really silly, isn't it? But why do my eyes feel swollen and sore? Why am I so moved? Seeing that he was still standing there in a daze, Si Qingqing hurriedly dragged him backstage. At this moment, Yi Qingjiu was sitting on the sofa, extremely anxious. He had lost the arrogance he had on stage, and because of nervousness, a thin layer of sweat had formed on his palms. She was worried about him, worried that those vicious words would hurt the person she loved. Will he be sad and upset about this? Si Qingqing walked in with Jiang Cheng. The moment Yi Qingjiu saw Jiang Cheng, he almost ran over. You don't listen to what they say. You're not that person. I know you're not that person. And I don't know why there's that kind of voice. I. She spoke very carefully, as if all the vicious words were caused by her. The more she spoke, the more she could not help but blame herself. Jiang Cheng looked at her. His heart was broken. God, why was she so stupid? He held her in his arms, his voice trembling slightly. Wife, it's okay. It's not your fault. You are very good. I am really touched. But Yi Qingjiu wanted to say something else. Jiang Cheng lowered his head and kissed her deeply on her soft lips. Si Qingqing, who was standing aside, looked at the two people and suddenly felt sad in her heart. She wiped away her tears, feeling so touched. It was so heartbreaking. In a high-end residential area, Li Zhang watched Yi Qingjiu on TV and angrily smashed the teacup in his hand onto the TV. Just now, Zhang Yu told him that the press conference was actually held. Moreover, there were live broadcasts everywhere on the internet, and even the local financial and news channels in Sichuan were broadcasting live. And he was kept in the dark like a monkey. You are so good, Yi Qingjiu. How dare you lie to yourself and put on a show for yourself? He is even more cunning than Yi En back then. Suddenly, a hurried phone call rang, and the number on it read, Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen is the president of Chenyu. He called at this time. It was obvious that he saw Yi Qingjiu's press conference and came to ask for accountability. Hello, Mr. Chen? Li Zhang was a little nervous. Didn't you say that Honor of Kings will be released in 3 months? Mr. Chen said in a cold tone. I don't know why this happened. Everyone in the company said it would be 3 months later, so why did they suddenly hold a press conference? It was really too sudden. Li Zhang tried his best to defend himself. Mr. Chen sneered. Suddenly, tell me what sudden means. It's obviously your fault that you didn't do your job well, and now you want to get away with it with just a word, suddenly. It happened so suddenly that Li Zhang had no idea what was going on. All right, stop explaining. What's the point of saying so much? I think you are a spy sent by Yi Qingjiu. After saying that, Mr. Chen hung up the phone angrily. Li Zhang was already sweating profusely from fear. He and Mr. Chen had agreed that as long as he sold Tengxing's information to Yao Chen would give him 20% of the shares when Tengxing collapsed. But it's exactly twice as much as Tengxing. Chapter 109, Uneasy. Now that things have turned out like this, what if Mr. Chen gets angry and the previous agreement no longer counts? Wouldn't that mean he would lose both his wife and his army? The more Li Zhang thought about it, the angrier he became. He picked up the phone and called Wu Yue in the Central Control Department. Like Wu Yue and Wen Dong, they were all lured over by him to report the situation to him. Didn't you say that you had already held a meeting and decided that King of Glory would be officially launched 3 months later? How do you do things? Boss Li, everyone was at the meeting that day, and the president said it himself that the product would be listed in 3 months. Wu Yue was also completely confused. He didn't know what was going on. After all, he was just a central controller, although he was also a middle and senior manager of the company. But after all, they are separated by departments, and apart from holding meetings, they have no other channels to understand the progress of things. After hearing what he said, Li Zhang felt disappointed. He hung up the phone and called several other men. The answers were consistent. It seems that Yi Qingjiu had planned this in advance, and she did it on purpose. There is only one reason why she did this. That is, she knew that someone betrayed Tengxing's information to Yao Chen. Li Zhang sat on the black leather sofa with a serious look on his face. Does Yi Qingjiu know that he is the one who sold the information? Or was it that she was just casting a wide net and didn't know anything at all? No, he had to go to the company tomorrow to check out the situation. In the evening, after the family of 4 finished their meal, Jiang Cheng took the children to play in the living room, while Yi Qingjiu sat on the sofa and browsed his phone. Suddenly, I saw a video with over 1 million likes. The title was about a mysterious man who bravely performed a heroic act and then disappeared in the crowd. Yi Qingjiu took just a glance and clicked it the next second. Isn't this Jiang Cheng? Jiang Cheng simply grabbed the man and pushed him to the ground. The movements are skillful and handsome. She handed the phone to Jiang Cheng. When did this happen? Jiang Cheng smiled and said, yesterday. Yi Qingjiu frowned. When was it yesterday? Just last night you worked overtime. Where have you been? I'm going to the supermarket. Why don't you drive? The children ate too much. No, my wife, I went to the supermarket. What's there to ask? Why didn't you call the police? It's too late. It happened a little too suddenly. Hearing this, Yi Qingjiu frowned and stopped talking. It's true that he was brave enough to do something righteous. But what if the criminal had a knife? Many people who have done something brave enough to do something righteous have died these days. In the end, it's just a martyr's monument and a handful of earth. What's the use? All that is left for parents, wife and children is eternal pain. Seeing that her face was getting worse, Jiang Cheng sat beside her and said, "Wife, what's wrong with you?" Yi Qingjiu really wanted to ask if he could not be so impulsive, if he could call the police if anything happened, and if he could take good care of himself. But what should she say? Stop him from doing what is right? It seems she can't do it. She sat there with a cold face, not saying a word. Seeing that she was obviously angry, Jiang Cheng looked puzzled and asked, "What happened?" Yi Qingjiu looked up at him and said, "It's okay, I just want to be quiet." She was very conflicted. She wanted him to protect himself and not be so impulsive, but she also wanted him not to be so cold and indifferent, and to lend a helping hand to others when they were in trouble. However, this is clearly like a multiple-choice question, with only A and B as the answers, which is really frustrating. Jiang Cheng looked at her and said, "If you have anything to say, just tell me. If you think I did something wrong, or if you have any ideas, you have to tell me so that I can understand." Yi Qingjiu ignored him and sat on the sofa by herself, her eyes as cold as a pond. Niu saw his mother's cell phone on the sofa and ran over to start swiping. After swiping a few times, I saw another video of a girl in a white dress and a mask. She stood in front of the microphone wearing a mask and said, "Hello everyone, I am the girl on the bus." I was so flustered and scared at that time that I didn't have time to say thank you to the kind brother. Now I want to find him and thank him in person. Can you please help me? She was the girl who was desecrated during the day. But the difference from that time was that she was wearing a big medical mask in the video. After all, she was still young, and no one wanted to see this kind of thing happen. She was determined to find someone to help her, but her family was afraid of ruining her reputation. Masks are a great way to protect yourself. The moment Niu saw the video, his eyes lit up. She waved her little hand, looking excited. Yanyan, come and see, is the person this sister is looking for, Daddy Tilda. When Yanyan heard this, he hurried over. He looked at his phone and nodded affirmatively. It must be Dad Tilda. Hearing Yanyan's affirmative answer, Niu also became excited. Dad is so awesome. Dad is a hero. Yi Qingjiu listened to the two darlings talking to each other and couldn't help but pick up his phone to look through the comments. Brother A, I wish good people a peaceful life. Little butterfly, this guy looks familiar. He looks a bit like the guy in the last proposal video. He seems to be the husband of Yi Qingjiu, the president of Tengsing. Jiu, I saw a video of him singing. It was very impressive. It seemed to be in a shopping mall, little sister. You can go look for it. Do mio. There are not many good people like this nowadays. It is really difficult to do good deeds without leaving a name. I wish him a smooth life. Fu Qi, I understand you very well because I have also been blasphemed before. I am not as lucky as you, and no one helps me. This is a lifelong scar for me. Yi Qingjiu held the phone and looked at the comments from the man named Fu Qi. It was as if someone had pinched her heart, a lifetime of pain. She looked at Jiang Cheng, feeling mixed emotions. Jiang Cheng looked at her gloomy face and seemed to suddenly understand. Wife, are you worried about my safety and feel that I will be in danger, so you are unhappy? Yi Qingjiu nodded, unhappy. Am I being a little selfish? Jiang Cheng laughed, as expected. His wife was worried about him. He hugged Yi Qingjiu and said carelessly, Wife, I am so happy to meet. Yi Qingjiu glanced at him and said, You are so unruly. Niu raised her head and looked at Jiang Cheng. Dad's sister is looking for you again. Come find me. There's no need to thank me in person. Yi Qingjiu also looked at him curiously. Great hero, are you going to do this? Jiang Cheng thought about it, took out his mobile phone, registered an account, and then clicked on the video. A comment was made below. I have seen the video and I have received your gratitude. I wish you academic success and don't be affected by these negative things. Come on. Chapter 110. No, we must thank you in person. In a community, a girl is sitting on the edge of the bed. My mother comforted me softly. Shuaner, it's okay. Fortunately, the people on the bus are very caring and the man has been caught and sent to the police station. We don't have to be afraid. The girl lowered her head and kept reading the comments on her phone. Mom, but I really want to thank him in person. I was so scared yesterday that I didn't even have time to say thank you to him. Her name is Lin Xuiner. She is a high school student, as young as a flower. Mother Wuya looked at her and said, "My child, I am very happy that you have this idea. We should be grateful and repay the kindness." The girl nodded and continued to write comments. "Little cutie, there are still many good people in this world. Wei AI, this person is definitely Jiang Cheng, there is no doubt about it. He is the family of 3 who sang in the mall. I didn't expect that he has a good voice and a good heart. Monk, little girl, you can go to Tengsing to find him. It depends on whether you can get in. He is Mr. Teng Yi's husband." Further down, there is a message from a person named Wu Ming. "I have seen the video, and I have received your gratitude. I wish you academic success. Don't be affected by these negative things. Come on." Seeing this, she was surprised and excited. Mom, look, this is my brother." Mother Lin hurriedly said, "Quick, ask him where he is. Your father and I want to thank him in person." She and her husband got married and had children late, and finally they had a daughter. They were so worried about dropping her that they held her in their hands, and worried about her melting that they held her in their mouths. She had done her best to give me the best since she was a child, but I never expected that such a thing would happen to my good daughter, whom I had raised with great effort on the bus. Just thinking about it makes Mother Lin feel like she's being stabbed by needles. If Jiang Cheng hadn't bravely caught the bad guy, she would have been heartbroken for the rest of her life. The girl immediately sent a private message. "Can you tell me your contact information? Thank you in person." When Jiang Cheng saw the private message, he frowned and replied, "No need, I have already received your thanks." The girl held her phone and looked at Jiang Cheng's private message with a serious expression. What should she do if her benefactor doesn't see her? "Mom, look," she handed over the phone. The girl's mother frowned and said, "They are doing good deeds without leaving their names, so we have to show our attitude." She flipped through the previous comments and said, "Someone said he was from Tengsing. Let's go there to find him tomorrow. I'll call the media right now and tell them that we found the unknown hero. Let's go together tomorrow morning." After saying that, Mother Lin walked out and contacted the media. She must thank Jiang Cheng in person. If it weren't for Jiang Cheng, that wretched man might have run away, and his daughter would have been left with a lifelong psychological trauma. The next morning, Jiang Cheng sent his 2 children to school as usual, and then drove slowly to Tengsing. As soon as I got downstairs, I saw a group of people gathered at the door. A man with a camera was talking to the security guard about something. It was obvious that the 2 sides had an argument. Next to the camera stood a girl wearing a mask and a middle-aged couple holding a banner. This would be rush hour, so more and more people were gathering at the door. Jiang Cheng stopped the car and walked over. Now everyone in Tengsing knows Jiang Cheng. When they see him, they will take the initiative to greet him. "Hello, Mr. Jiang." Jiang Cheng nodded and looked at the security guard. "What's going on?" The security guard looked at Jiang Cheng helplessly. "Mr. Jiang, they insisted on going in to look for you. You also know the rules of Tengsing. Without the approval of Mr. Yi, reporters are not allowed to enter. Since Tencent is an internet company with many internal secrets, it keeps a distance from reporters. Without prior notice, they will not be allowed in to avoid chaos." The security guard was also helpless about this. Remember hearing that the person in front of him was Jiang Cheng. He was so excited. "Hello, Mr. Jiang, I'm from Sunshine City. We came here to interview you about the bus incident a few days ago. Wow, I didn't expect that Mr. Jiang is actually the hero who does good deeds without leaving a name. Mr. Jiang, you really give me surprises every day." Several employees stood at the door and praised it. Jiang Cheng looked back at them and said, "Have you checked in? Your salary will be deducted for being late." After hearing what he said, the smiles on several people's faces gradually disappeared, and they ran into the company with their bags. Jiang Cheng glanced around and said, "How about this? Let's go inside and talk. This is the main entrance of Tengsing. It's not good to block the road." Seeing Jiang Cheng accepting the interview, the reporter nodded repeatedly. "Okay, Mr. Jiang, please come this way." When they reached the corner, Lin Xuaner's mother couldn't help but said, "Sir, our family is so grateful to you. If it weren't for you, we would have let that bad guy get away." "Yes, Mr. Jiang, you are our family's benefactor." Father Lin also looked at Jiang Cheng with gratitude. Jiang Cheng smiled and said, "I have already told you that I have received your gratitude. It is so troublesome that you have to come all the way here just for such a small matter. Mr. Jiang, this is a small matter for you, but it is a great favor to our family. If this bad guy runs away, Xuaner will probably have a psychological trauma for the rest of her life, and we too will probably have a hard time living in this life. Lin Xuaner's father said. Children are the flesh and blood of their parents. If their children suffer injustice, their parents may hate them more and regret it more than their children themselves, and they will be deeply trapped in self-blame for the rest of their lives. The reporter also hurriedly said, Yes, Mr. Jiang, it can be seen from the video that you are very skilled and have a strong sense of justice. There are not many people like you nowadays. Jiang Cheng smiled and said, I just happened to be there. Anyone would rush to help if this happened to them. It's really not a big deal. Lin Xuaner, wearing a mask, took the banner from her father's hand, spread it out, and handed it to Jiang Cheng, saying sincerely, Brother, thank you. She was really grateful to Jiang Cheng. If the kind-hearted people in the car made her believe in justice, then Jiang Cheng made her believe that there was really light in this world. Now she firmly believes that as long as she does something bad, someone will come to uphold justice. Jiang Cheng originally thought that there was no need to do all this, but after all, it was the girl's kindness, so he touched her head and said, Thank you for the banner, I will accept it. You must study hard and believe that there are still many good people in this world. Yeah, the little girl nodded. The reporter looked at Jiang Cheng with admiration. Mr. Jiang, we have reported your heroic act to the relevant department. They have decided to give you the title of Unsung Hero and a bonus of 200,000 yuan. After saying that, he took out a red certificate and a check and handed them to Jiang Cheng. Chapter 111, Donate. Jiang Cheng looked at the check and frowned. It would be fine if he just received the check, but why did he have to pay the money? He just did what he was supposed to do, but he was given a bonus. He felt a little unworthy of it. He frowned and said, I'll accept this certificate as a souvenir, but forget about the money. You can take it back. The reporter refused. No way, this is a reward from above. We have no right to take it back. Jiang Cheng thought about it and said, Then donate 200,000 yuan to Hope Primary School. It can help rebuild the school for the children in the remote mountainous areas. After hearing his words, several people present were stunned. Father Lin looked incredulous. Mr. Jiang, this is 200,000 yuan. You just say you don't want it. Jiang Cheng smiled. He really didn't need the 200,000. After all, there were still 30 million in the card that he hadn't used. Besides, he also had 5% of the shares of Mazara Group. Compared to me, the children in Hope Primary School are more important, aren't they? Mr. Jiang, you are such a good person. Mother Lin sighed. Yes, I am narrow-minded, Father Lin said with a smile. Mr. Jiang, I will help you contact the charity organization to donate the money. The reporter looked excited. Now that Jiang Cheng has donated the money, everyone must continue to pay attention to whether the charity organization really puts the money where it should go. So another wave of news. Jiang Cheng nodded. Okay, thank you for your help. Let's stop the interview today. I have something else to do. I'll be busy now. He couldn't stand seeing such scenes of gratitude. Okay, Mr. Jiang, take care. Remember to take off the microphone and say goodbye to him. Goodbye, Brother Jiang. Lin Xuaner looked at Jiang Cheng gratefully. When he entered the Tengsing building, he looked up and saw Yi Qingjiu looking at him with a smile. Oh, Mr. Yi is not busy today, Jiang Cheng teased. I have nothing to do, so I might as well watch an interview with a great hero. Yi Qingjiu clasped her hands together, raised her beautiful eyes, and showed all kinds of charm. Why, you're such a sweet talker, Tilda, Jiang Cheng smiled. As the two were talking, they saw Si Qingqing running over in a hurry. Yi Qingjiu raised his eyes and asked, Why are you so flustered? Si Qingqing panted. Mr. Li was furious in the office just now and wanted to fire Wendong. Hearing the name Mr. Li, Yi Qingjiu felt a headache. Li Zhang is here. Jiang Cheng knew this day would come. He sneered, Let's go and take a look. In the wireless department, Li Zhang sat on the sofa and drank tea leisurely, looking at Wendong standing opposite him. Okay, pack up and get out. Wendong lowered his head and said, Boss Li, I don't know where I went wrong. If you want to fire me, you have to have an explanation. Explanation. You are not capable at work and your attitude is problematic too. Wendong knew that this was obviously an attempt to stir up trouble and was just a random excuse. Li Zhang crossed his legs, looking relaxed. He clapped his hands and said, All right, I've given you the explanation you wanted. You can go now. Wendong was so angry that his face turned red. Isn't it just that I reported to you 1 day late? What's wrong with my work attitude? Li Zhang looked contemptuous. Isn't this just a problem with your attitude? Besides, don't put the blame on me. I never asked you to report anything. You obviously. Wendong hadn't finished his words. Yi Qingjiu and Jiang Cheng walked in. I heard you want to fire Wendong. There was no expression on her face. Oh, such a small thing can alarm Mr. Yi. Li Zhang didn't say the rest, but he already knew what was going on. It is impossible for Yi Qingjiu to come here in person, just for an employee. Yi Qingjiu looked at him. So what do you want to say? You can fire me, but there must be a reason. What is the reason? Li Zhang raised his eyebrows and said casually, Nothing. It seems you already know some things. In that case, let's be frank. Yi Qingjiu looked at Wendong and said, You go out first. Wendong nodded and walked out. Tell me, it was you who sold Tengxing's information to Yaochen, wasn't it? Yi Qingjiu's tone was light, but it revealed a hint of unquestionableness. Boss Yi, please don't say anything careless. You can't put such a big hat on me for no reason. Yi Qingjiu snorted coldly. Are you putting an accusation on me? Yes, I am asking about the launch time of King of Glory, but don't forget that I am a shareholder. What's wrong with me asking about the dynamics of my own company? Yi Qingjiu was so angry that he didn't know what to say. I have never seen such a shameless person. Boss Yi, if you have nothing else to do, I'll go back first. After Li Zhang finished speaking, he prepared to leave. Jiang Cheng stopped him and said, If I remember correctly, even though we are shareholders, we have a confidentiality agreement with Tengxing. It's okay for you to ask about the game, but it will be a problem if you leak the information. All senior executives of the company are under confidentiality agreements. Even shareholders are no exception. Li Zhang didn't expect Jiang Cheng to use the confidentiality agreement to pressure him. He looked at Jiang Cheng and asked, What do you want to say? Jiang Cheng smiled and silently used his mind-reading skills. I want to tell you that I have a recording of your conversation with Yaochen's people. Do you believe it? How could he have any recordings? He was just trying to scare me. Li Zhang looked disdainful and said, I warn you, Jiang Cheng, stealing other people's chat content is illegal. Jiang Cheng laughed. Selling internal information is also illegal. Aren't you curious about the chat records in my hand? If so, I'll hand it over to Mr. Yi and we'll see you in court. Hearing the word court, Li Zhang's heart skipped a beat. Jiang Cheng instantly heard the voice in his heart. Does he really know about what happened between me and Mr. Chen? That's impossible. He can't have any recordings. Jiang Cheng wanted him to lose his composure. He smiled and said, The other party is Mr. Chen, right? I heard him mention the name of Mr. Chen. Li Zhang was even more panicked. How did he know it was Mr. Chen? What else does he know? As long as he doesn't know that Mr. Chen promised to give me 20% of the shares, there should be no problem. I insisted that I did this all for Tang Xing's own good. I deliberately let out some small information to prevent Chen Yu from discovering the bigger secret. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng was amazed and said with emotion, I didn't expect that Mr. Chen was so nice to you. He promised to give you 20% of the shares, which is twice as much as Tengxing. Hearing Jiang Cheng's words, Li Zhang was completely panicked. How did he know? He actually knows everything. How is this possible? How do you know this? What evidence do you have? Li Zhang's voice trembled a little. Chapter 112, Give you 3 days. When Mr. Chen made the promise to me, there was only one vice president of Yaochen with him, whose name was Sun Ming. Could it be that Sun Ming told him? That must be it. It looks like there's a traitor behind this, and it's Sun Ming. We must tell Mr. Chen to be on guard against Sun Ming. Jiang Cheng listened to the voice in his heart and couldn't help but laugh. This Mr. Chen was capable of tracking down Tengxing. It seemed that he couldn't let him have it too easy. We have to outwit him. We can't just let him act alone. He coughed twice and said in a bad tone, Did I say I have evidence? I'm just asking you, why are you so nervous? After saying that, he glanced at Yi Qingjiu, who was standing beside him. By the way, wife, do you remember what Mr. Sun told me last time? Although Yi Qingjiu didn't know which Mr. Sun Jiang Cheng was talking about, she believed that there must be a reason why he asked that. There was no expression on her face, and she said calmly, Remember. Seeing Yi Qingjiu nod, Li Zhang's heart rose to his throat. It seemed that it was definitely this Sun Ming who was behind this. Jiang Cheng must know something. Thinking about it, he couldn't help but start to get nervous. Seeing that he was a little at a loss, Jiang Cheng continued to strike while the iron was hot. He glanced at Yi Qingjiu and said, Wife, ask the assistant to get Mr. Li's confidentiality agreement so we can take a look. Li Zhang is a shareholder, so his confidentiality agreement is somewhat different from that of others. It is clearly stated above that once any information about Tengxing is leaked by a shareholder, the leaker will be fined 50 million yuan, and all shares will be confiscated. When Li Zhang heard about the confidentiality agreement, he was so scared that he broke out in a sweat. 50 million, that would be asking for his secret. I admit that Yaochen did promise me 20% of the shares, but after all, I am still in Tengxing, and besides, Tengxing didn't suffer much loss. Or how about we just forget about it? I promise it won't happen again. Li Zhang was so scared that he stuttered. Forget it, you say forget it? Jiang Cheng looked at him with a pair of cold eyes which made people afraid. I promise this won't happen again. Please, please give me a chance. Although Li Zhang made a lot of money in recent years, his expenses were also high. Not only did he waste money on catching Zhang on a daily basis, he also found a concubine and had 2 little sons. Both wives knew about each other's existence and were determined to make some money for their sons. The eldest son bought a villa, and the 2 younger sons just turned 5 years old, so the second wife wanted to buy a house for each child. I just bought 1 set and haven't even bought the second one, but I've already spent all my savings. Not only will he have to pay 50 million in compensation, but he will also have his shares confiscated. That's literally asking for his life. Jiang Cheng snorted coldly. Since you and my father-in-law have already handed it over, I don't need the 30 million, but you must hand over the shares. Hearing Jiang Cheng say this, Li Zhang hurried to beg Yi Qingjiu. Qingjiu, we all watched you grow up. You can't be so heartless. He wanted to play the emotional card with Yi Qingjiu and let the matter go. But he was wrong. Over the years, he had been making things difficult for Yi Qingjiu, both overtly and covertly, making her so angry that she couldn't sleep for many nights. Now he has given away all of Tang Xing's information. How could she possibly forgive him? Boss Li, let's just talk about work. When you betrayed Tang Xing, you didn't think about the fact that I grew up under your care. Li Zhang looked at the couple, his face ashen. He clenched his fists and said, I won't admit it. If you have the guts, go sue me and let the court enforce it. Otherwise, I will never hand over my shares. Jiang Cheng sneered. I'll give you 3 days. When the time is up, you'd better give up your shares voluntarily, otherwise we'll see you in court. Don't be fooled by his confident look. In fact, if Li Zhang insists on denying it, Jiang Cheng really has no way to deal with it. After all, he has no physical evidence. You stop trying to scare me. You have no evidence at all. I'm not afraid of you. Li Zhang tried to make a final resistance. Jiang Cheng snorted coldly. Then let's wait and see. After saying that, he glanced at Yi Qingjiu and said, Wife, let's go. Yi Qingjiu had never seen such a cruel side of Jiang Cheng before. He always seemed to be a good man, a good husband, and a good father. He seems to be smiling all the time, but I didn't expect that he has a unique charm when he is serious. She stood up quickly and followed him out. After leaving the door, Yi Qingjiu looked at Jiang Cheng in confusion. Who is the Mr. Sun you just mentioned? Jiang Cheng chuckled. Boss Sun, you are the vice president of Yaochen. Yi Qingjiu was shocked when he said this. Do you know anyone from Yaochen? Jiang Cheng glanced at her and said, Are you stupid? Do you think I know him? I was just trying to scare him. Oh, Yi Qingjiu nodded and looked at him with admiration. I didn't expect you to be so smart. For large companies like Tencent and Yaochen, all the information about their senior executives would be immediately available on the internet. So Yi Qingjiu did not doubt Jiang Cheng at all. On the contrary, I really admire him. I didn't expect that my husband could be so brave and resourceful. Not only can he share the household chores, but he can also handle even the big company matters that he cannot handle himself without any mistakes. Of course not. Your husband has many advantages. Jiang Cheng couldn't help but brag a little. Do you think he will really hand over his shares in 3 days? Jiang Cheng looked confident. Don't worry. As soon as the 2 of them went out, Li Zhang was completely panicked. He hurriedly took out his phone and called Mr. Chen. Hello, Mr. Chen. It's Mr. Sun, it's him. He told Jiang Cheng about the 20% stake you promised me. It was him who told Jiang Cheng that I betrayed Tencent. He is the traitor of Yaochen. Li Zhang's voice trembled when he spoke, but it sounded very determined and didn't sound like a lie. Mr. Chen was reviewing the document. When he heard what Mr. Li said, he couldn't help but narrow his eyes and looked at Vice President Sun Mingsun, who was sitting opposite him. What did you say? Unlike Yaochen and Tencent, it is not a joint stock company and has only one boss, Chen Shaolin. Over the years, a large part of the reason why he was able to make Yaochen so big was due to his ability to recruit talented people and his innate caution and suspicion. Mr. Chen, please think carefully. When Mr. Sun was the only one present when he agreed to give me 20% of the shares, how did Jiang Cheng know about it now? Don't you find it strange? Chen Shaolin narrowed his eyes. Who is Jiang Cheng? He seemed to be asking Li Zhang on the other end of the phone, but it was more like he was asking Sun Ming on the other side. Hearing this, Sun Ming, who was looking down at his phone, looked up at Chen Shaolin. Jiang Cheng is the producer of Honor of Kings. Later, Tencent even set up a research and development team specifically for him. By the way, he is also Yi Qingjiu's lover, Li Zhang explained. Chapter 113, Mr. Li begs, Jiang Cheng's parents. Chen Shaolin thought about it and said, "Okay, I understand." After saying that, he hung up the phone and looked at Sun Ming as if nothing had happened. "Yes, this is Li Zhang calling." Sun Ming nodded. He never had a great impression of people who sold out their company, and he was too lazy to even ask any more questions. "Aren't you curious about what he said?" Cheng Shaolin folded his arms and looked at Sun Ming with a smile. Sun Ming is actually a man who does things with principles. Although he is not very smart and has a bit of a temper, he is absolutely down to earth and reassuring when it comes to doing things. He shook his head, not curious. "He said that you were Chen Yu's traitor, and that it was you who told Jiang Cheng that he betrayed Tengsing, which led to the advancement of this press conference." Chen Shaolin's tone was very casual, and it sounded like he was just having an ordinary chat. Sun Ming sneered. "Does he think everyone is the same as him? You're overthinking it." "Aren't you curious why he said that?" Chen Shaolin looked at him with a smile. Sun Ming shook his head. "There's nothing to explain. People with different ideals cannot work together. When a dog wants to bite someone, it only takes a split second." After saying that, he glanced at Chen Shaolin and said, "Mr. Chen, I'll go back first if everything is okay." Chen Shaolin nodded. "Go ahead." Sun Ming stood up and walked towards the door of the chairman's office. Chen Shaolin looked at his back, trying to see this man more clearly. Did he really have any dealings with Jiang Cheng, as Li Zhang said? Who was lying? Thinking about this, Cheng Shaolin frowned and called his secretary. "Hey, find someone to keep an eye on Sun Ming for me and see who he has been in contact with recently." "Okay, Mr. Chen." After the assistant hung up the phone, he assigned 2 people to keep an eye on Sun Ming's every move. Mr. Li was completely panicked. He sat at home and thought about it. The more he thought about it, the more scared he became. He called Chen Shaolin again. "Hello, Mr. Chen, what should I do now? They asked me to hand over my shares or they will sue me." Chen Shaolin sneered. "You lost your equity and your current position. What do you think you are worth to us, Yao Chen?" He has always been a person who puts interests first. In his eyes, Li Zhang, who has lost his equity, is just useless trash. Li Zhang was a little anxious. "You can't say that, Mr. Chen. I'm doing this for Yao Chen." "For Yao Chen? You're just doing it for the 20% stake." After saying that, Chen Shaolin hung up the phone. He had lost his shares and his position as vice president. Did he really think that I would still care about him? This guy must have something wrong with his brain. Li Zhang listened to the busy tone on the phone. His heart sank, and he was completely desperate. Mr. Chen has no intention of taking care of him at all. What should he do now? There are only 3 days, only 3 days. How can I get Jiang Cheng to let me go? He doesn't want to lose his equity. By the way, if Jiang Cheng doesn't agree, what about his family? Go and ask his parents, maybe it will help. Yes, go and beg them, it might help. Thinking of this, Li Zhang hurriedly took out his phone and said, "Hey, help me find the address of Jiang Cheng's parents' house and send it to my phone in 3 minutes." After saying that, he hurried out and went to the department store to buy some expensive nutritional supplements. Deer antler, bird's nest, cordyceps, you can say buy whatever is expensive. After buying the things and looking at the address he had just received, Li Zhang drove his Cayenne towards the Wellington community. Mother Jiang and her old man were happily watching the video on TV showing her son catching bad guys. Then I heard the doorbell ring. Father Jiang was very excited. "Let's go and see if our Chengzi is back." Jiang Cheng bravely stepped up to help others and donated 200,000 yuan to the Hope Primary School. As a father, he is very happy and proud. Mother Jiang smiled and nodded. "Okay, I'll go right away." Then she went to open the door. I saw a man in his 50s standing at the door. He was wearing a white shirt and was a little fat. The smile on her face gradually disappeared, and she asked curiously, "Who are you looking for?" Li Zhang nodded with a smile. "Hello, are you Mr. Jiang's mother?" Jiang Ma nodded. "Who are you?" "I'm the vice president of Tengsing. My name is Li Zhang." After confirming the other party's identity, President Li took his things and was about to go in. He pushed Jiang Ma aside and crawled in himself. "Your house is really big. It's all thanks to my son. What's the matter with you coming here?" Mother Jiang looked at him in confusion. Seeing that it was a stranger, Mr. Jiang also came out. He took off his reading glasses and looked at Li Zhang carefully. "Who are you looking for?" Li Zhang hurriedly went up to him and said, "I'm the vice president of Tengsing. I came here just to visit you too. Speaking of which, my son is not much older than Jiang Cheng, so I'll call you brother." Father Jiang looked puzzled. "What on earth is going on with you?" He has been in the room for a long time, but still doesn't say what he is doing here. "Mr. Jiang is really weird." Mother Jiang had no idea what was going on, so she hurried into the bathroom to call Jiang Cheng. Jiang Cheng was playing hide and seek with the two babies when he heard the phone ringing. "Hey, Mom," he whispered, covering his mouth. "Chengzi, there's a guy named Li Zhang at home. He brought a lot of food and said he's from Tengsing." Li Zhang ran to his own home. Hearing his mother say this, Jiang Cheng stood up from behind the sofa. The two babies ran over quickly, cheering, "Daddy, we caught." Jiang Cheng held the phone and said, "Mom, wait, I'll be there right away." "Oh, okay. What?" After hanging up the phone, Jiang Cheng squatted down and touched the heads of the two babies. "Go play with Grandma Zhang for a while. Dad has to go out for a while." "Dad, where are you going?" Niu looked at him curiously. He looked at the two children and said, "Daddy is going to Grandma's house and will be back soon. There is something waiting for Daddy to take care of at Grandma's house." Niu pouted, looking disappointed. "Oh, then can Daddy buy us some lollipops when he comes back, Tilda?" Jiang Cheng looked at them with a smile. "Okay, Daddy will buy you some candy. Go find Grandma Zhang. Remember to be good, Tilda." After saying that, he changed his shoes and went out. At the Jiang family, Jiang's mother looked at Li Zhang helplessly. "Go back quickly and take your things. We can't help you with this." Father Jiang also looked embarrassed. "Yes, you should go back soon and stop wasting time at our house. We old couple can't make the decision." Seeing that neither of them was willing to help him, Li Zhang knelt on the ground and said, "Please, I'm really desperate. We are about the same age, but I have 3 children to support at home. I really can't lose this job." Chapter 114, Goodbye, Mr. Li. Please vote for recommendation. Father Jiang sighed. "Alas, we can't help you. Please leave. This is a matter between my son and daughter-in-law's workplace, and I shouldn't interfere." As he was talking, Jiang Cheng opened the door and walked in. "Dad, Mom." Seeing Jiang Cheng, Jiang's mother finally put her heart back in her stomach. "Child, look quickly. This person has been staying in our house." Jiang Cheng glanced at Li Zhang with disgust on his face. "It's okay to harass yourself, but harassing your parents is really annoying." Li Zhang no longer had the toughness he had in the morning, and he knelt on the ground. "Jiang, Mr. Jiang, please let me go this time. I kowtow to you." He kowtowed so hard that his head made a bang-bang sound. Jiang Cheng's face was expressionless. "You betrayed Tengsing's secrets. You have violated the law, do you know that?" Li Zhang raised his head with a flattering look on his face. Yes. Whatever you say is right. Just let me go this time. A great man should not take the small man's fault seriously. I promise I will never do it again." "Guarantee? How can a person without integrity guarantee anything?" Jiang Cheng didn't believe him at all. "Okay, go back. Remember, you only have 3 days to think about it. There is nothing much to say about this kind of person. He has betrayed Tengsing's secrets more than once or twice. Jiang Cheng will never give him a second chance to betray Tengsing. Reform is reserved for those who know they have done wrong, not for those who only think about their own interests." Seeing his resolute expression, Li Zhang became angry and said, "Why can't you give me another chance? I have kowtowed and begged. How can you do this to me?" He has been in Tengsing for more than 30 years, and no one has ever dared to treat him like this. Wherever he goes, he is the beloved Mr. Li. Now I have given gifts and said nice things to this group of people, and they are still being humble. What else do they want from me? Li Zhang stood up and said, "Jiang Cheng, don't go too far." Jiang Cheng's expression was mocking. "See, the fox's tail is exposed. Is this your attitude of repentance?" Li Zhang looked at him angrily. "You don't even want to give me a chance. How can I repent?" He felt that he had been badly tricked by someone, and the person who tricked him was this rascal in his early 20s who hadn't even fully grown his hair. Jiang Cheng looked at him helplessly. He would repent if he was given a chance, but he wouldn't repent if he wasn't given a chance. He really didn't think he did anything wrong. "Go back, it's getting late and everyone is busy. I don't have time to waste with you. Besides, my parents are not young anymore, so you'd better not bother them." After saying this, he prepared to see the guest off. Li Zhang looked at Jiang Cheng angrily. "Jiang, you forced me to do this." After saying that, he took out a dagger from his pocket and stabbed Jiang Cheng fiercely. Seeing the shiny object in his hand, Jiang Cheng was startled and quickly dodged. I didn't expect that he was carrying a weapon. He grabbed Li Zhang's hand. "I advise you to put the knife down. Otherwise, it won't be as simple as handing over your shares." Mother Jiang's heart jumped into her throat when she saw the man taking out a knife. She rushed into the kitchen and took out a kitchen knife. "If you dare to touch my son, I will fight you." Father Jiang snatched the kitchen knife from Mother Jiang's hand and glared at Li Zhang nervously. "I'm warning you. If you dare to touch my son, I won't let you leave this door today." Jiang Cheng glanced at the old couple, feeling touched and guilty. He never thought that matters at the company would spread to his home, causing the two elderly people at their ages to live in fear with him. Jiang Cheng exerted force and held Li Zhang's hand tightly. His hand suddenly felt like it was curled inside, and a sharp pain came over him, making him sweat profusely. The knife fell to the ground with a clang. Li Zhang felt like his bones had been shot, and he grimaced in pain. Jiang Cheng kicked the knife far away, then grabbed the man and pinned him to the ground. I had thought of letting you go before, but unfortunately not only did you not repent, you also disturbed my parents. Now that you've injured someone, the evidence is solid. I can call the police and have you arrested immediately. I wish you a happy life in prison for the next few years. After saying that, he took out his phone without hesitation and called the police. Half an hour later, the police took Li Zhang into the car. Jiang Cheng looked at him with a smile. If you explain the situation carefully, you may be able to stay for 2 fewer years. Mr. Jiang, just wait, I won't let you go. Li Zhang was pressed in the car, staring at Jiang Cheng. The hatred in his eyes was overwhelming, making people feel uncomfortable. Jiang Cheng snorted, "You should live in the present and think about what to do tomorrow." The police car drove away with sirens blaring. Jiang Cheng looked at the two elderly people with a guilty look on his face. "Mom and Dad, it's all my fault for not handling it properly. I will never let this happen again." Father Yi sighed, "Son, this is not your fault. Although Dad is old, remember that home will always be your safe haven. If anyone touches your hair, Dad will fight him to the death." 3 days later, in a small dark room, Tengsing's lawyer sat opposite Mr. Li with an equity agreement. "I advise you to sign it immediately, otherwise you will be in trouble when we appeal." After several days of questioning, Li Zhang had already been tortured to the point of losing all hope. His face was blue, and he picked up the pen tremblingly, wrote his name, and then pressed a bright red handprint on his name. The lawyer came out with the agreement and got into Jiang Cheng's car. "Mr. Jiang, this is the equity redemption agreement." Jiang Cheng took it and read the contents carefully. "Now that the 10% stake is lost, it would be better to take it myself. By the way, how much does it cost to buy this 10% equity?" The lawyer thought for a moment and said, "Well, it will probably cost around 600 million. Wow, so much money. I wanted to buy it to show off and give it to my wife, but it's 600 million. This is a bit embarrassing. After all, my strength doesn't allow it." As I was thinking about it, my cell phone rang and it showed a foreign number. Jiang Cheng took over. "Hello, hello." A sweet, not quite standard Chinese voice came from the other end. "Hello, are you Mr. Jiang? I'm the secretary of Marsarat. I'm calling you to confirm whether your dividend this year was deposited into the card ending in 546. Whatever you think comes true, that's great. Yes, may I ask how much is the dividend?" "About 2 billion. Jiang Cheng looked calm. "Okay, I understand. Oh my God, 2 billion. Oh my God, 2 billion. Oh my God, tilde." He suppressed his excitement and looked at Lawyer Zhang. "Lawyer Zhang, I want the shares. Prepare a purchase contract." "Okay, Mr. Jiang." Lawyer Zhang nodded. By getting rid of Li Zhang, he could get 10% of Tencent Star's shares and make a small profit of tens of millions. The needle does not poke. Jiang Cheng was in a very good mood. Chapter 115. Director Chen is furious. Jiang Cheng is happy to get shares, seeking recommendation votes. In the office of Chairman Yao Chen Shaolun sat on a chair, rubbing a string of Buddhist beads in his hand repeatedly. He had just heard that Li Zhang had been imprisoned, and then the secretary told him that the relationship between Sun Ming and Li Zhang had been discovered. "I heard that Sun Ming had a younger sister who was in a relationship with Li Zhang for a while, but was later discovered by Li Zhang's wife, and the matter was left unresolved. So it is normal for Sun Ming to hate Li Zhang. So it was completely reasonable that he told Jiang Cheng about this matter out of hatred, and let Jiang Cheng kill Li Zhang. He picked up the phone and called Sun Ming. "Come to my office." 3 minutes later, Sun Ming walked in. "Mr. Chen, what's going on?" Chen Shaolun looked at him with a smile. "I heard that Li Zhang was arrested. What do you think about this?" Sun Ming had a look of disdain on his face. He always hated such villains who sold out the interests of the company. "Isn't that what he deserves?" Chen Shaolun narrowed his eyes. "It seems that you disdain this kind of behavior." During his last phone call with him, Li Zhang told him clearly that Sun Ming was Jiang Cheng's spy. What's more, it was strange how Li Zhang went in. Although he betrayed Teng Exing should not have any evidence. "My meetings with Li Zhang were all private, and Li Zhang and I would definitely not tell anyone about this. The only possibility is the third person present, that is Sun Ming." Thinking of Li Zhang, Sun Ming couldn't help but feel disgusted. Boss Chen, I'm not saying that people should do their job properly. Li Zhang, as a shareholder of Tencxing, has been away from the company for years and has not contributed anything. He even sells some of Tencxing's information. Do you think such a person is useful? Hearing this, Chen Shaolun leaned back, crossed his legs, and looked at Sun Ming meaningfully. Do you have any personal grudges with him? Sun Ming's face looked a little ugly. I don't have any personal grudges with him. We are not familiar with each other. Unfamiliar? Chen Shaolun chuckled. From what I know, your sister was probably in a relationship with him for a while, but it ended because he had a wife, right? He spoke slowly and slowly, with a hint of playfulness in his tone, which made Sun Ming very uncomfortable. Sun Ming stood up and put his hands on the table. You want to check me? Don't worry, sit down and talk. Chen Shaolun waved his hand. I just heard about it. How can I ask you to check it out? This is obviously an investigation, and a very thorough investigation. Otherwise, how could the affairs of his sister be exposed? Sun Ming suppressed his displeasure and continued to explain. I don't know anything about my sister. She had a conflict with her family and moved out many years ago. He was not lying. He had been working hard for the company for so many years that he didn't even have time to accompany his wife during her pregnancy checkup. How can I care about other things? Chen Shaolun saw that he was a little excited and smiled. It's just a casual chat. Why are you so nervous? I'm not nervous. Why are you investigating me? Just because of Li Zhang, that scum who sold out the interests of the company. Can't you see how hard I've worked for so many years? Without me, would Chenyu be where it is today? Sun Ming has been working diligently for Chenyu over the years, and his contribution is indeed not small. It can be said that he is in charge of most of the company's affairs. Therefore, some people are arrogant and conceited. The more capable they are, the less they can tolerate different voices. This is a common problem of the strong. Sun Ming is considered a strong man, so he also has this problem. But he forgot that Chen Shaolun was the master of Xiaochen. Chen Shaolun's expression darkened. Of course I saw it, but what you said is a bit serious. Without him there would be no Chenyu today. How arrogant. Chen Shaolun endured and endured. You have indeed made an indelible contribution to Yaochen's success, but don't forget that I am your boss. Without me, you wouldn't be where you are today. Sun Ming sneered. My today? Isn't my today still the same as what you, Mr. Chen, said you would investigate? You have been on guard against me for so many years. We all know what you are thinking. Oh, I want to hear what I think. Chen Shaolun was also a little angry. I didn't expect that Sun Ming was becoming more and more arrogant. I just asked him a few questions, but he dared to go against me. You just think I betrayed you. It was me who told Jiang Cheng about Li Zhang's betrayal. Why do you have to investigate so much? It's true that I hate Li Zhang, but I really don't want to be the same kind as him. Yaochen can't tolerate me, so I'm leaving. After saying that, Sun Ming walked towards the office door without looking back. She was wholeheartedly doing everything for Chen Yu and Chen Shaolun, but she didn't expect that in return she would get him to lose more and more trust in her. Why bother? It makes me tired. Chen Shaolun looked at Sun Ming's back and slammed his hand on the table. Sun Ming, you are so arrogant that you dare to talk to me like this. I want to see what you are after leaving Yaochen. The news of Sun Ming's resignation quickly spread throughout Yaochen. The secretary and several vice presidents came to Chen Shaolun and said, Chairman, I think this is inappropriate. Please persuade Mr. Sun again. Yes, our company cannot survive without Mr. Sun. Yes, Mr. Chen, our department is all directed by Mr. Sun. The more people praised him, the uglier Chen Shaolun's face became. Get out now. Anyone who wants to leave can resign now. Seeing him lose his temper, the whole office fell silent. No one dared to ask any more. A few people looked at each other and quietly retreated. In the lakeside villa, a family of 4 was happily eating dinner, with a bowl of cherries on the table. Wife, I heard that Lin Feng is coming to our Chuancheng to hold a concert. Do you want to go and see it? It's a good time to celebrate and take back 10% of the shares. Yi Qingjiu picked up a piece of chicken wing, his expression indifferent. Even if I take back the 100% of the shares, it's not mine. This is Tencxing's and they have to buy it. I guess the other 3 guys are also eager to try. Jiang Cheng chuckled, walked to the sofa and took out a contract from his briefcase. The shareholding contract was drafted by lawyer Zhang. He has already signed it, and the money has been deposited into Tencxing's account. Mr. Yi, look here, Tilda. Yi Qingjiu was surprised. You are really fast. Jiang Cheng was very proud. Of course not. This was taken back by Tencxing's legal department. It has legal effect. Yi Qingju put down the chicken wings, wiped her hands, and looked at Jiang Cheng excitedly. Hubby, you are awesome. He helped her deal with the troublesome Li Zhang and also got back 10% of the shares. Her husband is so capable. Yi Qingju hesitated for a moment. That's not right. It would cost a lot of money to collect all the shares. Where would Jiang Cheng get so much money? She looked at Jiang Cheng suspiciously. Tell me the truth, where did the money come from? Chapter 116 Wife, don't cry, please recommend. Jiang Cheng chuckled. To tell you the truth, I bought some shares from stock trading some time ago. This is the first time I have heard of Yi Qingju, who can speculate in stocks and shares. In short, I used 30 million in King of Glory to buy shares of Marsarat. A large company in Country M. I made a small profit and exchanged it for 5% of the shares. I didn't expect that the shares were so valuable. The dividends gave me so much money, so I just bought the 10% shares. Yi Qingju didn't doubt what he said. After all, she saw how outstanding Jiang Cheng was. After all, any shining point of his could be used to make a living or even earn a fortune. She looked at Jiang Cheng with a smile. Her eyes seemed to be full of stars. So you want to become a shareholder of Tencxing? I'll ask Qingqing to clean up an office for you right now. After saying that, Yi Qingju couldn't wait to make a phone call. After all, it was such an exciting thing to work with her husband. Jiang Cheng pulled her back, his face full of sarcasm. Wife, this is for you. With this 10% of the shares, our CEO Yi will be able to get more money back every year so that I can live comfortably. He was waiting for her to accept his gift with a smile, and it would be even better if she gave him a kiss of praise or something. Yi Qingju, indeed, widened his eyes with an expression of disbelief. He wants to give it to himself. Her pupils trembled. This is a share. This is Tencxing's shares. How many people want it but cannot get it? Looking around the entire Sichuan city, I'm afraid no one would say such a thing. He actually wants to give me the shares. Why this reaction? I know this is Tencxing's shares and I just want to give it to you. The attitude he used when he spoke was as casual as if he was giving you another bag of chips or an ice cream. Here, I give it to you. It's delicious. I want you to have a taste. Yi Qingju stared at him with eyes wide open. Besides being surprised, he was more moved. How many people have been plotting against her for Tencxing's shares? Li Zhang, Wang Yu, Zhang Lei, Chen Shaolan. There were so many people that she was too lazy to count them. So much so that she didn't believe that anyone would give her such an important thing. But now, Jiang Cheng was standing in front of her, holding the agreement, looking at her with a smile. She was a little flattered, so much so that his eyes flickered. Well, you can keep it. Tencxing's shares are still very useful. Jiang Cheng originally wanted to give his wife a surprise, but when he saw that she was not as happy as he had imagined, he felt a little disappointed. Well, don't you like it? How could she not like it? She liked everything he gave her. Even if it was a string of candied haws, she would put it away carefully and would not bear to eat it. However, precisely because it was precious, she didn't know what to do. She felt sorry for him. Even though he had shares in Marsarat, she still couldn't bear to spend his money. This is several hundred million. Yi Qingju blinked, her long eyelashes trembling. I think you can keep it, it's really important. But I want to give it to you. But I already have 60%. Well, it turns out she doesn't want it. He thought she worked so hard for Tencxing because she liked this equity agreement. Jiang Cheng curled the corners of his mouth. It's okay if you don't want it, don't force it. After saying that, he turned and went into the bedroom. He felt a little disappointed. It seemed that he did not give his wife something she liked. What exactly is it that she wants? Yi Qingju looked at his back and became completely panicked. Is he angry with himself? Maybe my attitude caused him to misunderstand something. Seeing that something was not right with the two children, but not knowing what to say, Zhang's mother simply put the two children down from the dining chairs and took them to the children's room to give them some space. At this moment, Yi Qingju's mind was filled with the disappointment on Jiang Cheng's face. Just standing there stupidly, she began to blame herself. If it would make him so unhappy, why would I say no? I would be angry if he didn't use his own money. So why should it be natural for me not to use his money? Shouldn't a family be divided so clearly? So why can I get angry every time, but he can't? He must be angry, thinking he had made too clear a distinction. No, you must make it clear. Thinking about how he treated me, I told him that he misunderstood me. Thinking of Yi Qingju, she arrived at Jiang Cheng's door. This was the first time she wanted to explain something, and she hesitated for a long time and didn't know how to start. After thinking for a long time, he asked cautiously, "Are you asleep?" Jiang Chengkai put away the share agreement and sat on the bed in a daze. He couldn't help laughing when he heard Yi Qingjiu's voice. It's only 8 o'clock. Why are you going to bed? Only 8 o'clock. It's only 8 o'clock. How to explain this? He clearly knew that he came to him because of what happened just now. Just a casual question. Why is this person so serious? Can't you just ignore this polite greeting? Too much. Yi Qingjiu stood at the door awkwardly. I'm just asking casually. Of course Jiang Cheng knew what she was here for, and he was not really stupid. He was relieved when she said the first sentence. He stood up and walked towards the door. Yi Qingjiu's mind was now full of how to end this awkward conversation. Then you should go to bed early. Having said that, he prepared to slip away. Unexpectedly, a hand suddenly stretched out from the other side of the door, dragged her in and pressed her against the door. The man was an inch above his head, looking at him with a smirk on his face. You're leaving now. Aren't you angry? I was worried that he would be angry, so I came here to explain. When Yi Qingjiu saw him smiling, her heart completely relaxed, and then a sense of inexplicable grievance spread. Her pair of bright eyes drooped slightly, like stars about to fall into the night. There is a faint mist in her eyes, which is so beautiful that it is beyond words. Seeing that she cared about him so much, Jiang Cheng couldn't help but feel a little happy. He raised his eyebrows. So, you are worried that I'm angry, so you come to comfort me. I don't. Yi Qingjiu was stubborn. Why should she admit that she cared about him and let him continue to laugh at her? Jiang Cheng looked at her proud face and couldn't help but move his face closer. Really. There was an indescribable ambiguity in the dim room, and as night fell, the atmosphere became more and more intense. There was a blatant aggression in Jiang Cheng's eyes, which made her unable to help but press against the door even tighter. Who wants to coax you? Chapter 117. I hope you will serve as an ambassador. I care about him so much, and I'm afraid that he'll be angry, but he just makes fun of me. Yi Qingjiu felt indescribably aggrieved, and then his eyes became moist. It's fun to tease me, right? Jiang Cheng looked at the tears in her eyes and became panicked. Although the two had been together for some time, he had only seen her cry once. At that time, she even joked that it was only possible to cry when she was bullied by him. I also promised that I would never bully her, so does it count as me bullying her this time? Why did he make her cry? Jiang Cheng hugged her tightly, his heart aching. Wife, I was wrong. Why did you suddenly start crying when everything was fine? Big tears fell on his clothes. Jiang Cheng could clearly feel his shoulder was wet. He was really panicked. Wife, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was really wrong. She was worried about him, afraid that he would be angry and sad, but he actually laughed at her. Yi Qingjiu wiped her tears and looked at him with a wronged face. What did you do wrong? What went wrong? He was just feeling sad and never thought about where he went wrong. Jiang Cheng swallowed his saliva. It must be my fault if my wife is unhappy. Yi Qingjiu raised his head with a sob. Be more specific. I shouldn't tease you. Jiang admitted the true confessor. That was clearly a mockery. Yi Qingjiu felt more and more aggrieved as she spoke. She felt like she was about to cry again. Her eyes were filled with tears, and she looked extremely adorable. Jiang Chengyi held her shoulders with both hands and looked at her seriously. Wife, how could I laugh at you? I can't wait to love such a good wife. I have to admit that his eyes are really beautiful, especially when he is serious, as if they are hiding a handful of crushed stars. Yi Qingjiu looked into his eyes and seemed to lose herself a little bit. It turned out that a person's eyes could be so beautiful. Seeing her staring at him, Jiang Cheng couldn't help but chuckle. Wife, why are you looking at me? I'm admitting my mistake. Damn it. Peeping was discovered again. How could I be so careless? Yi Qingjiu's face flushed instantly. I won't talk to you anymore, I have something else to do. How could he not know whether she was okay or not? Jiang Cheng looked at her leisurely. What's the matter? Yi Qingjiu swallowed his saliva and said, Something is going on. By the way, give me the shares. Even though he felt wronged, he should still take over his shares. After all, it is very hurtful if the division between husband and wife is too clear. Hearing that she wanted shares, Jiang Cheng was happy. Haha, I'll give it to you right away. After saying that, he took out the equity agreement from the drawer. He handed it to Yi Qingjiu. Here it is. Yi Qingjiu pursed her lips and said, Well, I still have to thank you. Jiang Cheng rubbed his head and said, Why are you thanking me? There's no need to thank each other between husband and wife. The dim light made his skin look wheat-colored, which was indescribably alluring. Yi Qingjiu hesitated for a moment, but finally gave her a kiss. Jiang Cheng touched the remaining warmth on his face, looking very happy. Tusk, tusk, tusk. You are very proactive now. There's no hope. This person is really hopeless. The next morning, the sunlight shone into the room, and Yi Qingjiu was still lying in bed. It was not because he was lazy, but because he felt a little uncomfortable in his stomach. That faint feeling of heaviness and powerlessness, needless to say, an old friend has come. She went to the bathroom and then came out to eat breakfast. Jiang Cheng has been taking care of the two babies while they eat. Now they can eat very well and basically do not need help from adults. Seeing that she looked unhappy, Jiang Cheng asked with concern, "Wife, what's wrong?" Yi Qingjiu was too embarrassed to talk about this matter. After all, it was a girl's matter and a private one. She shook her head, her tone somewhat evasive. "No, nothing. It looks like something's wrong." But since she didn't say anything, Jiang Cheng didn't ask any more questions, so he just silently served a bowl of porridge and placed it in front of her. "You need to eat well to have the energy to go to work, Tilda." Seeing that he stopped asking, Yi Qingjiu secretly breathed a sigh of relief. She looked down at the porridge in the bowl. "Honestly, I have no appetite. Generally, women don't have much appetite on the first day of their period." She took 2 quick bites, then stood up and went to the bedroom. "I'm going to change my clothes." Jiang Cheng looked at the remaining half bowl of porridge and frowned. "Why did you eat so little?" He shook his head and put the 2 babies down from the dining chairs. Yanyan's hands were accidentally dirty while eating just now, and they are now sticky. He looked at Jiang Cheng. "Dad, I want to wash my hands." Jiang Cheng picked him up and went into the bathroom. After washing Yanyan's hands, I roughly understood what was going on when I glanced at the trash can. He put Yanyan on the ground and said, "Go play with your sister. Daddy needs to be busy for a while." "Okay," Yanyan nodded sensibly. Jiang Cheng went into the kitchen, took out 2 spoonfuls of brown sugar, and when he felt it was about right, he added a piece of ginger slice, then turned on the fire and started cooking. When Yi Qingjiu came out after changing her clothes, she found Jiang Cheng in the kitchen and greeted him casually. "I'll leave first." Hearing that he was about to leave, Jiang Cheng quickly turned off the fire and said, wait a moment before leaving." Yi Qingjiu looked at his back and couldn't help but walk over out of curiosity. "You are?" When she saw the brown sugar ginger tea in the pot, she was a little surprised. "You are. I cooked it for you, it's ready." As Jiang Cheng spoke, he took out a thermos from the cabinet above his head and poured the freshly brewed brown sugar ginger tea into it. Then he handed it to Yi Qingjiu. "Here, take this with you." Yi Qingjiu's face flushed. "How do you know about me? This is so embarrassing. How did he know about such a private thing as a girl's period? It seems like I have no privacy in front of him." Thinking of this, Yi Qingjiu's face began to turn slightly red again. Jiang Cheng touched her head and said, "Don't think too much. I know everything about you." "What else?" "How shameless. You can say anything. He already knows it anyway, so there's nothing to hide." Yi Qingjiu said confidently with a slightly red face. "Tell me, how did you know? Don't say we are in sync." She was really curious about how he knew that. Jiang Cheng raised his chin towards the bathroom with a mocking look on his face. "It seems that we are not in sync this time, Tilda." "Damn it, I actually forgot to collect the garbage bag. I'm going to work." Yi Qingjiu almost ran away. Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu's back and couldn't help laughing. "Tusk, tusk, tusk. This girl hasn't changed at all. She's still so cute." On the way to send the 2 babies to school, Jiang Cheng received a strange phone call. "Hello, hello. Hello, Mr. Jiang. We are from the Charity Federation. We are calling you because we hope you can be our ambassador." Chapter 118, Are Netizens So Crazy Nowadays? Image. Ambassador. No need for that, I don't have much image, Jiang Cheng said self-deprecatingly. He really doesn't look like an ambassador. "Mr. Jiang, please don't be so modest. We all know about your heroic deeds. You also donated all your 200,000 yuan prize money to Hope Primary School. You are the most suitable person to be the image ambassador." "Well, those are just casual things. Not worth mentioning, not worth mentioning. Mr. Jiang, we sincerely invite you. This has nothing to do with the amount of donation. The main thing is that too many people know about your heroic deeds and you donated all your prize money. Now your reputation is very high, so we hope you can be an ambassador." Jiang Cheng frowned. "Hey, I'm sending my child to school right now. It's not convenient to call on the way. Let's talk later." "But we..." Jiang Cheng hung up the phone without waiting for the other party to finish speaking. To be honest, he has no interest in being an ambassador. People who donated hundreds of millions of dollars didn't become ambassadors. So it's not appropriate for me to only donate 200,000 yuan. He still has this self-awareness. After hanging up the phone, he arrived at the school gate and dropped his 2 babies off in the car. "Just when I was thinking about what to eat today, I received a call from Yi Qingjiu. Wife, you miss me so soon. Come to the company, I'm looking for you downstairs. Jiang Cheng's brows twitched. Hiss. He can't be an ambassador. It's really troublesome. How did he get into the company? Okay, I understand. Jiang Cheng frowned, turned the car around, and arrived at the bottom of Tengsing Building. Sure enough, there were reporters surrounding the place, and there were also a few elderly men and women nearby, who looked like enthusiastic spectators passing by to join in the fun. He walked over, his tone somewhat helpless. Are you looking for me? The reporter nodded and said, Hello, we are from Sichuan TV station. We specially come to invite you to be the image wall ambassador of our Sichuan TV station. But I'm really not suitable. He prefers to be an ordinary citizen and doesn't like to earn these empty money. Don't be so modest. There is no one else who is suitable except you. It's really inappropriate. Can't you find someone else? Sir, this is an honor. Not everyone is qualified. The old men and women on the roadside looked at Jiang Cheng and tried to persuade him. Young man, this is an honor. It's great. Yes, we all saw you saving people on the bus, so don't be so modest. If my son could be as successful as you, I would be so happy. Jiang Cheng felt a little embarrassed by the constant chatter from the uncles and aunts. Remember holding the microphone and looking at him sincerely. Yes, don't be so modest. Are you going to reject us in front of the whole nation? People across the country, the hat is quite big. Jiang Cheng lowered his head and thought for a while, if it really doesn't work, then just be an ambassador. He looked up and remembered, okay, then I'll give it a try. Yes, sir. The interview is over. Jiang Cheng inexplicably became a charity ambassador. But to be honest, I don't feel anything. Not exciting at all. Seeing that everyone had left, Jiang Cheng drove to the supermarket. I had no idea that the interview just now had been aired. It was also made into a short video and posted online as quickly as possible. The title is, Sichuan City's new charity ambassador is the man who bravely stepped forward to help others in the bus incident. In the office, Yi Qingjiu was looking at the recent stock trends of several companies on the computer. She couldn't help but frown as she saw the recent downward trend of Yaochen's stock. Who could expect good things from their rival? She is not that noble. Yi Qingjiu picked up the phone and called his assistant. Come here for a moment. Si Qingqing was sitting in her seat, eating snacks and watching the video of Jiang Cheng, the charity ambassador, when she received a call from Yi Qingjiu. He quickly wiped his hands and walked into the president's office. Mr. Yi, you are looking for me. Well, Yaochen's stock price has dropped. Let's go find out what happened. Okay, Mr. Yi. By the way, Mr. Yi, I just saw a video about Mr. Jiang. Would you like to take a look? After all, Jiang Cheng is Mr. Yi's lover, so it is necessary to talk to Yi Qingjiu about this matter. When Yi Qingjiu heard Jiang Cheng, his eyelids jumped. Didn't you remember to come find him this morning? What is this guy doing now? She said calmly, forward it to me. Si Qingqing picked up her phone and operated it briefly. Boss Yi, I'll be out first. After Si Qingqing left, Yi Qingjiu clicked on the inner video. It turned out to be Jiang Cheng, who agreed to serve as this year's charity ambassador. I have to say, Jiang Cheng is really handsome. Yi Qingjiu raised the corners of his mouth unconsciously when he looked at him. Comment first. Pink Cat, oh my God, isn't this the unknown hero on the bus last time? He's so handsome. I really want to marry him. London Cutie. Love it, sisters. Come on, don't be shy, don't be shy. You are not young anymore. When you see this kind of high-quality man, you must grab him, stick to him. Zyro AC, look at him, he is so handsome, so sunny, with a short haircut and a white t-shirt. And is that Tang Xing in the background? I'm going to block the door. I won't stop until I take him home. A little white boy, 200,000 donated just like that. Is this something a human would do? This is a god, how rich must he be? Don't say I didn't tell you. He is definitely a second-generation rich. Sisters, I'm going first. Yi Qingjiu flipped through the pages again and saw all the articles praising Jiang Cheng, saying how he was young and promising and had a strong sense of justice. What it means to regard money as dirt and have noble moral qualities. The most popular vote is to marry him. In short, the more I watch, the more uncomfortable I feel. Why are girls nowadays like this? They want to marry someone without any emotional foundation. I rushed in just after watching a video. I don't know if Jiang Cheng has children and a wife. I like it, but it can't be like this. I have to come to Tengsing to block people. She looked at these glaring comments and randomly clicked on a profile picture. It looked like a girl of about 17 or 18 years old. She was very beautiful, especially her pair of dimples. She looked so sweet. Alas, it's over, my heart is gambling. There is a sense of loss. Yi Qingju couldn't help but click on another one. This one was even more beautiful, with long, wavy hair and a pair of long legs. She looked like a professional model. The keynote is also 18 years old. It's really the age of flowers. Yi Qingju frowned and felt even more upset. It's really beautiful. Then I clicked on a few more, and they were all young and pretty girls who looked full of energy. Yi Qingju couldn't help but drag his plug and began to think wildly unconsciously. She is so beautiful. If they really pursue Jiang Cheng, he will not be able to resist. Will he be shaken? Will he dislike himself? After all, she is already in her 20s and a mother of 2 children. Although she has obtained the marriage certificate with him, the wedding has not yet been held. Many people still don't know that Jiang Cheng is married. With so many people caring about Jiang Cheng, she was really worried. Chapter 119, Bullying My Best Friend. No way. Thinking of this, Yi Qingju picked up his phone and replied below, "Don't you know that Jiang Cheng has proposed to the president of Tengsing? The video is out, haven't you seen it? How can you have the nerve to say such things? If you marry him, won't it destroy his family?" The moment he sent it out, Yi Qingju felt a little better. She took the thermos cup that Jiang Cheng gave her when she went out, opened the lid, and took a sip of the brown sugar ginger tea inside. There was a little warmth in my heart. After all, the person is still mine, right? Thinking about it, I couldn't help but take another sip. So sweet. I hope these little girls can see this and give up the dangerous thoughts in their hearts. However, 3 minutes later, Yi Qingju's cell phone suddenly started vibrating. It's not the kind that stops after 1 or 2 sounds. It's that constant vibration. It was obvious that someone kept sending her messages without stopping. She picked up her phone and saw that it was indeed the comment she had just sent out through a certain software. People started to reply one after another, and she had received 20 comments so far. "Pink cat, it's just a proposal, what's wrong with it? Proposing is not marriage, what era is this, auntie? Why are you so retro? I'm waiting for you on the bridge. Yes, you can tell at first glance that you are a married woman, the kind of middle-aged woman whose mind is full of defending and fighting for her family. We just like him, but why does it sound like she is a mistress in your mouth? Invincible little cutie, it's so funny. Even if he proposed to someone else, it can't stop me from loving him. I don't care about the president of Tengsing or Tencent. After tomorrow, auntie, when you have time, you should look in the mirror more often and think about how to defend your family, and don't worry about other people's affairs. Chunfeng, dress yourself up more when you have time. Housewives are prone to paranoia." Yi Qingju looked at the comments, took a deep breath, and tried to keep himself calm. What is an old aunt? Am I really old? Why are girls nowadays so crazy? How can you be so shameless? Isn't it enough that he has proposed? What else do you want? She replied, she already has children, and they are twins, a boy and a girl, super cute. You should just give up. Nguyen Feng, ha 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 ha, auntie, you are so retro. What if you have a child? I can't like it anymore if I have a child. Pink cat, yes, it's not illegal to like someone. This auntie is really crazy. Invincible little cutie, what about President Tang Exing? I didn't spend a penny of her money. What does my liking for Jiang Cheng have to do with her? It's really infuriating. How can this be? Yi Qingju clenched his pair of white jade hands again and again. How can these people talk like this? Can you miss your husband without spending your own money? What kind of logic is this? So infuriating. She picked up the phone and called Sheng Xinyan. Sheng Xinyan was still working on her manuscript. She looked at Yi Qingju's call and quickly picked it up. "Busy man, you finally remembered to call me." Yi Qingju said in a muffled voice, "Am I ugly?" "Huh, are you kidding? Don't you know what you look like?" "Yi Qingju, did you drink in broad daylight?" "Am I old?" Yi Qingju's tone was indifferent, as if he still felt a little aggrieved. Cling. Sheng Xinyan's intuition told her that something was wrong with her. Very, very wrong. He must have been bullied badly to become like this. "Did Jiang Cheng bully you? Wait for me to avenge you." Sheng Xinyan was about to turn off the computer as she spoke. This Jiang Cheng, can he do whatever he wants just because he is handsome? Yi Qingju seemed not to have heard the question. Am I that kind of housewife? Cling. Her 3 questions made Sheng Xinyan's hair stand on end. Is this still her cold, arrogant, and contemptuous best friend? This is something that you would never believe even if you killed yourself. I'll come find you on Tengsing now. After hanging up the phone, Sheng Xinyan hurried out. We drove towards Tengsing at a speed of 80 miles per hour. When they arrived at Tengsing, Yi Qingju was sitting at the table with his head down, looking unhappy. Sheng Xinyan's heart was in her throat. What on earth is going on? Who is Yi Qingju? Yi Qingju is unchangeable. How big a thing would have to happen to make her become like this? Unless it has something to do with Jiang Cheng. Could it be that Jiang Cheng cheated on her? Sheng Xinyan slapped her head fiercely. Oh my God, does his mother know about this? Just wait, I will go to my aunt and make a scene and ask her to teach Jiang Cheng a lesson. This is too outrageous. Yi Qingjiu shook his head with a heavy heart. It's not that serious. Sheng Xinyan was so anxious. What happened? What tortured you like this? Yi Qingjiu frowned, clicked on the comment and pushed the phone over. Sheng Xinyan picked up her phone and swiped through it carefully. There were too many comments and she couldn't read them all. She understood what was going on after reading half of it. After all the fuss, it turned out that she was jealous of netizens and was bullied by them. Ms. Yi, this is the only thing that has made you like this, and you actually argued with netizens. Yi Qingjiu felt so aggrieved, it would be great if he could argue back. It was obviously because he was not good at talking that he was ridiculed unilaterally. They call me old auntie and say I'm a housewife. Sheng Xinyan looked at Yi Qingjiu with drooping eyebrows, with a helpless look on her face. What's the big deal? What good things can netizens say? I write novels and I've encountered so many trolls. If I were like you, I'd be dead. Besides, you are Mr. Yi. When Tang Xing was being torn apart on the internet, I don't think you were that upset. Yi Qingjiu stared at her. How can it be the same? Thinking of the photos of several netizens I had just seen, I felt a blow in my heart again. Tell me, will Jiang Cheng really like them? Huh? Sheng Xinyan's face was twisted into an awkward expression. No way, Yi Qingjiu, where is your confidence? Where is your pride? Is this what has dealt you such a blow? You don't understand. Yi Qingjiu looked embarrassed. No one knew better than her how outstanding Jiang Cheng was. Since my best friend is in trouble, I have to help her no matter what. Sheng Xinyan shook her phone and said, I have a trick to deal with these vicious netizens. Wait. After saying that, he went out and found Si Qingqing. Go, find a few female employees who are good at talking. Finally, he stared at her and said, find me the troublemaker, the unreasonable one. Si Qingqing was puzzled, but Sheng Xinyan was Mr. Yi's best friend after all, and the two had been friends for more than 10 years, so she didn't say much. Oh, okay, Miss Sheng. Si Qingqing nodded. Sheng Xinyan turned around and walked back. She sat on the desk next to Yi Qingjiu and said confidently, don't worry, leave it to me. For the sake of our long-term sisterhood, I will serve you for free once. Chapter 120. Oops, we've been discovered. Yi Qingjiu looked at her in confusion. What are you going to do? I'm going to scold you back. Look at the bullying you've done. You can tolerate it, but I can't. To be honest, Yi Qingjiu was also angry. It was okay to say that she was a housewife, but some people also said that he didn't spend her money, so why couldn't she like Jiang Cheng? This is not some divine logic. Can you steal her man without spending her money? If one day a group of little girls really blocked the entrance of Tengxing looking for Jiang Cheng, I would go crazy. Then don't go too far, just talk to them about reason. Let them give up and don't even think about finding Jiang Cheng. Yi Qingjiu hesitated. I'll do the job, don't worry, Sheng Xinyan said confidently. Si Qingqing found 7 female employees according to Sheng Xinyan's request, all of whom were sharp-tongued. They acted right away, and several people formed a group immediately. Sheng Xinyan posted the inner video in the group. Everyone clicked on the comment that Yi Qingjiu replied to. As of now, this comment has been pushed to the top and is quite popular. Sisters, let's get to work. No problem if she dares to scold our CEO Yi, spray her. Boss Yi, wait for us to avenge you. Don't worry, Mr. Yi. I promise to make these people feel ashamed. To be honest, this was the first time Yi Qingjiu did something like this, and he was a little nervous. How about let's just forget it? After all, he couldn't win the argument and had to ask for help. No matter how you look at it, it's not an honorable thing. Forget it, impossible, sit still and watch us avenge you. Following Sheng Xinyan's order, everyone began to reply to comments frantically. Anyway, whoever says Yi Qingjiu is ugly or an old lady, just reply to him/her in the message. They bullied Mr. Yi, and we can't let them get away with it. Time flies and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Jiang Cheng has been idle at home all day. Suddenly I remembered that Yi Qingjiu had her period today. She probably didn't have much of an appetite. If I wasn't here, she would probably not eat well again. Thinking about this, Jiang Cheng went into the kitchen. Boiled pork slices, gelish and spicy chicken, and scrambled eggs with tomatoes. Everything was arranged for him. After cooking, I packed my bag, picked up the 2 meatballs and took them to Tengxing. As soon as you enter the president's office, a row of beautiful women were sitting on the sofa, each with their heads down holding their cell phones. It seems like he is replying to something. Wife, what are you doing? Jiang Cheng looked curious. Yi Qingjiu was so engrossed in reading the comments that when he heard Jiang Cheng's voice, he was startled, and his phone fell to the ground. Oh my God! Why did he come at this time? Who asked him to come? If Jiang Cheng saw me arguing with the girls who liked him online, I would really want to die. She hurriedly picked up the phone on the ground. No, nothing. Jiang Cheng was worried that she might be feeling unwell, so he walked over quickly, bent over, and quickly picked up the phone on the ground. You're not feeling well, I'll help you. Seeing the phone in Jiang Cheng's hand, Yi Qingju's heart almost jumped out. Oh my God, don't ever look at anything on the screen. Don't ever look at it. Don't ever look at it. Jiang Cheng looked at everyone and found Sheng Xinyan still sitting inside. He looked curious. Are you playing games? Why are there so many people? Yi Qingju swallowed hurriedly. What should I do? Who can save her? Seeing that things were not going well, Si Qingqing clapped her hands and said, let's go out first. Several employees nodded in understanding. Boss Yi will get busy first. Yi Qingju stared at the phone in Jiang Cheng's hand. Because of nervousness, I couldn't help but hesitate when speaking. You give me your phone. Why are you so nervous for no reason? Jiang Cheng looked at her and always felt that something was wrong. Was there some secret in this phone? He looked at her with a smile. Why are you so nervous? Give it to me, Yi Qingju said, reaching out to grab it. There was no way Jiang Cheng would let her take it back. How could he hide the phone behind his back and give it back to her? I also want to see what mysterious things she is doing. He raised an eyebrow. I can give it back to you, but tell me what you were doing just now. You are dreaming. It's just wishful thinking. Yi Qingju said with a determined look. Give it back to me quickly. Seeing Yi Qingju's determined face, he said it was impossible. Jiang Cheng looked at Sheng Xinyan, who was giggling on the sofa. What are you doing? Sheng Xinyan was sitting aside, gloating over his misfortune. Seeing Jiang Cheng asking him, he quickly shook his head and said, It's okay, let's just play games together. Yi Qingju didn't say anything, so she couldn't say anything either. If she told anyone, Yi Qingju would probably kill her. But to be honest, this was the first time she saw Yi Qingju so nervous. It's really exciting. It seems that love can really reduce a person's IQ to 0. Jiang Cheng's eyes wandered between the two of them. You won't say anything. Yi Qingju had a stern face and was ready to refuse to tell anyone even if he was beaten to death. Anyway, my phone has a password, so at worst I can just let him have it. We didn't do anything. Okay, I'll do it myself then. After saying that, Jiang Cheng went to try Yi Qingju's password. After all, Yi Qingju is a mother, and mothers love their children deeply, so the password should be the birthdays of the two babies. Thinking about it, Jiang Cheng lost the birthdays of his two babies, Niu and Yan. When he pressed the last digit, the phone showed that the password was wrong. It's actually wrong. That's her own. Jiang Cheng entered Yi Qingju's birthday again. Why is it still not right? Seeing that their daddy was in trouble, the two babies knew that it was time for them to show their abilities. Niu pulled the corner of Jiang Cheng's clothes, looking proud. Dad, I know. Yan knows that too. Yan was afraid of falling behind her sister. Yi Qingju never expected that the two little brats would actually rush to tell Jiang Cheng their cell phone passwords. Is this really a biological child? Why is it that when faced with myself and Jiang Cheng, they always choose Jiang Cheng without hesitation? Come here, both of you, and stop talking nonsense. Seeing Yi Qingju with a dark face, he said to the child. Jiang Cheng began to feel distressed again. Why are you so fierce? Don't scare the child. After saying that, he squatted down and looked at the two babies tenderly. Tell Daddy, okay? There is a lollipop in Daddy's pocket, Tilda. The two babies couldn't walk when they heard the word lollipop, and they both looked at Jiang Cheng eagerly. He looked at his mother hesitantly again. Finally, Niu couldn't resist the temptation and leaned close to his ear. Dad, Mom's password is 1012. 1012? Your birthday? My wife's cell phone password is actually her birthday. Jiang Cheng was suddenly touched. Seeing Jiang Cheng not moving, Yan became anxious. Daddy, hurry up and lose. Yan wants some candy. What a little foodie. Jiang Cheng looked at him lovingly and smiled, then reached out to enter the password. Yi Qingju looked at his fingertips on the screen, and the skin all over her body tensed up. Chapter 121, Jiang Cheng, I want to go with you, ask for recommendation votes. It's over. Jiang Cheng is going to laugh to death now. As a CEO, he took his best friend and subordinates to confront netizens in the office. He also prevented netizens from pursuing him. This is so embarrassing. Just thinking about it made Yi Qingju so nervous that he couldn't breathe. Jiang Cheng flipped through the interface and saw Yi Qingju's reply. Wake up, he already has a wife and children. His wife loves him very much, and his children love him too. I hope you don't want to break up his family. Seeing this news, Jiang Cheng laughed out loud, with stars flowing in his eyes. Oh my God, how can his wife be so cute? She actually told netizens behind his back that he already had a wife. He looked at Yi Qingju with a smile. So, you are hiding this. Yi Qingju's entire body had turned red. God knew how embarrassed she was. A beautiful face, so red that it seems to bleed. What should I do? Will he laugh at me? Would you say that you are jealous? Will it be? Without waiting for her to speak, Jiang Cheng walked over, gently put his arm around her shoulders and turned on the camera on his phone. Is he taking a selfie? You, what are you doing? Yi Qingju was so embarrassed when she saw herself in the camera with her face flushed red. Jiang Cheng leaned closer and whispered in her ear, "Don't move." The next second, a pair of warm lips kissed me. Click. In the photo, there is Yi Qingju, who is panic-stricken with a red face, and next to her is Jiang Cheng's angular profile. Yes, there was a kiss. She looked at the picture and suddenly realized what he was trying to do. You wouldn't be. Yi Qingju's intuition told him that he should publish this photo. Jiang Cheng raised his eyebrows casually. Yeah, this way you don't have to go through so much trouble and have to explain them one by one. I don't. It's so damn embarrassing. After Yi Qingju finished speaking, he felt that it was inappropriate. I just explained it. Jiang Cheng suppressed his smile and said, No need to explain, I understand. His wife was just a little jealous, a little confused, and did a very cute thing. Jiang Cheng opened Weibo and said that he wanted to post this photo. Let the whole world know that he has a wife. His wife is very beautiful. Her name is Yi Qingju. Yi Qingju saw that he was really going to send it out. She quickly snatched his phone and said, No, this is too ugly. What's more, you are a public figure now. You can't post these love-related things. As she said this, she exited the Weibo interface. But wouldn't you be unhappy? After all, she was just arguing angrily with netizens. Yi Qingju looked at him seriously and said, I can't. She felt relieved when he pressed the camera button. Girls are really easy to please. Just let her know that she is in his heart, that's enough. Just like Yi Qingju now, she was absolutely sure that she was in his heart. Sheng Xinyan looked at the two people for a long time and felt so sad that her teeth almost fell out. It's really hard to be with someone you're in a relationship with because you get shown off all the time. He said he was going to be an unsung hero, but in the end, after criticizing for a long time, it was not as effective as Jiang Cheng's selfie. Can you two stop being affectionate? Are you ready to kill the dog? Can't you spare my life? Yi Qingju. Jiang Cheng. Niu looked at Sheng Xinyan with a big question mark on her little face. Aunt Xinyan, local dogs are also very cute. Sheng Xinyan. By the way, Xinyan, did you say last time that you wanted to sell the copyright? Yes, someone called and said he was from Chenyu and wanted to buy my copyright and make it into a TV series. Hearing Chenyu, Yi Qingju got a headache. Stop, sell it to me, I'll double the amount he offers, that's it. Sheng Xinyan was her best friend after all, so it didn't really matter how much she gave. Seeing her best friend being so generous, Sheng Xinyan couldn't help but excitedly rushed towards Yi Qingju. Jiujiu tilde. Don't I have mysophobia? Yi Qingju's eyes flashed with cold light. Sheng Xinyan curled her lips. She had a mysophobia, so why was she so happy with Jiang Cheng? As he was speaking, someone knocked on the door. Enter. Yi Qingju immediately resumed his identity as Mr. Yi and looked towards the door seriously. Manager Luo walked in with a fake smile on his face. Yi, Mr. Yi, according to the rules, it's time for our department's team building this year. When Yi En was alive, he once stipulated that the company would have 2 team building activities every year, one in the first half of the year and one in the second half of the year. Since Tencent is quite large, each department has separate team building activities. This is for diversion. There are too many people. First, it is difficult to organize them no matter where they go. Second, there is the issue of safety. Once someone has a problem and it cannot be discovered or handled in time, it will be very troublesome. Yi Qingju blinked and said, Oh, where are you going? Manager Luo swallowed and said, We want to go to Huangrong this year. I wonder if Mr. Yi can approve it. To be honest, this proposal was not thought up by Manager Luo. He wouldn't dare to do it. Although Huangrong is a place with beautiful scenery, it is notoriously expensive. About 30 people went to Huangrong. The funding is considerable, but colleagues in the department all wanted to go and insisted that he come to discuss it with General Manager Yi. He is the department leader. If he wants others to obey him, he has to give them some benefits. That's why I mustered up the courage to come and discuss this with Yi Qingjiu. Seeing Yi Qingjiu remain silent, his heart was in his throat. Yi, Mr. Yi. Jiang Cheng looked at his frightened expression and felt like laughing. He couldn't help but whispered in Yi Qingjiu's ear, "Look at how unpopular you are. You scared people." Yi Qingjiu was unhappy when she heard this. She has bad relationships with people. I usually keep a stern face to maintain Mr. Yi's image, okay. How could she be unpopular? Okay, go ahead. Manager Luo was originally worried that Yi Qingjiu would feel that the budget was too high and would scold him. Hearing Yi Qingjiu agreed, he was so excited. "Boss Yi, would you like to go with us?" Manager Luo asked as usual, even though Yi Qingjiu had never participated in any team-building activities before. But after all, Yi Qingjiu is their immediate superior and the president of Tengsing, so he must invite them. Manager Luo lowered his head, just waiting for Yi Qingjiu to say no. He wanted her to tell him so that he could go back to the department and tell them the good news. That's the company's team building, go to Huangrong. Yi Qingjiu looked at Jiang Cheng hesitantly. For some reason, she wanted to go, and she wanted to go with him. "Hey, the company is going to a team building, are you going?" Jiang Cheng frowned. This girl asked this, does it mean she wants to go? "Do you want to go?" Jiang Cheng asked. Need I ask?" She almost had the words, "Jiang Cheng, I miss you," written on her face. "Well, I think that everyone likes you very much, so they should all hope that you will go." Manager Luo almost suffocated when he looked at Yi Qingjiu. "What happened to Mr. Yi today? Is she going? Do you want to bring Jiang Cheng with you? Doesn't she dislike participating in team-building activities?" Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu's awkward look and felt like laughing. "Why can't this girl just tell me directly that she wants me to go?" "Oh, so that's it, Tilda." Jiang Cheng looked at her leisurely. Yi Qingjiu's heart tightened. The company pays for it, it's free. "Jiang Cheng, if she goes on, I really don't know what else she will say." "Okay, I'll go." After getting a satisfactory answer, Yi Qingjiu was in a very good mood. She smiled at Manager Luo and said, "Luo Simming, send it to my phone when the time is set." Mr. Yi actually smiled at himself. Mr. Yi smiled to himself. Sure enough, Jiang Cheng is definitely the savior. As long as he is here, Mr. Yi's bomb will be extinguished forever. Manager Luo was so excited that he almost stood at attention. "Yes, Mr. Yi." Yi Qingjiu nodded. Anyway, she was in a good mood. "You've been doing great lately. Keep up the good work." "Oh my God. What did she just say?" Mr. Yi, who usually tells you to get out if you don't do your job well, actually asks you to do your job well today. Say you performed well. Manager Luo's blood pressure rose with excitement. He must live up to Mr. Yi's affirmation and work harder. "We must devote ourselves to Tengsing." His face flushed and he shouted with full energy, "Thank you, Mr. Yi." Jiang Cheng was startled by his sudden shout. He swallowed his saliva. It seemed that Tengsing's employees were really dedicated. Yi Qingjiu nodded with satisfaction. "Okay, get busy." Jiang Cheng looked at the joy hidden in Yi Qingjiu's eyebrows and couldn't help laughing. "Alas, there's really nothing I can do about you." "What's the problem?" Yi Qingjiu looked at him curiously. "You really want me to go, right?" "Wait, how did he know that?" Yi Qingjiu pouted, "No. Not yet, you know your eyes can't lie." Jiang Cheng smiled helplessly. "Next time you can tell me directly, honey. I need you. I want to go with you." Clean. What else did he say? Shameless. There was a layer of blush on Yi Qingjiu's eyebrows, making her look particularly bright and charming. Shang Xinyan couldn't stand looking at the two of them being so affectionate. "Hey, I have something else to do. I'm leaving first." After saying that, he took the bag and was about to run away. She doesn't want to be annoyed to death by these two people. "Won't you stay for dinner?" Yi Qingjiu asked politely. After all, when Jiang Cheng came in, he was carrying the paper bag that he used to deliver meals. She only took a glance and knew what he was here for. No, if you take me down, I'm afraid you'll eat dog meat, Tilda." Shang Xinyan teased, opened the door and walked out. After the family of four had dinner, Jiang Cheng took the two babies downstairs to play for a while. Yi Qingjiu dealt with work matters for a while before coming out. She walked lightly, her loose hair fluttering in the wind. You can see that she is very happy. "My dad and mom have something to do tomorrow. Do you want to follow Grandma Zhang or go to Grandma's house to play Tilda?" Jiang Cheng understood instantly. It seemed that the team building would be held tomorrow. When Yunyu heard that they had something to do, she pouted and said, "So you won't be back tomorrow, right?" Yi Qingjiu gently pinched her chubby little face. "Yes." "Well, then I want to play with Grandma Tilda." Yanyan also looked at her seriously. Yanyan wants to ride a horse, Tilda. Sure enough, blood is a magical thing. It turned out that Yi Qingjiu often worked overtime and stayed up late, and sometimes even had to go out of town. So it was Zhang Ma and the nanny who took care of the two children. It turns out that they are very close to Zhang Ma. Now that my grandparents have been born a few days ago, I no longer want Aunt Zhang anymore. Yi Qingjiu patted their heads and said, so good. The next morning, Yi Qingjiu and Jiang Cheng appeared at the agreed location on time. Manager Luo saw two people coming from a distance and greeted them with a smile. After yesterday's praise, his complexion became even more rosy. Looks very energetic. Mr. Yi, Mr. Jiang. Yi Qingjiu nodded. Where's the car? Manager Luo pointed to the bus behind him and said, where is it? Two people got in the car. There were many people in the car, and everyone was talking and laughing. However, the moment they looked at Yi Qingjiu again, the atmosphere suddenly became quiet. After all, she is President Yi. When the employees see their leader, they instinctively shut their mouths and lower their heads. Yi Qingjiu glanced at them, with a somewhat lonely look in his eyes. As the president, she has to be tough. When doing things, he is often decisive and ruthless. After all, she is very young, and she needs to establish her own prestige. The advantage of doing this is that everyone is very obedient, and everyone seems to be very serious and hardworking. The downside is that everyone keeps their distance from her. At this point, she was also helpless. Jiang Cheng pulled her and prepared to sit down in the empty seat. Yi Qingjiu glanced at them and said calmly, go sit in the back row. The back row is higher. I like sitting in the back row. She likes to sit in the back row. She sits in the back row just to be farther away from them so that they can feel relatively more comfortable. Jiang Cheng looked at her and smiled. He could always easily see her true thoughts. Just sit here. After saying that, Jiang Cheng pushed her into the seat. Yi Qingjiu was a little surprised. Jiang Cheng forced a big smile. You actually want to fit in with them, right? Yi Qingjiu looked at him, speechless. Although she was sitting inside, she could clearly feel that the atmosphere became more tense because of her sitting there. She felt a little guilty and helpless. Jiang Cheng touched her head and said, it's okay, trust me. Yi Qingjiu nodded. He didn't know why, but he always felt particularly at ease whenever Jiang Cheng was around. The sun was shining brightly outside, and Yi Qingjiu couldn't help but look outside. Everywhere you look, there is green. Gradually, people who were farther away began to chat in low voices again. After all, it was a team-building activity. It's a rare holiday in a high-pressure job. Who wouldn't be in a good mood? As more and more people joined the chat, Yi Qingjiu felt more at ease. Jiang Cheng looked at her with a smile and took out the school bag from under his feet. This is what he packed last night. He took out a big bag of cherries from his bag and poked the person in front of him with a smile. Would you like some cherries? The cherries were round and big, but Jiang Cheng's family of 4 didn't eat much. These cherries have turned dark red and some are black, and they look really appetizing. The girl in front of me grabbed a handful with a smile. Thank you, Mr. Jiang. Chapter 122, Who Does He Like? Jiang Cheng nodded politely. It's clean, so you can eat it without worry. After hearing what Jiang Cheng said, the girl ate one without hesitation. While sweet and sour taste, rich juice. It is definitely different from the ones you buy on the market. Mr. Jiang, where did you buy these cherries? They are so sweet. These are grown by my relatives and are very fresh. I'll share them with everyone. Jiang Cheng smiled slightly, appearing very polite. Hearing that the fruit was being distributed, Manager Luo hurried over to help. The last time Si Qingqing distributed cherries to everyone, they were so delicious. Later he bought food from several places, but none of them tasted as good. Manager Luo walked from the front row to the back row carrying the bag, and everyone grabbed a few. Thank you, Mr. Yi, and thank you, Mr. Jiang, several polite employees said. Jiang Cheng smiled and said, it's okay. I have passion fruit, melon seeds, and everything else here. If you want to eat, you can come and get them. These are all prepared by Mr. Yi for you. Yi Qingjiu's eyelids twitched. It was obvious that he was not prepared. She didn't like snacks in the first place. He said he prepared it himself. Could it be that he did it to bring himself closer to everyone? It's amazing that he is so careful. After hearing Jiang Cheng's words, everyone became uneasy. Wow, I didn't expect that the aloof Mr. Yi would be so thoughtful. I even prepared food for myself. It's simply the real-life version of Doryman. The brave ones couldn't help but tease. Mr. Jiang, do you have watermelon seeds? I don't like sunflower seeds. Jiang Cheng flipped through the bag. There are salt and pepper spiced. What flavor do you want? When he heard that there really was one, the man's eyes widened. Oh my God, they even have all this. Mr. Yi is really attentive. I didn't expect Mr. Yi to take care of us so much. Jiang Cheng handed the melon seeds to the girl in front of him with a smile, and the girl gave them to the person in front of her, and so on. The atmosphere became much more lively without us noticing. Some people who hadn't eaten enough cherries couldn't help but turn around and ask, "Boss Yi, do you have any more cherries?" The girl in front was closer, so she turned around and grabbed a handful from the bag. "Mr. Yi, don't just stand there, eat something." "Oh, okay, you can distribute these cherries to everyone." The girl took the cherry and said, "By the way, Mr. Yi, I brought some spicy noodles. They are delicious. You can try them." After saying that, she took out her spicy strips and handed them to Yi Qingju. Mr. Yi, I have some braised eggs here. My mother braised them early in the morning. They taste great." As she spoke, another female employee took out the braised eggs made by her mother and handed them to Yi Qingju with a smile. "Boss Yi, don't despise them. They may look ugly, but they are actually delicious." Yi Qingju held 2 boiled eggs in his hands, feeling a subtle feeling in his heart. Everyone was eating and chatting. The topics are very diverse, such as who is the current top star, who is their own CP, and what are the good Chinese-style songs recently. In short, it is very lively. Yi Qingju looked at the relaxed expressions of the crowd and felt an indescribable feeling in his heart. This should be the smell of fireworks, that kind of lively feeling. "Mr. Yi, do you have a favorite CP?" Yi Qingju doesn't know what CP is. Every day she is either working overtime or taking care of the children. She doesn't even have time to watch TV. How could she know all this? This word was unfamiliar to her, but she really wanted to fit in with them. Yi Qingju blurted out without even thinking, "Of course." I regretted it right after I said it. What a mouth she has. What if someone asks her who her CP is? That would be embarrassing. "Wow, Mr. Yi, I really like making you laugh. I really love you." Bo Jun is almost being criticized to death. "Since you are a fan of them, I am better. My PC is married. Have you seen it? I love it so much." "Hey, they're divorced, okay? You don't love them, don't you watch the news? It just came out this morning, it's very fresh and hot." In short, everyone was having a great time chatting with each other. Yi Qingju blended in with them. Although he didn't understand, he tried very hard to cooperate. He smiled and nodded from time to time, looking very serious. Along the way, she watched everyone talking and laughing, and felt indescribably happy. Jiang Cheng was also very happy when he saw Yi Qingju getting along well with his employees. In short, everyone was very happy. It was almost noon when we got off the bus. Huangrong is more than 3 hours' drive from Sichuan. When we arrived at the destination, everyone couldn't wait to get off the bus. Huangrong is a very distinctive ancient city with beautiful mountains and clear waters, and an ancient atmosphere everywhere. The old houses left over from the Ming and Qing dynasties are made of green bricks and tiles, with copper bells hanging on the sloping roofs. The stone roads are particularly clean after the rain. Standing here, I feel as if I was reminded of a song by Jay Chu. "The sky is blue and waiting for the rain, and I am waiting for you." Manager Luo walked over to Yi Qingju and Jiang Cheng and seemed a little nervous. Because it was an ancient city, he booked a homestay. It was really unfair for Mr. Yi, a man of his status, to ask her to stay in a B&B. He lowered his head and said, "Mr. Yi, this time we booked a homestay because we are in the ancient city. Otherwise, let's walk a little further. There should be a star-rated hotel outside the ancient city. You and Mr. Jiang can stay there." Yi Qingju was a little confused. She really didn't know the difference between a B&B and a hotel. In the past, Sea Kinking had always arranged everything early on. Jiang Cheng smiled and said, "Why do we have to change the place? Isn't team building a collective activity? Aren't you afraid you won't get used to it?" "Well, that's nothing. When I was in college, I slept on a 1.2-meter long wooden bed for 4 years. The beds in a B&B are at least 1.5-meter long, which is much bigger. Does this mean you want to order a standard room?" Manager Luo's mind raced. These two already had a child, so they must be together. So he booked a single room. I also specially booked a double room. Did I make the wrong decision? What should I do? I didn't know you wanted a standard room. I booked a king-size bedroom. Manager Luo felt a little guilty. The purpose of going out for fun is to have fun. But Manager Luo's attention to every detail makes Jiang Cheng feel a little uncomfortable. He patted Manager Luo's arm and said, "It's okay. The bed is big and there's plenty of space. You can sleep however you want." "What is he talking about?" Yi Qingju looked at him in surprise. Why was this guy so careless with his words? Dare to say anything. What does it mean to have a large space so that you can sleep however you want? How does he want to sleep? Thinking about it, she felt a little shy unconsciously. Manager Luo looked at Jiang Cheng gratefully. Then I'll take you to see the room. Jiang Cheng nodded, okay. After getting off the bus, everyone started taking their luggage from the container of the bus. At this moment, almost everything has been taken. A group of people were walking towards the B&B, talking and laughing. The environment of the ancient city is beautiful and lively. The roadside is bustling with small vendors selling small jewelry, hairpins, various colorful shawls, and some ethnic costumes. Everyone walked and looked curiously. Even Yi Qingjiu couldn't help but secretly take a few glances. When we arrived at the B&B, Manager Luo collected everyone's ID cards, completed the check-in procedures, and paid a deposit. Then he came back with the room card. He handed the room card to Jiang Cheng. The room is on the 3rd floor. The others are on the 1st and 2nd floors. Jiang Cheng took the room card, took Yi Qingjiu's hand, and went to the 3rd floor. After putting their things away, the two went downstairs, and everyone was already waiting for them in the lobby. Everyone was discussing what to eat for lunch, and finally everyone decided not to eat. What to eat? Aren't these special snacks delicious? There are so many street snacks. They have 2 hours of free time eating some snacks, taking photos, checking in, etc. Everyone agreed and ran out impatiently, leaving Yi Qingjiu looking at Jiang Cheng helplessly. Jiang Cheng looked at him with a smile. How about we go buy some snacks and go out for a walk? Yi Qingjiu nodded, okay. The two walked out of the B&B hand in hand. There were many snacks being sold on the street, including langya potatoes, rice rolls, glutinous rice cakes, dragon's beard candy, grilled squid, and odin. In short, there are a lot of delicious food, and the whole street is filled with the aroma of snacks. Yi Qingjiu stood in line at langya potatoes for a long time. He didn't know why this potato shop was so popular. I waited in line for more than 20 minutes before it was my turn. She stood in front of the stall, 2 potatoes. The stall owner was using a small spatula to stir the food on the countertop. Hey, sorry, there's only 1 portion left. 1 serving. Yi Qingjiu frowned. He ate 1 portion himself and Jiang Cheng would eat nothing. They came together, so how could he eat alone? She was a little disappointed, Before he finished speaking, Jiang Cheng gave the boss a big smile and said, 1 is enough, we want it. After saying that, he quickly scanned the code. The boss put the potatoes with peppers in a box with a smile and handed it to Yi Qingjiu. Miss, this is yours. Yi Qingjiu took the box and smelled the aroma inside. It smells delicious. Jiang Cheng pulled her hand and moved to the side to a place with fewer people. Eat. There are too many people there and it's easy to get bumped. These signatures are so sharp, don't get hurt. Yi Qingjiu picked up a piece of potato, put it into his mouth happily, and bit half of it. As for the taste, it's hard to describe. It's not good, but it's not bad either. Anyway, you can eat it. Why doesn't it taste good? Jiang Cheng asked her. I can't say, I just don't know how to describe it, Tilda. Seeing her strange expression, Jiang Cheng took the signature from her hand and stuffed the half potato left on it into his mouth. After tasting it carefully, it seems okay. Yi Qingjiu was completely shocked. That was what she had left over. There's even my own saliva on it. How come he just ate it? Why do you have that expression? Is it because the food is spicy? Jiang Cheng felt a little guilty. I just took a bite and found that the potato was a bit spicy. Yi Qingjiu has a bad stomach, so I really shouldn't have brought her to buy these. That's what I ate. I just took a bite, didn't you see it? Yi Qingjiu really wanted to say that he had already eaten all of it, and it was no longer clean. Jiang Cheng blinked and said indifferently, I know I saw it. He couldn't figure out what Yi Qingjiu was surprised about. Then you still eat. Jiang Cheng looked confused. What's wrong? Isn't it natural for a husband to eat what his wife leaves behind? Besides, there's still so much left. Wouldn't it be a waste if we don't eat it? He said it so matter-of-factly. But there's saliva on it again. Yi Qingjiu was a little anxious. She forgot that not everyone in the world had the same mysophobia as her. Jiang Cheng looked at her anxious look and couldn't help laughing. He leaned over to her ear and whispered, It's not like you haven't eaten it before. It's not the first time. What are you afraid of? Clean. What is he talking about, God? Why does this guy like to tease people so much? What do you mean it's not the first time? Yi Qingjiu's face turned red instantly. She glared at him and snorted angrily, turned around and walked back. Behind them there is a long row of snack streets, which set off the quaint rooms and have an indescribable beauty. Jiang Cheng followed behind. Wife, I'm just teasing you, don't be angry. Yi Qingjiu walked a few steps and stopped in front of a stall selling trinkets. There were all kinds of small bracelets on the stall, some made of small shells, some made of red corals, and some made of small pearls. Anyway, they are the kind that little girls like. Yi Qingjiu likes it too. Her eyes lingered on the pearl bracelet for a long time. Would it be childish to buy these for myself? After all, it's team building. What if others find out? Let's just forget it. Thinking of this, she took a step forward and prepared to leave. Jiang Cheng came over with a smile. Boss, how much is that pearl bracelet? Humph, she doesn't want his things. I don't want it. Jiang Cheng raised his eyebrows. Oh, forget it if you don't want it. It's not a gift for you anyway. It's not a gift for yourself. Who are you going to give it to? Can't you see that I'm angry? Give it to someone who likes me. Jiang Cheng spoke casually and in a light tone. To Yi Qingjiu's ears, it was like a thunderclap. I was completely dumbfounded. People who like him. Who else likes him? Just knowing that there are so many people who like him. Has he gotten in touch with the fangirl who commented on the video? Pink Cat? It's still that little a see. No, we must find it out. While Jiang Cheng was still paying, Yi Qingjiu had already walked forward quickly. He found a corner, quickly took out his cell phone and called Si Kinking. Hello, Mr. Yi. Go check the people who left comments on the internal video. Check all those who said they liked Jiang Cheng. Yi Qingjiu felt like he could hardly breathe and took a few deep breaths. This is too difficult. Among the thousands of comments, at least 2/3 of people have made such remarks. How do I check this? Mr. Yi, that video is so popular. There are so many people following it. Are they all checked? Si Kinking asked. Check them all, don't leave anyone out. After Jiang Cheng paid the bill, he saw Yi Qingjiu standing in the corner with a gloomy face, and his expression couldn't be uglier. When I walked over and listened, I found that his young wife was angry again. I don't know who to investigate now. Chapter 123, Mr. Yi. Let's take a photo together. Ask for recommendation votes. He snatched the phone away and said, She was just joking, don't take it seriously. After saying that, he hung up the phone. Yi Qingjiu stared with his eyes wide open, and it was obvious that he was very angry. Why are you eavesdropping on me? After saying that, he was about to move forward again. This stinky man is so shameless. He has already received the marriage. Why is he still thinking about the person who likes him? There are so many people who like him. There must be someone better than her. What should she do? Jiang Cheng pulled her back and said, Why are you so anxious? Can you not be anxious? How could she not be anxious when he didn't want her anymore? Why are you pulling me? Yi Qingjiu stared at him with red eyes. Go find someone who likes you. Jiang Cheng looked at her angry appearance, feeling both distressed and amused. Don't you like me? What else do you want me to like? Jiang Cheng smiled helplessly and took her hand. Her hands were so soft, and her skin was so delicate that with just a little force, the pearl bracelet was hung on her wrist. Yi Qingjiu looked at the tiny pearls on the bracelet. They were really beautiful. It turns out that the person he said liked him was actually me. This person is so annoying. Smooth talking. Who likes you? Yi Qingjiu stared with burning eyes. Jiang Cheng looked at her with a smile. Don't you like me? Dislike. But I like you, what should I do? You're lying. Yi Qingjiu pouted, looking like he was still angry. As the two were talking, they saw several female colleagues coming over here with glutinous rice cakes and rice rolls in their hands, eating and chatting. Liu Jing stuffed the last bite of glutinous rice cake into her mouth and said, Why don't we take a photo together as a souvenir? She is a petite girl, only 1.55 meters tall, and looks like an elementary school student. Take a photo, okay? The girl next to her nodded. She was slightly taller than Liu Jing, but only about 2 or 3 centimeters. Yes, if you don't take pictures, it's like you haven't been here. Several people were talking to each other. Liu Jing saw Jiang Cheng and Yi Qingjiu opposite her. She greeted with a smile, Hello, Mr. Yi. After several hours of contact on the bus, they are obviously not so afraid of Yi Qingjiu anymore. Mr. Yi, you are here too. Did you buy anything delicious? The girl in the middle named Zheng Ting asked. Yi Qingjiu didn't want her emotions to affect others, so she forced a smile and said, Well, we bought potatoes. When we went there just now, they were sold out. It turned out that Mr. Yi bought them. Yi Qingjiu nodded. By the way, Mr. Yi, how about taking a photo together? Yes, Mr. Yi, it's a rare opportunity for us to come together. Let's take a photo together as a souvenir. Yi Qingjiu looked at the petite girls and nodded. Okay. This was the first time she was invited by her own employees to take photos. There is still a little bit of excitement. Several people quickly gave up their seats and gathered around Yi Qingjiu. Zheng Ting took out a selfie stick and said, "Come on, 1, 2, 3, eggplant." With a click, the photo was taken. Several people looked at it carefully for a long time and felt that it didn't look good, mainly because the selfie stick was a little too close. Zheng Ting thought for a moment and looked at Jiang Cheng on the side. "Mr. Jiang, can you take the photo for us?" "There's nothing wrong with that." Jiang Cheng nodded, "No problem." Zheng Ting handed him the phone with a smile. "Thank you for your help." Jiang Cheng held the phone, moved farther away, adjusted the angle, and shouted, "Come on, get ready, 1, 2, 3, eggplant." Hearing his command, several people laughed happily. Only Yi Qingjiu, who was in the C position, had an unhappy look on his face, but he still had to put on a fake smile, which looked extremely awkward. Jiang Cheng thought for a moment. "Come on, another one, let's all smile a little more. Think about money, 1, 2, 3, money." Hearing the word money, Yi Qingjiu couldn't help but laugh. This person seems to be sick. Everyone else is shouting eggplant. Why is he shouting money? While she was laughing, Jiang Cheng quickly pressed the camera button. Then he looked down at Yi Qingjiu on his phone. Well, not bad. The only thing is Yi Qingjiu's height. She is about 1.65 meters tall and exactly 1.7 meters tall with high heels. Of course, it feels very suitable for her to stand next to Jiang Cheng with this height, and there is nothing wrong with it. But when standing next to Liu Jing and the others, his height was a little obvious. Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu and said, "Lower your head a little, it will be better." Yi Qingjiu looked at Liu Jing and Zhang Ting beside him and felt that what Jiang Cheng said was right. Then he silently bent his knees and said, "Is this okay?" Jiang Cheng nodded. "Not bad, come on, 1, 2, 3 cents tilde." Click. The photo was taken, and it looked like although Yi Qingjiu's legs were slightly bent, the overall effect was still pretty good. When the girls saw that the photos were taken, they couldn't help but come over to look at them. Yi Qingjiu also wanted to see it. Zheng Ting took the phone and said, "How about this? I'll send the photos to you, and then you can edit your own faces. After you're done, we'll each take a photo, and then we can post it on WeChat Moments." Good job. It's a gang crime. Now not only selfies are photoshopped, but even group photos of 7 or 8 people are photoshopped. Jiang Cheng exclaimed in his heart that the routine was very complicated. Zheng Ting looked at Yi Qingjiu again after she finished speaking. "Boss Yi, you are so beautiful inside, you don't need to Photoshop it. We will Photoshop it and send it to the company group later so you can take a look." Yi Qingjiu nodded, "Okay. Then we'll go first, Mr. Yi." "Good." After being interrupted by them, Yi Qingjiu was no longer angry. "Now I am sitting on the balcony of my room, looking at the bracelet on my hand. The more I look at it, the more I like it. The luster of the pearls and the bright sunshine complement each other, and the whole bracelet is sparkling with tiny lights." Jiang Cheng looked at her with a smile. His silly wife really couldn't hide her worries at all. Ding tilde. Yi Qingjiu's cell phone rang. When I clicked on it, I saw that it was sent from a group of 500 people from Tencent Star. Because a WeChat group can accommodate 500 people online, Tencent has a total of 6 groups. The IT department, security department, design department, R&D department, and wireless department. These departments with similar work natures form a group. This kind of group doesn't usually chat, and only a few messages will occasionally appear when assigning work. She picked up her phone and took a look. My eyelids twitched for a moment. What the hell is this? Yi Qingjiu felt sick when he looked at himself in the photo. This is a group of hundreds of people. How many people are watching? When Jiang Cheng saw Yi Qingjiu's expression, he hurried over and took the phone. My goodness, if I hadn't seen these people in person, I would never have recognized them. It's okay to just Photoshop the face, but the key point is that the legs are particularly Photoshopped to look spiritual. The visual effect of these legs is at least 1.6 meters long. 2/3 of this person is legs. If you put them together like this, their legs are actually long and beautiful. But Yi Qingjiu's inner legs were like walking telephone poles. The only parts of the body are legs, which is very exaggerated. Jiang Cheng really couldn't help but burst out laughing. Manager Luo was lying on the bed playing with his mobile phone. When he saw this photo, he was almost scared to death. Who made Mr. Yi like this? He took a closer look and found that it was indeed the photo sent by Liu Jing. Busy tagging Liu Jing, "Can you please not include Mr. Yi when you Photoshop the picture? Look at what you have Photoshopped Mr. Yi into. That's a person. That's a telephone pole that has turned into a spirit." In the office, everyone was busy working. When they saw the WeChat message in the group, they thought it was some work assignment. Everyone clicked on the group message. After a moment, the entire Tengsing erupted in a burst of cheerful laughter. Zhao Wang from the security department tagged Liu Jing. "You're absolutely amazing. I admire you so much." "Zhao Zhang, please, you might as well just Photoshop Mr. Yi's legs away. It's too abstract. A wheelchair is better than this." "Wu Jia, Liu Jing, you are so awesome. You even dared to harm Mr. Yi just to Photoshop the photos." "Chen Ling, I don't submit to the wall, but I do to you." Liu Jing was overwhelmed when looking at these comments. She clicked on the retract button, but found that it was no longer possible. To be honest, because Yi Qingjiu has always been like a goddess, Liu Jing never paid any attention to her. He was only trying to increase his height, but unexpectedly, he accidentally harmed Mr. Yi. Her desire to survive made her tag Yi Qingjiu directly. "Mr. Yi, I'm sorry. I will never Photoshop your legs again next time." Lao Ma from the security department. "No, no, no, you'd better pee. Otherwise, if you stand next to Mr. Yi, we won't be able to see you at all." Zhao Liu from the wireless R&D department. "Old Ma is really mean. Ha 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 ha." Yi Qingjiu couldn't help laughing out loud when reading these comments. Jiang Cheng looked at her and said, "Actually, it's a lot of fun to get along with the employees." Yi Qingjiu nodded. Speaking of getting along well, it seemed that it was all thanks to Jiang Cheng. She smiled at her with her curved eyes, which looked particularly beautiful. Boom, boom, boom. There was a knock on the door. "I'll go open the door," Jiang Cheng said and got up to open the door. Manager Luo stood outside the door. "Mr. Jiang, we are going to go fishing and barbecue by the river tonight. Will you and Mr. Yi join us?" "Participate when?" "We come here just to participate in the event." Manager Luo was initially worried that Yi Qingjiu and Jiang Cheng would not want to go, but when he saw how enthusiastic he was relieved. "It starts at 5 o'clock. They also have a bonfire party here at 10 o'clock in the evening, so we have to start earlier and end earlier so that those who want to go to the bonfire party can still participate." Jiang Cheng nodded. "Okay, I understand." After Manager Luo finished speaking, he couldn't help but look into the room again. He wanted to find Yi Qingjiu. Liu Jing is from his department, and he is worried that the photo inside will make Yi Qingjiu unhappy. After all, it's really too exaggerated. Seeing him looking around, Jiang Cheng asked curiously, "Are you looking for Qingjiu?" "Yes, Mr. Jiang, Liu Jing is young and just graduated from college. It is inevitable that she is a little childish. I will criticize her later. I hope that Mr. Yi will not take my faults to heart." Hearing this, Yi Qingjiu frowned. Why did this make him sound like the kind of person who likes to make things difficult for his employees? She coughed twice and said, "It's okay, no need to criticize her, she didn't do anything wrong." "Thank you, Mr. Yi." Manager Luo breathed a sigh of relief. "Then I'll go downstairs and wait for you." Jiang Cheng looked at his watch. It was 4:40 and there were still 20 minutes to 5. "Pack up and let's go down." "Yeah," Yi Qingjiu nodded, put on her high heels, and the two of them left the B&B. As soon as I went downstairs, I saw a group of people waiting at the door. Liu Jing kept looking inside with concern. Seeing Yi Qingjiu coming out, she almost cried. "Yi, Mr. Yi, I really didn't mean it. I didn't mean to Photoshop you into a telephone pole." To be honest, when Yi Qingjiu saw the photo, he was nothing but surprised. Later, when she saw those comments, she secretly laughed for a long time, so she was really not angry at all. "It's nothing, you don't have to be too nervous," Yi Qingjiu comforted her. "Mr. Yi, I'm so sorry." Liu Jing looked remorseful. "It really doesn't matter," Yi Qingjiu explained patiently. To be honest, she is not very good at this kind of drama. After all, she is used to being aloof in the office. Seeing Liu Jing apologizing to him repeatedly, Yi Qingjiu felt a little embarrassed. After all, Manager Luo has followed Yi Qingjiu for so many years and has a good understanding of her personality. He found that Mr. Yi was a little uncomfortable. He hurried over, squinted his eyes, and looked at the ground, shouting, "Liu Jinger, where's Liu Jinger? Have you seen Liu Jing?" Liu Jing thought Manager Luo was very strange and glanced at him. "I'm here." Manager Luo opened his eyes and asked, "Wow, you've grown so tall." "Yi Qingjiu." "Go to hell, who are you calling short?" Liu Jing stretched out her hand to hit Manager Luo. "I'm praising you, aren't I? Our Tengsing's big guy, look how tall he is." What? Everyone burst into laughter again. After laughing enough, they walked towards the river in twos and threes. Because the riverside is some distance away from the ancient town, we walked along the ancient town for more than 20 minutes before reaching the riverside. The river is very long, and it is estimated that it will take another 10 minutes to reach the fishing and barbecue place. Yi Qingjiu's feet began to ache as she was wearing high heels. Normally, she would only walk for 5 minutes at most in the office. This was the first time she realized that walking in high heels was so uncomfortable. In order not to spoil everyone's fun, she followed behind quietly. Seeing that she was slow and her expression was a little strange, Jiang Cheng asked worriedly, "Wife, do you have a stomachache?" After all, she is still having her period. Stomach pain is normal. Yi Qingju shook his head. It's okay. This was the first time he and she had been out together, and she didn't want him to think she was being squeamish. Are you really okay? It's really okay. Jiang Cheng couldn't ask the answer and couldn't help but become more worried. Later, he looked at her carefully from a distance, always feeling that something was wrong, but he couldn't put his finger on it. Yi Qingju endured it for 10 minutes, walked to the place, found a stool and sat down, refusing to leave no matter what. Manager Luo called the boss and took 5 or 6 fishing rods. "Hey, who wants to go fishing?" Let me do it." The speaker was Zheng Ting, who was taking photos during the day. "Be careful not to let the fish fall away." Manager Luo teased and handed her the fishing rod. "What are you afraid of? If I get dropped, Liu Jing will save me. After all, my Jingjing's legs are 1.8 meters long." Zheng Ting joked. Liu Jing glared at her angrily. "You are so good, Zheng Ting, you talk like you are not serious. I only photoshopped a 1.2 meter long leg. Compared to a 1.8 meter long one, yours is still longer." Chapter 124, I'm serious about fishing. Go away, you are bullying me. I don't want to play with you anymore." Liu Jing felt so wronged. Okay, I was wrong. My legs are 1.8 meters long. I will come to save you if you fall away. Is this okay?" Zheng Ting smiled with her eyes curved as she coaxed Liu Jing. "Okay, I forgive you." What? The vast expanse of red in the sky looked like it had been burned by fire. The clouds were bright, and the setting sun was fading behind the mountains. This was a scene that could not be seen in the bustling city. Some people were fishing, some were lighting fires, some were washing vegetables, some were chatting, some were laughing. Everything was so orderly, and there was an indescribable sense of comfort. Jiang Cheng came over with a fishing rod in his hand. "Wife, do you want to try it?" Me, Yi Qingju shook his head. "I can't." "It's okay, I'll teach." Yi Qingju always thought that fishing was something that grandfathers did. When he had nothing to do, he would go fishing by the river with a pot of tea and a straw raincoat. It was quite surprising that Jiang Cheng could catch fish and fish at such a young age. My grandfather loved fishing. When I was a kid, I always followed him and learned a little bit from him. To be honest, Jiang Cheng's grandfather did take him out fishing quite often when he was a child, and he naturally learned some skills from him. Since he had nothing to do anyway, Yi Qingju hesitated for a moment and nodded. 2 people took small stools and sat by the river. The setting sun stretched everyone's shadow infinitely. Jiang Cheng pulled out the fishing rod, adjusted the fishing line, put on the bait, and then swung the long line into the river. It looks quite professional. When he saw that the depth of the fish float was just right, he assuredly handed the fishing rod to Yi Qingju. "Wife, the red one with green stripes on it is called a fish float. When it moves, it means that a fish has come." Yi Qingju looked like he was trying hard to learn. "Then how do you know if the fish has taken the bait? See how far the float is pulled into the water, wait a little, then pull hard to pull the fish out." To be honest, Jiang Cheng didn't go fishing very often. After all, he was a student, and who would go fishing every day if they had nothing better to do. There were probably only about 20 or 30 times in total. Yi Qingju nodded, looking as if he had suddenly understood. "Okay, I understand. It turns out fishing is so simple." She held the fishing rod and stared at it carefully, fearing that a fish would be hooked without her noticing. Jiang Cheng just sat aside and looked at her quietly. The setting sun fell on her eyelashes and cast a shadow under her eyes. It looks quite unique. Occasionally, a breeze from the riverside would gently brush Jiang Cheng's cheek, and that feeling was extremely comfortable. After a while, the fishing float floating on the river sank a little. Yi Qingju's heart tightened. It moved. Is there a fish? Jiang Cheng watched the float sink again and became excited. It looked like it was a big fish. "Don't be impatient, wife. Wait a moment, it's a big fish." "Big fish? That's great. Okay, I'll listen to you." Jiang Cheng came over, stood behind her, put his hands on hers, and applied a little force. Her hands were a little cold. It was such a hot day, but her hands were still so cold. Jiang Cheng felt a little distressed. "Is it ready?" Yi Qingju couldn't wait any longer. It was her first time fishing, and she caught a big fish. She couldn't wait to pull the fish up. "Pull," Jiang Cheng looked confident. Hearing this, Yi Qingju pulled the fishing rod hard. The 2 of them worked together and thought they could succeed in one go. But there seemed to be some resistance in the water, and the inside of the fishing rod felt heavy. After she exerted force once, she frowned slightly. Why can't I pull it? Jiang Cheng was also a little nervous. It seemed that the fish might be bigger than he thought. This fish is too big, he thought for a moment. Come on, let's work together. I'll count to 123. Yi Qingju's eyes were burning. Okay. 3, 2, 1. At Jiang Cheng's command, the two of them pulled the fishing rod together. No, if you use more force, the fishing rod will break. Based on Jiang Cheng's many years of fishing experience, he must have encountered a big fish, and a very big one. After all, this is a river, and the fish in the river are stronger than those raised in fish ponds, and there are more species. It might be a catfish weighing 6 or 7 kilograms, Jiang Cheng analyzed. Yi Qingju didn't understand either. What should I do then? Come on, let's try again. Good. The two of them began to work together again. In any case, we must pull this big fish up. Seeing the fishing rod move, both of them were excited. Come on, wife. Hubby, you have to work hard too. The two of them worked together, and finally the fishing rod was pulled back by them. The fish was so big that it was impossible to lift it with a single lift, so we had to use a fishing net, with one person catching it while the other held the fishing rod. That's the only way to catch it. Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingju and said, Go get a fishing net. Okay. Yi Qingju agreed and went to pick up the fishing net on the ground next to him. She picked up the fishing net and looked at Jiang Cheng. Jiang Cheng raised his chin towards the location of the fish. The meaning is simple and clear. The fish is here, catch it quickly. Yi Qingju immediately put the net into the water, and then the two of them worked together. The moment the fishing net left the water, both of them were stunned. Where is the fish? Where is the big fish you promised? Amazing, there is a ZPPO in the fishing net. Destroy it. Yi Qingju was stunned for 3 seconds, then burst out laughing. Jiang Cheng, where's the 6 or 7 jin catfish? Jiang Cheng, tired. I clearly felt a big fish just now, but a lighter fell up. Jiang Cheng looked at the lighter and laughed so hard that he fell backwards. The two men laughed as they looked at the silver lighter in the fishing net. Yi Qingju held her stomach and laughed until tears came out. Where's the big fish you promised me? Jiang Cheng shook his head and tried to suppress his laughter. The fish are on the way. Why are you in such a hurry? He didn't think there was anything embarrassing about it. No one is a saint, and 1 or 2 mistakes are not a big deal. Wait, my husband is going to catch you a big catfish this time. The setting sun shines on the faces of the two people, and a warm feeling from the sun goes straight into their hearts. Boss Yi, the lamb skewers are ready. Would you like a few? Zheng Ting called her with a smile. Boss Yi, we still have oyster mushrooms. Come and try some. If they hadn't called out, Yi Qingju would have forgotten that she was here for team building and thought that there were only Jiang Cheng and her. Oh, okay, she responded. Let's go get something to eat together. Okay. Jiang Cheng threw the fishing rod into the river, pressed it down with a stool, and then walked over with Yi Qingju. I saw 2 people coming together. Zheng Ting hurriedly brought over 2 pairs of chopsticks. Mr. Jiang, Mr. Yi. Thank you. Jiang Cheng took the chopsticks and handed a pair to Yi Qingju. The two of them sat down at the round table. Everyone ate barbecue, talked, and laughed, and the atmosphere was very good. Mr. Jiang, your fishing rod is moving. Liu Jing was grilling with her head down, when she looked up suddenly and found that Jiang Cheng's fishing rod was about to be pulled away. She screamed in fear. In a flash, Jiang Cheng rushed forward and grabbed the pole with force. This time it was a really big fish, and it was obviously dragging the fishing rod along with it as it tried to swim away. Jiang Cheng pulled hard. Someone help me. Seeing his actions, several people who were eating barbecue put down their chopsticks excitedly. This must be a big fish. Come on, let's go and take a look. It looks like we've caught another big fish today. Everyone ran over excitedly, talking one after another. Some people helped catch fish with fishing nets. Some dragged the fishing rod with Jiang Cheng, and some shouted excitedly at the side. It's very lively. After a while, with everyone's efforts, the fish was pulled up. It looked 3 or 4 feet long, wide, and big, and its tail was as big as a palm. Manager Luo had never seen anyone catch such a big fish, and he was extremely excited. Quick, take a picture for me. I want to take a picture with this fish. After saying that, he picked up the fish. Unfortunately, the fish was too big and jumping around, making it difficult for one person to catch it. Xiao Zhang next to him couldn't help but said, Manager Luo, let me help you. Help, no way. No, I want to take pictures with the fish, not with you. He even wanted to go home and brag about it to his children. Look, what his dad caught is so big, isn't it awesome? Jiang Cheng helped him catch the fish with a smile, It was really hard to catch. His body was as slippery as if covered with oil. He dragged the fish to the position of Manager Luo's shoulder and asked, "Is this okay?" Manager Luo nodded. "If they shoot faster, they can hold on." After saying that, he looked at Liu Jing and the others excitedly. "Hurry up, take a photo for me." Liu Jing found the angle and said, "No, Manager Luo, lift it higher." "Raise it higher." "Okay." Manager Luo dragged the fish to the side of his face and asked, "Is this okay?" "Okay, no problem." Liu Jing said this and prepared to press the camera button. But the fish had been out of water for too long and was caught by someone, so it felt extremely uncomfortable. The tail swung hard and hit Manager Luo hard in the face with a bang. Hiss so sour and refreshing. There was a hearty laugh from the crowd. This you was really disrespectful to Manager Luo. "Really fight? That's too cruel. How funny." Manager Luo felt his eyes were scratched by the thorns on the fish's tail. He blinked violently. Click, click. Several people took photos. Manager Luo put the fish on the ground. He rubbed his face and looked at the fish with dissatisfaction. "I just took a picture with you. Look at how narrow-minded you are. Hit me. I'll stew you and drink fish soup later." The fish was deprived of oxygen for a while and started jumping around with a crackling sound. Manager Luo was so frightened that he quickly took a few steps back. "Look, this time we're not only stewing it, we're also braising it." Jiang Cheng looked at Manager Luo's red face and laughed. "Manager Luo, why are you angry with you? Why don't you find an ice pack or something to apply? It will probably feel better." Manager Luo waved his hand and said, "It's okay, I'm thick-skinned." He turned his head and looked at Liu Jing and Zheng Ting behind him. "How's the photo shoot going?" Liu Jing suppressed her laughter and said, "Manager, it's pretty good. Do you want to take a look?" "Come, let me take a look." That was good to hear, and Manager Luo became more energetic. Liu Jing smiled brightly and handed over the phone. Manager Luo looked down. Wow, the shot was exactly the moment when he got slapped in the face. The water on the fish's tail can be seen clearly. He was also happy. "Okay, that's great, send it to me." "Manager, I have this one from before I got slapped in the face. The pose is pretty cool. I'll send it to you." Hearing that there were handsome ones, Manager Luo became even more excited. "Okay, send them all to me." Yi Qingjiu looked at them from afar. That was nice. The owner of the barbecue stall was also impressed when he saw such a big fish. "Wow, that's awesome, brother." Jiang Cheng smiled and said, "Good luck, good luck." He was eating barbecue when a fish was caught. How lucky. It was just like Jiang Taegong fishing. "You are too modest, brother. I have been fishing on this river for more than 10 years, and you are the second person to catch such a big fish." Jiang Cheng chuckled, "Really?" "Yeah, brother, tell me how you want to eat it, and I'll ask the kitchen to prepare it for you for free. It might be hard for you to handle such a big fish." Jiang Cheng thought about it and said, "Okay, you decide. Braised or something else is fine." "Okay," the boss nodded, called a waiter, and took the fish away. Jiang Cheng walked towards Yi Qingjiu with a smile on his face. "How about it? Is your husband very powerful?" Yi Qingjiu glanced at him and said, "Look how beautiful you are." Jiang Cheng laughed. "The fish has been caught. Why don't you let me enjoy it for a while?" "Go, go, go." Looking at the friendly appearance of the two people, everyone was envious. Time flies and it is already 9 o'clock. The river breeze is blowing gently. Everyone was enjoying themselves while eating barbecue and drinking beer. Jiang Cheng also had a few drinks. The neon lights in the distance are reflected on the surface of the river, and with a little breeze, it looks sparkling and beautiful. Manager Luo patted his stomach and said, "Now that we are full, let's move around. If you want to see the night view, take the time to walk around." After his reminder, many people stood up and started walking along the riverside. It was a rare opportunity to do this. Who wouldn't want to take a closer look? Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu and said, "Why don't we go for a walk too?" To be honest, Yi Qingjiu was a little afraid. After all, her feet were already hurting from the high heels. However, it was a rare opportunity for her to go out with Jiang Cheng, and she was reluctant to give up this opportunity. "Okay," Yi Qingjiu's eyelashes trembled. Jiang Cheng smiled and held her hand. Her hand was so soft, nestling in his hand as if it had no bones. "I'm really afraid that she'll break it if I use too much force." The two of them began to walk along the riverside. The scenery was really beautiful. Looking at the beautiful scenery, feeling the evening breeze, and having a beautiful woman by your side, Jiang Cheng felt that he had no regrets in his life. Yi Qingjiu also had this feeling, so she cherished this hard-earned walk even more. Although her feet became more and more throbbing the further she walked, she still endured it silently. "I thought, let's just walk a little longer." The two walked for more than 10 minutes. Yi Qingjiu's heels were bleeding, and she couldn't walk anymore. Can you take a break? Good. Jiang Cheng had been looking at the scenery along the way. When he turned back, he suddenly discovered that a layer of fine sweat beads had already seeped out on Yi Qingjiu's forehead and face. He looked distressed. What's wrong? Do you have a stomachache? Yi Qingjiu shook his head. It's okay. Her voice was muffled. It sounds like forbearance. P.S. Guys, I'm starting to update more frequently. I can't see any typos or anything like that anymore. You're welcome to find any bugs. Thank you so much. Zoxo Tilda. Chapter 125, Bonfire Party. Nothing. Why is the tip of my nose and forehead sweating in such cool weather? There must be something wrong. He turned around and held her shoulders. What happened? I'm really fine. Yi Qingjiu lowered his head, looking a little listless. Impossible, hurry up and tell me. Jiang Cheng was a little anxious. Now that I have said that, I can no longer go walking with him. Does that mean she can't participate in today's activities? She also wants to attend the bonfire party. I'm fine, I just need to rest for a while. She still bit her lip and refused to speak. Jiang Cheng looked at her helplessly. If you don't tell me, I'll check it out. Hearing the word inspection, Yi Qingjiu swallowed. How to check? Do you want to? This is in public. My feet just hurt. It's okay, just take a rest. Jiang Cheng squatted down in annoyance, grabbed her feet and looked at them carefully, and found that the heels were bleeding. Jiang Cheng looked at the bright red blood, his eyelids twitched, and his heart felt like it was being pricked by needles. Why is this girl so stupid? You still want to leave after all this? Why? Yi Qingjiu didn't know how to answer him. The next second, Jiang Cheng lifted her up and walked forward in silence. Yi Qingjiu was on his back, and he was panicking because so many colleagues were watching him. You put me down. She struggled a few times. No. How can I walk with my feet like this? She doesn't feel sorry, but I do. Why didn't I pack a pair of shoes for her when I went out? I knew it was an outdoor sport, so why was I so careless? Put me down, I'm really fine. Yi Qingjiu looked at the employee in front of him and felt so embarrassed that he couldn't breathe. Shut up. Jiang Cheng ignored him, took a few quick steps and went to the bench in front, then put Yi Qingjiu down. Several colleagues who were strolling in front were overtaken by Jiang Cheng unexpectedly. Everyone was shocked to see him carrying Yi Qingjiu. Oh my God, this is too manly. I didn't expect Mr. Jiang to have such a manly side. There's dog food everywhere. As expected, someone saw it. Yi Qingjiu turned his face away awkwardly and almost shouted, You've got the wrong person. Jiang Cheng doesn't have the time to care about these things. He squatted down and carefully pulled off her black high heels. He frowned and looked at her. Does it hurt? You can see that he is very nervous. He seemed to have some mysterious power. Yi Qingjiu looked at the thick sweat on his face and instantly forgot the embarrassment. I also forgot the pain. She only knew that he cared about her very much. It doesn't hurt. How can it not hurt? Jiang Cheng turned his head and looked at the people in front of him. Do you have any band-aids? When they heard the word band-aid, several people realized that Mr. Yi was injured. They all started to search their bags in a panic. I'm fine, everyone continue and don't let me affect you. Seeing that everyone was nervous, Yi Qingjiu felt bad. She was not the kind of person who liked to trouble others. However, everyone's attention is on finding a band-aid. After rummaging for a long time, Wang Bin finally found one in his bag. It was the one left over from the last time he was injured. He handed it to Jiang Cheng. Mr. Jiang, there is only one left. If it's not enough, I'll go buy more. Xiao Liu also found one. I have another one here, luckily there is one more. Jiang Cheng took the two band-aids and said, Thank you. He quickly put Yi Qingjiu's feet on his legs. Her feet were white and slender, but very small, probably size 36. The wound on the back is also particularly glaring. Jiang Cheng tore off a band-aid and stuck it on carefully, then tore off a second one and stuck the two band-aids into an X shape. This will protect the wound well, and the band-aid will not fall off easily. Boss Yi, can you still go? Yes, Mr. Yi, why don't you go back and have a rest? Several people greeted worriedly. Yi Qingjiu had always thought that they were all afraid of him, but after these 2 days of contact, it seemed that it was not entirely true. Especially now, several people looked concerned. She had an indescribable feeling in her heart. I'm fine, you guys go play first, I'll just take a rest. Are you really all right? It's all right, you guys go ahead. Oh. Seeing that Yi Qingjiu insisted that he was fine, several people turned around and left. Jiang Cheng looked at her. Why didn't you say it earlier? You had to wait until the skin was broken. How long are you going to hold on? Yi Qingjiu lowered her head, her eyelashes trembling. I just want to walk with you for a while longer. She spoke slowly, her voice soft and thin, like a child who had done something wrong. But it sounded like thunder to Jiang Cheng's ears. Sky, how stupid she is, how pitiful she is. He held his hand, his eyes burning. The road of life is still long. I will always accompany you to the end. Go slowly, don't be anxious. He said that he wanted to accompany her throughout her life. He just said that he would accompany me throughout my life. Yi Qingjiu pursed her lips and nodded heavily after a while. Maybe I won't be able to attend the bonfire party later. The way she spoke was very much like Niu, her eyes full of pleading. It seems like I'm saying, please, please, Tilda. Jiang Cheng really had no idea what to do. He chuckled and scratched the tip of her nose. Playful Tilda. I didn't, Yi Qingjiu pouted. How can this be just playfulness? Can you do that? Of course, a little skin breakage is fine. She wasn't a pampered person to begin with, and with Jiang Cheng's care, she became full of energy. Jiang Cheng smiled helplessly. I really can't do anything with you. After saying that, he took off his shoes, which were a pair of Adidas sports slippers. He doesn't like to pass on leather shoes, sneakers, or sports shoes. He is not very fond of sports, nor does he pursue high-end business. He is just an ordinary person. On a hot day, slippers are the most comfortable. Here, wear mine. Yi Qingjiu looked at the white slippers on the ground. She stared at him with wide eyes. So what are you wearing? Jiang Cheng smiled and said, such a wide gravel road is just right for massage. After saying that, she walked in front with a smile, holding Yi Qingjiu's high heels. Yi Qingjiu looked at the shoes on the ground. His eyes were a little sore but shining with dazzling light. Looking at his back, his eyes became more determined. When we arrived at the ancient town, the bonfire square was crowded with tourists. Girls from ethnic minorities such as the Dai, Hani, Wa, and Lahu wore national costumes in the crowd, dancing around the bonfire to the music. It looked so comfortable and refreshing as soon as the music starts. But no matter how awkward his dancing posture was, he sang and danced along with the ethnic girls. Mr. Yi, we are here. Liu Jing took Zheng Ting and stood among a group of ethnic minorities, dancing and waving their hands. Yi Qingjiu glanced at Jiang Cheng next to him and said, so this is the bonfire party. What else? Jiang Cheng smiled. You don't think we're all just sitting in front of the fire and chatting, do you? What? Yi Qingjiu blinked. That was really what she thought. If I had known I had to dance, I would never have come. Seeing the two people standing there in a daze, Zhang Bin walked out of the crowd and said, Boss Yi, brother Jiang, since we are here, let's go together. Jiang Cheng is about the same age as him, and it always feels a bit awkward to call him Mr. Jiang. Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu with a smile. It was you who wanted to attend the bonfire party. Do you regret it now? He is laughing at himself. I have evidence. He didn't know how stupid he was. He endured the pain in his feet and ran to dance. It's crazy. I didn't who regretted it. If you don't regret it, let's stay together. As he was speaking, a young girl wearing ethnic minority clothing and a bling-bling glittering headdress came over with a brisk dance move. She took Yi Qingjiu's hand and said, Beautiful girl, let's go together, Tilda. Before she could react, she was pulled to the center. The music was beautiful, and the firelight was dancing on everyone's face. Yi Qingjiu was a little shy at first, but gradually she was infected by the atmosphere. The pace also became cheerful. Wow, I didn't expect Ms. Yi to dance so well. Ms. Yi is so beautiful. Zhang Bin laughed and said, How about we let Mr. Yi dance for us at this year's party? Liu Jing stared at him with eyes wide open. You are so brave. Jiang Cheng looked at Yi Qingjiu, who was dancing with the crowd in the middle of the crowd, even though he was wearing his own slippers. She looks a bit weird, but she is really pretty. Just like the brightest star in the darkness. As soon as she appears, the surrounding light becomes dim. Yi Qingjiu looked around and found that Jiang Cheng did not come in, so he sneaked out. Why don't you come together? Jiang Cheng chuckled and looked down at his feet. Will you go in there and let people step on you? Yi Qingjiu also laughed. Forget it, let's go back. Have you had enough fun? Yi Qingjiu nodded. I'm tired, let's go back. What she didn't say was that she felt bored when he was not around. Even in a lively place, she felt life was dull without him. Manager Luo was also twisting and turning inside, dancing happily. When he turned around and saw the two people were about to leave, he quickly slipped out. Boss Yi, don't leave. This will be over soon. We also ordered a roast lamb. Eat something before going back. The roasted lamb is at your own expense, costing more than 1,000 yuan per head. Manager Luo ordered a big one since there were many people. It's okay, you guys eat. Speaking of roasted lamb, Yi Qingjiu was still a little hungry. After all, she didn't eat much just now. But I have already said I want to go back. It would be so embarrassing if I don't go back. Don't worry, Mr. Yi, it will be more fun together. Seeing what manager Luo and Yi Qingjiu were talking about, Liu Jing and Zhang Ting also squeezed out. Boss Yi, are you leaving? Yeah, Yi Qingjiu nodded. When Liu Jing heard that Mr. Yi was leaving, she refused to agree. Boss Yi, tell me the truth. Do you think I photoshopped your photo and you don't want to have dinner with us? Or do you think I'm too short to eat with you? Liu Jing is a very outgoing person. She is petite and cute and has a good sense of humor. So all her colleagues like her. When she said this, Yi Qingjiu was stunned. Don't mind me, Mr. Yi, I was just joking. We just want you to stay and have something to eat. When Liu Jing spoke, the smile on her face was bright and charming. Yi Qingjiu has always been a cold person, but being surrounded by such enthusiasm, he suddenly felt a little embarrassed. She nodded, okay, I'll wait for you here. Then I won't dance either. I'll stay here with Mr. Yi. Liu Jing wanted to accompany Mr. Yi. She liked lively occasions and always felt that Yi Qingjiu and Jiang Cheng looked a little pitiful standing here. Manager Luo glared at her and said, I said you were stupid, but you are smart. I said you are smart, but why are you so stupid? With Mr. Jiang accompanying him, how can Mr. Yi be bored? Oh, that's right. Liu Jing smiled as if she realized something belatedly. 10 minutes later, the party was over and the dancers dispersed. They are the only ones left. The boss then came out with his waiter, and the two of them carried a whole sheep. The sheep was tied to an iron rack. The boss put the sheep directly into the fire and looked at them with a smile. Start roasting now. It's very tender and can be eaten in more than half an hour. Okay, thank you, boss. Manager Luo smiled. Zhang Bin and his friends thought it was too boring to just sit there and do nothing, so they shouted, Boss, beer, bring us some. When they heard there was wine, they were all excited. Boss, bring 2 more bottles of iced wine. Okay, the boss walked back with a smile. Soon a basket of beer was brought out. We have both iced and room temperature beer. Take whatever you want. Thank you, boss. Zhang Bin took a bottle of beer and handed it to Jiang Cheng. Brother Jiang, have one. Jiang Cheng nodded, thank you. I saw that everyone had wine, but the atmosphere still didn't feel right. Zhang Bin thought about it and said, how about this, let's play a game. When Liu Jing heard the word game, her eyes lit up. What game? To be honest, apart from being a little short, Liu Jing has no flaws in other aspects. She is pretty, loves to laugh, and has a very good personality. She's just an insider, a girl who can afford to have fun. As long as it's not excessive, she won't be angry about anything. Zhang Bin has always been interested in her. But since they are too familiar with each other, it is difficult to make a move. After thinking about it, I tried to figure out what game I could play with Liu Jing. How about we play a song chain game? The last word is the beginning of the next song. If you can't keep up, the men drink and the women play truth or dare. He planned to use this game to sing 2 love songs to Liu Jing and confess his feelings secretly. After listening to his suggestion, everyone agreed that it was feasible. Since there was nothing else to do, it was not impossible to sing some songs to liven up the atmosphere. Besides, girls can't drink much, so just participate in the activities and have fun. Then what are you waiting for? Of course, Lao Luo will start first. Manager Luo is a well-known microphone master. I love you not just because of your beauty. I love you more and more. Every look of yours touches my heart. Zhang Bin wanted to speak first but was interrupted by Manager Luo. He curled his lips and said, Manager, you are almost 50 years old. Why are you still so infatuated? When Lao Luo heard this, he was not happy. Why? It's not popular for old people to have love. Chapter 126. The Science and Engineering Man is Trouble Again. After hearing what Manager Luo said, Zhang Bin couldn't help but burst out laughing. I didn't realize that our Manager Luo is such an affectionate person. Of course not. I am deeply affectionate. Back then, when my wife transferred to our school, when I saw her for the first time, I thought she was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. As Lao Luo spoke, he seemed to be lost in memories. At that time, I felt that as long as I could be with her, I would be willing to carry her on my back for the rest of my life. After hearing this, Zhang Bin looked at Liu Jing silently. To be honest, he also wanted to carry her on his back for the rest of his life. Zheng Ting, who was standing by, was a little upset about all these love affairs, but she had to work hard for her career. Mr. Jiang, you sang so beautifully at the celebration banquet last time. Why don't you sing for us again? Yes, Mr. Jiang, how about you sing a song? Jiang Cheng smiled and said, Okay, I'll sing a song to liven things up for everyone. When everyone heard Jiang Cheng was going to sing, they fell silent. Jiang Cheng slowly spoke. It wasn't just the wine last night that made me cry. It's not just your gentleness that makes me reluctant to leave. How long do we have to go before you hold my hand? What embarrasses me is the freedom to struggle. Separation always happens in September. Memories are the sorrow of missing you. The tender green weeping willows in late autumn kiss my forehead. In that rainy little town, I never forgot you. The only thing I can't take away from Chengdu is you, and I walking on the streets of Chengdu. Don't stop until all the lights go out. You'll hold my sleeves, and I'll put my hands in my pockets. Walk to the end of Yulin Road, and sit at the door of the tavern. When Jiang Cheng was halfway through singing, everyone was stunned. Wow, what a good song this is. Where is Chengdu? Why do I suddenly have an urge to go? Everyone was immersed in the lyrics, as if they were mesmerized by the place of Chengdu. But no one was willing to interrupt his singing. Parting always happens in September. Memories are filled with longing. The tender green weeping willows of late autumn kiss my forehead. I have never forgotten you in that rainy little city. You are the only thing that Chengdu cannot take away. Jiang Cheng was still singing in a low voice, trying to tell a warm story softly. Everyone was intoxicated by his singing. Yi Qingjiu looked at him. The firelight reflected on his angular face, and his well-defined Adam's apple moved. He was really handsome, as if he had a fatal attraction to me. Jiang Cheng finished singing. Everyone started to applaud. Mr. Jiang, you sing so beautifully. Honestly, it's a shame that this voice isn't used as a singer. Mr. Jiang will definitely be a big hit if he enters the music industry. Those popular young stars are no match for Mr. Jiang. Everyone started discussing it. Liu Jing's eyes lit up. By the way, Mr. Yi, doesn't our company have an entertainment company? Why don't we let Mr. Jiang give it a try? Without waiting for Yi Qingjiu to speak, Jiang Cheng shook his head and said, Forget it, forget it. Don't do this. I can't come. It's okay to have some entertainment occasionally. Besides, I have to take care of the children. Yi Qingjiu said nothing and fell into deep thought. Liu Jing hit the nail on the head when she said this. The fact that his own entertainment company has not been profitable every year is indeed a problem. If Jiang Cheng is willing, I can let him debut, and I don't even need to support him, just give him some exposure. He will definitely be able to rank among the top players quickly. However, once he became an artist, the number of his suitors would be too terrifying. Thinking of those paparazzi, Yi Qingjiu felt a headache again. Seeing that she was unhappy, Jiang Cheng looked curious and asked, Wife, what's wrong with you? Yi Qingjiu rubbed his brows and said, It's okay. I just think about the fact that the entertainment company of our company has not made any profit every year. I feel a little overwhelmed. Not profitable? Aren't entertainment companies supposed to be profitable? How can it not be profitable? If it is really not profitable, then it must be a problem with the quality of the program. Thinking of the show, Jiang Cheng's eyes lit up. By the way, didn't we buy back the copyright of Xinyan's novel? Duluo Dalu can really be filmed, and the traffic will definitely be very good. What Jiang Cheng meant by shooting was the kind that required large-scale investment and fine workmanship. He thought for a moment and said, Besides, Duluo can have mobile games, animations, movies, and a whole series. I think this is a good project. Yi Qingjiu had heard that story and was indeed shocked. But as for the mobile games, animated movies, and so on that Jiang Cheng mentioned, it is still too early. It's better to wait until the TV series comes out and see the effect first. But a novel is a novel. Some parts cannot be filmed according to the original work. They need to be changed. Let's go back and ask Si Qingqing to find a screenwriter to talk to us first. When Jiang Cheng heard about hiring a screenwriter, he became anxious. Why hire a screenwriter? I was the one who told her this story. If you want to hire a screenwriter, why don't you hire me? Although he has never been in this business, he can give it a try for Duluo. To be honest, it hurts me just to think about such an excellent novel being handed over to someone else and being drastically changed. You can. Yi Qingjiu looked at him in surprise. Why, you don't believe me? Jiang Cheng looked at her with a smile. To be honest, Yi Qingjiu believed him, and he was the one who gave her the story. There was no doubt about that. But the more I believed it, the more surprised I was. He knew so much. It seems to always be so sparkling. It's not that I don't believe it. Yi Qingjiu wanted to explain a few more words when Jiang Cheng's phone suddenly rang. It was a video. I opened the WeChat interface and saw it was a message from my mom. The two babies haven't gone to bed yet and insist on listening to Jiang Cheng's story. It was already past 11 o'clock, and Mother Jiang had no choice but to send a video to Jiang Cheng so that the children could see their parents. When Jiang Cheng clicked on the video, he saw Nyunyu's face shot with her cute big eyes blinking. Daddy, Nyunyu misses you so much, Tilda. Jiang Cheng frowned. Why haven't you slept yet? It's already this late. Hearing Daddy's voice, Yanyan twisted her butt and quickly pushed Nyunyu away. Daddy, Yanyan misses. As he spoke, his eyes drooped and his mouth pouted, and it looked like he was about to cry. Jiang Cheng felt really distressed when he saw this. Hearing that there were 2 babies, Yi Qingjiu could no longer sit still. She misses them too. She leaned over to Jiang Cheng and gave the 2 babies a knowing smile. Have you been good today, Tilda? Nyunyu and Yanyan nodded. Yes. They were very well behaved today and always remembered what their mother said, that they should listen to their grandmother. So today, even though Yanyan fell down, she tried not to cry. Nyu is also very well behaved. He is not picky about food at all and will eat up everything you give him. Seeing these 2 darlings feeling so frustrated, Yi Qingjiu's heart was broken. Just go to bed, okay? Mom and Dad will be back tomorrow. When Nyunyu heard her mother asking them to go to bed, she said aggrievedly, Daddy, can you tell me just one story, just? Daddy, please. Yanyan held her 2 little hands and began to bow. Oh my God, Jiang Cheng's heart was broken. Okay, Daddy will find a quiet place to tell you a story. After saying that, Jiang Cheng stood up and said, You stay here, I'll find a place to tell them stories. Yi Qingjiu also wanted to see the child a few more times, so she couldn't bear to leave him behind. She stood up, everyone continue, no need to wait for us. After saying that, he followed Jiang Cheng to a quiet place. The 2 men walked to a small fountain and sat down. Daddy, can we start? Nyunyu asked while pursing her lips. Jiang Cheng nodded. Then you have to go to bed first and cover yourself with the quilt. Remember to cover your stomach so you don't catch a cold. Good. After hearing what Jiang Cheng said, the 2 darlings quickly climbed onto the bed and pulled the towel quilt over their bodies. Yanyan picked up the phone and said, Dad, is it okay now? Jiang Cheng nodded and said softly, Yanyan, put your phone next to the pillow, okay? Good. Yanyan obediently put the phone next to the pillow. Once upon a time, there was a little duck. It was very ugly, and everyone called it the ugly duckling. Jiang Cheng told the story patiently, and Yi Qingjiu sat beside him and watched him quietly. Jiang Cheng didn't want to hang up, so he told 10 stories in one breath. When he was finished, he could hear the babies even breathing from the other end of the phone. Mother Jiang then took the phone and walked out. The children missed you. They said they wouldn't sleep no matter what. They just wanted to hear you tell a story. Mom, I know. Okay, they are all asleep now. Don't play too late, go to bed early. Good. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Cheng heard a familiar voice in his head again. Ding Tilda. Congratulations to the host for completing the video coaxing task. Reward, God-level screenwriter skill. Good guy, whatever you need will come to you. The system is great. System. Yi Qingjiu looked at him. So you are so patient with children. If it were her, although she would also be able to coax the baby to sleep, she would definitely not do it as well as Jiang Cheng. Jiang Cheng smiled and said, I am also very patient with you. After the bonfire party, everyone was drunk. Zhang Bin held Liu Jing's hand and confessed to her affectionately, I like you. I have liked you since the day you joined the company. Although my cooking is not good, I can learn it for you. I even thought of the names of our children. The boy will be named Xiangxiang and the girl will be named Jingjing. So your child wants me to be quiet? Manager Luo was shocked. It turns out that Jingjing can play like this. Zhang Bin was expressing his feelings affectionately, but Manager Luo changed the tone of his words and made him extremely anxious. Go to hell, you're the one who wants to be quiet. After saying that, Liu Jing looked at him with resentment. So do you want it or not? I want to be quiet. Liu Jing looked at him with a smile. So do you want to be quiet or do you want to be quiet? Which one do you want to be quiet? Zhang Bin was so anxious. Don't make fun of me, I miss you. The Jingjing you said is the right one. After hearing this, Liu Jing smiled happily. In fact, she has liked Zhang Bin for some time. But since they are together every day, no one dares to break the window paper first. Zhang Bin excitedly picked him up and kissed him hard on the face. Everyone wait, I'll treat you to dinner later. Good, everyone applauded happily. Yi Qingjiu couldn't help but laugh when he saw this scene. Zhang Bin is quite good at naming his kids. It's not bad when you think about it. Jiang Cheng put his arm around her waist and said, I know how to name a child. How about we have a 3rd child? Then I can have a chance to name the child. This person is really unruly. She looked shy and said, fuck you. The next morning it rained, so the originally planned boating activity was canceled. Everyone had nothing to do, and Manager Luo decided that it would be better to go to Sichuan City than to stay here. This way, everyone can have a rest in the afternoon. After he asked for everyone's opinions, they unanimously decided to go home. So everyone got on the bus again and shook for several hours before returning to Sichuan City. The bus stopped at the company gate, and everyone went home with their luggage. Yi Qingjiu looked at the company's gate, somewhat hesitant. He glanced at Jiang Cheng and said, "It's still early, why don't we go take a look and come back if there's nothing else?" Jiang Cheng shrugged, "Whatever you want. This girl is simply a workaholic." After entering the gate of Tengsing, greetings were heard everywhere. "Hello, Mr. Yi. Hello, Mr. Yi." Yi Qingjiu nodded in response, quickly entered the elevator and pressed the button for the 14th floor. When she arrived at the president's office, she called Si Qingqing and said, "Come over here." Jiang Cheng saw her enter the office, then turned around and went back to his own group. Su Ji was getting water from the hot water tank when he saw Jiang Cheng and called out, "Brother Cheng." Jiang Cheng turned around and asked, "Why are you here?" "Get some water." Su Ji shook the cup. "By the way, Brother Cheng, I have something to tell you." "You say?" "That science and engineering guy was caught by me again yesterday." Jiang Cheng frowned. "What did he do?" "Didn't you tell me to keep an eye on him last time? I've been keeping an eye on him. Yesterday, everyone left except him." "What happened next?" Jiang Cheng was a little anxious. This man kept talking for a long time but still couldn't get to the point. "Later, I found out that he had secretly opened Xiao Liu's computer and took out a USB drive and copied something from it. Xiao Liu is a programmer, and his computer is basically filled with data related to honor of kings. The science and engineering guy copied data from Xiao Liu's computer, most likely for the data. Does his request for data mean that Mr. Wang also wants data? What does Mr. Wang want the data for? Do you want to copy the game? That's impossible." Jiang Cheng thought about it, and there was only one possibility. That is, he wanted to make a game based on honor of kings. To put it bluntly, it is plagiarism. But Jiang Cheng didn't understand. He was just a shareholder and he didn't have any software company or production team. Why would he plagiarize? Isn't it good to get dividends? "Did you copy it successfully?" Jiang Cheng asked. "I went in when I saw him inserting the USB drive. I was determined not to let him succeed." Su Ji looked proud as he spoke. "Then are you sure he didn't take away what was on Xiao Liu's computer?" This Su Ji really couldn't be sure. Who knows if this grandson waited for him to leave and then came back to continue copying. "I don't think so." Seeing Su Ji's uncertain look, Jiang Cheng frowned and said, "Forget it, I'll go find Xiao Liu." Chapter 127, It's Really Worrying. When I returned to the office, Xiao Liu was working with his head down. Jiang Cheng glanced towards the science and engineering guy's seat, but he was not there. He knocked on Xiao Liu's desk and said, "Come out with me for a moment." Xiao Liu nodded. "Okay, boss." Two people came out of the office and went to the balcony one after the other. Xiao Liu is an introvert. He always works diligently and is a quiet person. It was the first time I was being lectured alone, so I was inevitably a little nervous. "Boss, do you want to talk to me about something?" Jiang Cheng looked at him and asked, "Do you have a password for your computer?" "Of course. Wouldn't it be easy for someone to open it without the password? When I came here, Manager Luo specifically reminded me to be more careful when doing things. I won't make such a low-level mistake." Xiao Liu was a little nervous and spoke very quickly. Jiang Cheng smiled and said, "Don't be nervous, I'm just asking. Ask yourself if your computer has a password." The first thing Xiao Liu asked was what was wrong with his computer. "Boss, is there something wrong with my computer? Do you feel like there's something wrong with your computer?" Hearing his question, Xiao Liu frowned. "No problem, except that when I turned on the computer this morning, it crashed for the first time, and then I started it again." Although Xiao Liu and his friends have used their computers for several years, they are not new machines. But after all, those who work in the internet industry all have top-of-the-line computers. If this kind of simple startup problem occurs, it must be that something was pressed in the computer and was rejected by the system, which caused it to freeze or crash. Jiang Cheng immediately realized that something had been installed on Xiao Liu's computer. The person who installed the software should be a science and engineering guy. So the USB flash drive he took was not used to download things to Xiao Liu's computer, but to download things into Xiao Liu's computer. In that case, the data in his computer might have been taken away long ago. "What's in your computer?" Jiang Cheng's heart skipped a beat. "The source code of all the data in King of Glory is in my computer." "Boss, it can't be." He didn't dare to say anything further. If the source code of Honor of Kings was stolen, it would be a serious problem. This kind of important game data is usually stored on several computers. It takes several computers working together to have a complete set of data. But because of the recent period of time in order to launch the product ahead of schedule, everyone has been working overtime. Using one computer is definitely more convenient than several. So Xiao Liu put all the data on the computer on his desk. If the data is really lost now, then he has an unshirkable responsibility. Seeing Jiang Cheng frowning and not saying anything, Xiao Liu became nervous. Boss, has someone tampered with my computer? Jiang Cheng didn't say anything and nodded. Oh my God, what should I do? Xiao Liu was so nervous that he couldn't even speak. Boss, should we call the police? Call the police. Calling the police is nothing more than finding the science and engineering guy, giving him a verbal warning, or detaining him. If he is Mr. Wang's man, then Mr. Wang must have given him a generous reward. Verbal warnings or detention will have no deterrent effect on him. The temptation of money is the most deadly. He will definitely say nothing for Mr. Wang. The only way now is to counter each move as it comes. He wants the code just to make a high-end imitation game. It is better to let him do it first and find out who Mr. Wang is cooperating with. The big fish behind him is what Jiang Cheng really wants to know. Jiang Cheng smiled faintly. Don't call the police, it's okay. You can go back to work and remember to protect your data and encrypt your computer in the future. Xiao Liu nodded. Got it, boss. You go back first. I'll smoke a cigarette before going back, Jiang Cheng said, taking out a pack of cigarettes from his pocket. He doesn't have a smoking habit, but he will smoke a cigarette when he is upset. Who is the person behind Mr. Wang? Could it be Yao Chen too? Later. In the afternoon, the two of them went to Jiang's mother's house. Along the way, Yi Qingjiu was thinking about Sheng Xinyan's novel. When are you going to produce the script? What? Jiang Cheng smiled and said, You are always so impatient. Don't you even read the novel first? She already knew the general direction of the story, so why did she still need to read the novel? Yi Qingjiu paused. There's no need for this. Jiang Cheng teased. Boss Yi, you have to be serious about what you do, tilde. Hate. He said who wouldn't be serious. He was obviously very serious, if it wasn't because he was the one who told Sheng Xinyan this story. You can't buy the copyright no matter what you say. Yi Qingjiu pouted and looked out the window. Jiang Cheng smiled faintly. After about 20 minutes, the car drove into the Wellington community. The two babies were so happy knowing that their parents were coming back today. They were afraid that they wouldn't be able to see them right away, so they just kept playing in the yard. At first, I followed my grandma obediently to water the flowers and plants. Later, Jiang Cheng was so surprised when he saw the two babies that his jaw almost dropped to the ground. Each of their little faces was covered in mud, and their bodies and shoes were all covered in mud. There was mud on Yanyan's eyelashes. It's so horrible. Mom, what's going on? Mother Jiang spread her hands helplessly. These two ancestors insisted on imitating Peppa Pig to jump into the mud pit, and they would cry if I didn't let them do it. No, where did the mud pit come from? Don't mention it, it makes me angry. It was all dug by that old guy. Mother Jiang pointed at Father Jiang, who was wearing rain boots and holding a crowbar with a sullen face. Today, Jiang Cheng finally understood what it meant to be close to a person of different generations. Jiang Cheng was so helpless, Dad tilde. If the children want to play, just let them play for a while. If they get dirty, just wash them. I am not afraid of trouble as long as my grandchildren are happy. I will do anything as a grandfather. Looking at my father's righteous face, Jiang Cheng was happy. When I was a kid, I never saw you dig a mud pit for me to jump into just to make me happy. Father Jiang glared at him and said, You are so capable, why don't you go to heaven? The two babies were so excited to see their dad and mom. Rushing over to hug Jiang Cheng's legs, Dad, we missed you so much, tilde. Jiang Cheng subconsciously dodged for a moment. Be good, go take a shower first, okay? If these two mud balls got on his body today, it would be really, really scary. Seeing that her father didn't want to hug her, Niu Jian was so sad that she was about to cry. I miss my dad so much, why doesn't he hug me? Does he like other kids? Thinking of this, Niu's little mouth turned up, as if she was about to cry. Daddy tilde. Yanyan felt aggrieved. He wiped the mud off his face. Daddy, Yanyan really misses you. Jiang Cheng's eyelids twitched as he looked at the two little kids. Damn it. The two babies once again stretched out their arms and looked up for a hug. Jiang Chengson made up his mind and hugged him. Snuggling into their daddy's arms, both babies were happy. Daddy Bobo. Niu stretched out her little face for a kiss, and Jiang Cheng gave her a kiss on the face. Children's skin is really soft, chewy, and bouncy. Tusk this taste, Jiang Cheng was savoring it. Yanyan stretched her face over. Daddy, Yanyan wants a kiss. Yanyan's face was covered with mud, on her eyelashes, cheeks, and hair. It's just like wrapping yourself in a shell. Jiang Cheng looked embarrassed. It wasn't that he didn't want to go on blind dates, but how could he bring himself to do this? Seeing that Dad hesitated, Yanyan felt very wronged. Daddy, why does my sister have Bobo, but not Yanyan Tilda? Oh my God, he started to choke up before he even finished his words, and his eyes instantly became misty. It felt like I was about to cry. Jiang Chengsen made up his mind. Yanyan, don't cry. Yanyan also has a kiss Tilda. After saying Baji, he took another bite. Tisk, the smell of soil hits my nose. That smell Tilda. Yi Qingjiu looked at the two babies, feeling both angry and amused. Okay, Mom will take you to take a bath. The two babies had enough of each other, so they came out of Jiang Cheng's arms. Daddy will come out to accompany you after we take a shower. Don't miss me, Tilda. Yi Qingjiu smiled and held the hands of the two children. Hurry up and go, or you will sprout, Tilda. Mother Jiang saw that Yi Qingjiu was going to take the children to bathe, and was worried that she couldn't handle it alone, so she hurriedly followed behind. Jiujiu, Mom will help you. Okay, Mom. As the two talked, they took the children into the villa. Arriving at the villa, Yi Qingjiu went into the bathroom and started flushing. Mother Jiang undressed the two babies and said, in a few months they should take separate baths, right? Yi Qingjiu nodded. Yes, Mom, the children are growing up slowly, and now they should have gender awareness. Mother Jiang smiled and nodded. When the two babies saw the water, they climbed into the bathtub. Look, the children are all grown up. When are you going to have a third child? After saying that, he was afraid that Yi Qingjiu would give birth to twins again, so he quickly changed the topic. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's 3 or 4. Mom and your dad are both retired. If the baby is born, we will take care of it. Mom Tilda, Yi Qingjiu blushed instantly. Because Yi Qingjiu's mother has not been around since she was a child, she feels particularly close to Mother Jiang every time she sees her. There is no burden at all when getting along with her. It's like being my own mother. Oh, you're still shy in front of Mom. Mother Jiang laughed. Look, Mom is just saying that. If you don't want it anymore, then forget it. After saying that, he looked at Niu and Yan in the water, unable to hide the love in his eyes. I already have 2 babies anyway, Tilda. What? After taking a bath, Yi Qingjiu blew dry the 2 children's hair. Mother Jiang hurried to find some clothes. Wait a minute, I'll get some clothes for him. These clothes were specially bought by Jiang's mother last time she went out for shopping, one for each of her 2 babies. The girl is wearing a red cheongsam, and the boy is wearing a red tang suit. After buying it, Jiang's mother was afraid that Yi Qingjiu would not like it, so she never took it out. After all, her daughter-in-law is an urban beauty and very fashionable. Afraid she won't like it. Today, the children's clothes were all dirty, and they had no changes, so it just happened that we got here. Mother Jiang took it out and said, Jiujiu, look at the clothes I bought for you, aren't they a bit tacky? Yi Qingjiu had never seen such cute little clothes before. The material was good and the style was rare. Mom, what are you talking about? This is so beautiful, I want to wear it now. When Jiang's mother heard what she said, she immediately laughed and said, You are old enough now. If you want to wear it, I will ask someone to make one for you. Mom, I'm kidding. The 2 of them worked together to dress the 2 babies. Mother Jiang took out a pair of small silver bracelets and a silver necklace from the drawer. This was from Jiang Cheng's childhood. I have kept it, now he has a child. Yi Qingjiu picked up the pair of silver bracelets with a row of small bells on them. When they were shaken, they made crisp and pleasant sounds. She looked at the 2 babies. Who of you wants to take this? Niu quickly stretched out her little hand. Mom, Niu likes it. Yi Qingjiu looked at Yanyan and said, Don't you like it? Yanyan stared at the collar with her eyes fixed. Mom, I want this. Okay, Mom will bring it to you right away. She put the jewelry on the 2 children and then put them on the ground. Jiang Cheng and his father were cooking in the kitchen when they saw 2 meatballs running out. Her belly was bulging and her body was plump, especially the pair of silver bracelets and silver necklace. They look like 2 New Year picture dolls, so cute. Dad, look at us, aren't we pretty? Jiang Cheng's eyes were narrowed into a line from smiling. How could his baby not look good when he was so happy? It's so beautiful. After dinner, the family of 4 prepared to go home. On the way home, the sun was shining brightly, and it had become a habit for the 2 boys to fall asleep as soon as they got in the car. Yi Qingjiu pulled a blanket for them, and was about to take a rest when she received a call from C. Kinking. She frowned. Didn't she just come out of the company? If there was something, why didn't she say it just now? She had to call me while the children were asleep. What's the matter? She said in a bad tone. Boss Yi, there are a lot of posts online that criticize King of Glory again. Why is it never ending? What is the trend of entertainment discussion? It's currently at a balance, with some saying it's good and some saying it's not good. Send it to me, I'll take a look. After saying that, Yi Qingjiu hung up the phone. A minute later, Yi Qingjiu received an internal news report forwarded by C. Kinking on his mobile phone. The general meaning is that Honor of Kings is a killing game, and the players of Honor of Kings game have poor quality and often use foul language and hurtful words. This report also revealed the age data of Honor of Kings players. Statistics show that some teenagers are also playing it. I think the existence of games like Honor of Kings is very bad for the growth of teenagers. It is proposed to ban this game and ask relevant departments to investigate. After reading the report, Yi Qingjiu flipped through the comments. A placepsy, I think this is just looking for trouble. Which game doesn't have teenage players? Why is it that only King of Glory is not good? Shenlun, this game is so good. There are so many girls. Not only can you play games, but you can also date. My girlfriend and I met through playing games, and in a few days I will be able to meet in person. Finally, I don't have to be single anymore. London Bridge, I don't know why this kind of game appeared. My child plays with his phone in class every day and has been caught by the teacher several times. This kind of game should be banned. A mother is strong, that's right. I feel my child learns all the swear words from this game. He also sells skins, and I spend all my pocket money on these useless things. Chapter 128, Bullying My Wife. You really deserve to die. Yi Qingjiu flipped through the comments and threw his phone on the seat. He looked like he had lost all hope in life, and it was obvious that he was a little irritated. What's wrong? Jiang Cheng asked with concern. That kind of malicious news has appeared on the internet again, saying that the king is wrong here and bad there. Yi Qingjiu's voice was muffled, feeling helpless. Do you know who did it? Jiang Cheng asked. Who else could it be? It must be Chen Shaolun. Yi Qingjiu stared ahead with a burning gaze. Chen Shaolun, that lunatic. For so many years, this madman has been staring at Teng Exing and staring at himself. They criticize Tengxing from time to time and hype up anything they can. It's so annoying. Jiang Cheng patted her head and said, Leave it to me. He didn't want to see Yi Qingjiu so depressed. You handle it. How are you going to handle it? Jiang Cheng looked at the road and said, Let's talk about it when we get home. You take a rest first. When they arrived at the lakeside villa, Aunt Zhang was already waiting at the door. Jiang Cheng parked the car, and Aunt Zhang came over to help. The two of them carried the two babies down, went into the house, and carefully placed them on the bed. Then he stepped out and looked at Yi Qingjiu, who was worried. Do you want to go and have a rest? Yi Qingjiu had no intention of resting. No. Looking at her like an angry little deer, Jiang Cheng felt a little distressed. Okay then, come with me. After saying that, he turned and went into his room. Yi Qingjiu lowered his head and followed her. Jiang Cheng sat in front of the computer desk and turned on the computer. What's the title? He wanted to find out where the report came from. Title? The title is Tengxing is raising money openly. Yi Qingjiu's voice became louder. It was obvious that he was really angry. Jiang Cheng glanced at her and said nothing. This title was really inappropriate. Jiang Cheng entered the title and searched, and sure enough, an article titled, Tengxing openly raises money appeared. He flipped through it and found that it had been read tens of millions of times. It seemed that this article was quite popular in just a short period of time. There are thousands of comments below. Jiang Cheng was too lazy to look through it. Directly search and locate the source of this article. It was indeed near Chenio. This is really annoying. Who is Chen Shaolun? Why does he always pick on Teng Exing? Jiang Cheng asked. Who is it? A villain? Yi Qingjiu clenched his fists. Why does this person never stop? So infuriating. When she first took office, she was discussing projects with several bosses at the Houston hotel behind Z University, including Chen Shaolun. I still remember that the weather was good that day, and Chen Shaolun kept encouraging her to drink more. She doesn't like drinking, but let's be honest, how many businessmen don't drink? That day she only remembered that Chen Shaolun was desperately pouring wine for her. Although I didn't want to drink it, I still gritted my teeth and drank it in order to get the project. She drank about half a bottle by herself, which was terrible for a girl who had just entered society. After a while, Yi Qingjiu felt his stomach churning, and he felt extremely uncomfortable. He stood up quickly and said, "Excuse me, everyone, I have to go to the bathroom first." Seeing that she was about to leave, Chen Shaolun sent her out and winked at the waiter at the door. "Help her up, don't let her fall." The waiter nodded, "Okay, got it." After saying that, he came over and helped the staggering Yi Qingjiu towards the bathroom. Yi Qingjiu was helped to the bathroom by her, and after vomiting, she felt a little better. The waitress was still worried about her, and watched her wash her face before she helped her to another private room to let her rest. Yi Qingjiu lay on the table, planning to take a rest before going back. She knew that she was losing her composure and didn't want others to laugh at her. The waiter patted her on the shoulder and said, "Are you okay? Wait here for me, I'll get you a glass of water." Seeing that Yi Qingjiu didn't move, the waitress picked up the glass on the table with confidence, turned around and walked to the tea room and quickly took out a small bottle from her pocket. He poured the contents of the bottle into a cup, added some water, and shook it until it was completely dissolved. Then he took it out and placed it in front of her. "Ma'am, please drink something to moisten your throat." Yi Qingjiu had just vomited, and his mouth was dry, so he picked up the glass and drank it without thinking. Alcohol not only numbs the nerves, but also the taste buds. If you drink too much, you won't be able to taste the slight flavor at all. After drinking the water, she sat for another 2 minutes before staggering back to the private room. Seeing her coming back, Chen Shaolun hurriedly stood up and came to help her up in a hypocritical manner. "Zio Yi, I'm not saying anything bad about you, but you can't drink well, so just drink less. All of us here can be your uncle. If it gets out, it will be like we are bullying the younger generation." Yes, that's what Mr. Chen said. Yi Qingjiu's mind was confused at the moment, and he could no longer hear anything. Seeing her lose control like this, several people couldn't help but frown. How come the new president of Tengsing can only drink so little? "Oh, don't say anything, Mr. Wang. I didn't expect that Zio Yi is much worse than her father." Chen Shaolun looked at everyone frowning at Yi Qingjiu, and he felt so happy in his heart. They are just little kids. As elders, we should be more tolerant of them. Alas, Mr. Chen is still generous and considerate of the younger generation, and he even specially accepted her to us. But this child is too young and obviously doesn't know anything. We at Shengda should still cooperate with you. Ha 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 ha, okay. Then we Yaochen will definitely not let you down. Yi Qingjiu felt herself getting more and more dizzy, and didn't notice at all that Chen Shaolun had taken her project away without her noticing. "Didn't you say you would introduce me to me?" She began to feel more and more uncomfortable, and even felt cold all over. Seeing that she couldn't hold her liquor, several bosses had to leave early. Chen Shaolun looked at her and smiled. "Little girl, you still have a lot to learn." After saying that, he got into his car and left. As soon as Chen Shaolun's car drove away, 2 men jumped out from the roadside, and without waiting for Yi Qingjiu to react, they lifted her up from the left and right. She was panicking and tried to push the 2 men away, but she really had no strength left, and her vision was gradually becoming blurred. She only remembered that it was Jiang Cheng who saved her, and it was also Jiang Cheng who took her away. She also thought about calling the police, but after all, the person with her that night was Jiang Cheng. Moreover, she is the president of Tengsing. Once this matter ferments, it will become explosive news. After some hesitation, Yi Qingjiu chose to secretly send someone to get rid of Cha. Only then did she realize that the real planner of this incident was Chen Shaolun. When Yi En passed away, it was originally the best time for Yaochen to acquire Tengsing. The sudden appearance of Yi Qingjiu gave Chen Shaolun a headache. However, Tengsing is a piece of fat meat, and it is impossible for him to give up. After thinking it over, Chen Shaolun decided to take a risky move. He jokingly said that he would introduce a few clients to Yi Qingjiu to help her. On the one hand, his men hired 2 people from society, gave each of them 2 million in cash, and asked them to take Yi Qingjiu away and take some indecent photos of them. As long as these photos are leaked, Yi Qingjiu will be ruined. Then he still has a chance to acquire Tengsing. Thinking of this, a layer of haze covered Yi Qingjiu's eyes. "Chen Shaolun, one day, I will make you pay the price 100 times. The more she thought about it, the colder the expression on her face became, cold to the bone. Jiang Cheng had never seen such an expression on her face: hatred, anger, and forbearance. He nervously pulled her hand. "Wife, are you okay?" Yi Qingjiu shook his head. "It's okay." She knew that with her current abilities, she was not able to completely overthrow Chen Shaolun, and she did not want Jiang Cheng to know about these unbearable past events. But Jiang Cheng is not a fool. He can tell from her face that she seems to have a deep grudge against Chen Shaolun. Since she doesn't want to say, then I won't ask. He patted Yi Qingjiu and said with concern, Sit down and take a rest. Yi Qingjiu took a deep breath and sat on the bed obediently. Jiang Cheng returned to the computer. He thought about it and called Si Qingqing. Send me Cheng Xiaolun's information. Okay, Mr. Jiang, please wait a moment. Si Qingqing hung up the phone and called the private detective. I want all of Cheng Xiaolun's information, all of it in detail. The money will be deposited into your card in full. The other party was a man, and his voice sounded smooth talking. Hey, Mr. C, this time we are buying the information about Chairman Yaochen, so the price can't be the same as the one we paid to that college student last time. Si Qingqing frowned. Don't worry, once you make an offer, you won't pay a penny less. 1 million? The other party made an offer without hesitation. Okay, Si Qingqing answered very straightforwardly. The private detective she contacted wanted to have a good reputation and good performance in the circle, so the price would naturally be more expensive. Half an hour later, an extremely detailed information about Cheng Xiaolun was sent to Jiang Cheng's mobile phone. It says above that this Chen Xiaolun, whose original name is Chen Lun, was born in Luoyang in 1967. After graduating from Luoyang Middle School in 1984, he started working in a repair shop. 2 years later, he met the leader of a certain bureau and became a driver. He started working in the construction industry in 1989 and built the Maguo Expressway and Sichuan Airport. In 1995, he successfully switched to the internet industry, owned multiple video websites, and developed more than 30 games. The company has 4 deputy general managers, namely Sun Ming, Wu Jai, Su Cheng, and Lu Yuan. Sun Ming has already resigned and is currently negotiating with Lin Mu to change jobs. There were a total of 18 pages, and Jiang Cheng flipped through them carefully one by one. When he turned to page 6, Jiang Cheng's eyelids twitched. It was clearly recorded above that Yi Qingjiu was drugged by Cheng Xiaolun. Jiang Cheng narrowed his eyes. Damn it, no wonder Yi Qingjiu was so angry. I originally thought it was just a competitive tactic between competitors, but I didn't expect that Chen Xiaolun would actually do such a dirty thing. Bullying my wife? Then you really deserve to die. Jiang Cheng quickly entered a string of code on the computer and clicked the mouse on the code a few times. 10 minutes later, he sat on the bed, holding Yi Qingjiu's hand, his face full of tenderness. Okay, the problem is solved. In the Chenyu building, Chen Xiaolun sat at his desk with his eyes closed. There is a beautiful woman sitting on the sofa. Her name is Zhao Zhao. She is a computer expert and also one of Chen Xiaolun's many lovers. At this moment, she was looking at the comments on the computer with excitement. Old Chen, the public opinion is now one-sided, and everyone supports the removal of King of Glory. Hearing this, Chen Xiaolun's mouth twitched. He rubbed the Buddhist beads in his hand and said, King of Glory is very profitable. It's a pity that Yaochen didn't get it. It would be great if I had this game in my hands. It would be a project that could earn me at least tens of billions a year. It's a pity that Yi Qingjiu got it, so I can't blame myself for being cruel. If you can't get it, destroy it. Without honor of kings, let's see what Tencent Star can use to compete with itself. Zhao Zhao was secretly happy when she saw that Chen Xiaolun was satisfied, but unexpectedly, the computer screen went black in an instant. What's going on? She hurriedly restarted her computer, only to find it had no effect. Why did it freeze? What's going on? After she restarted it 3 times in a row, the computer finally turned on. However, when it was fully turned on, Zhao Zhao was stunned. A line of huge red English letters on the computer is particularly eye-catching. Aced. What does this mean? Mr. Chen, something bad has happened, Mr. Chen. Zhao Zhao was completely panicked. What's wrong? Chen Xiaolun opened his eyes slowly. Mr. Chen, look, what is this? Zhao Zhao said, and turned the laptop screen to face Chen Xiaolun. Chen Xiaolun stood up and looked at the screen with wide eyes. A string of bright red aced. What does this mean? He stared at Zhao Zhao with wide eyes. Then there was a burst of hurried footsteps in the corridor. It's Manager Wu from the security department. Just now, all of Yaochen's computers crashed. The servers of more than a dozen departments were paralyzed almost at the same time. Mr. Chen, the server has been hacked. Who is it? Who dares to hack Yaochen's network? Chen Xiaolun narrowed his eyes and fell into deep thought. For a while, he pointed at the scarlet word on Zhao Zhao's computer. Do you know what that means? Although Yaochen and Tencing have always been at odds, these employees also play Tencing's games privately. After all, games like Honor of Kings are really fun. He frowned. Mr. Chen, that word seems to mean the whole team is wiped out. Yes, the whole team is wiped out. I learned this word from King of Glory. Hearing this, Chen Shaolin almost passed out from anger. He slammed his fist on the table and squeezed out a sentence from between his teeth. You are such a jerk, Yi Qingjiu. Mr. Chen, now our server. Fix it for me, fix it immediately. If you can't fix it within 2 hours, get out of here. Go home and play your game of Honor of Kings. Chen Shaolin's face turned red with anger. Xiao Zhao was worried that he might have high blood pressure, so he quickly brought him a glass of water. Mr. Chen, don't be angry. Let me calm you down. Chen Shaolin smashed the cup in her hand to the ground. What are you talking about? Aren't you a computer expert? How could something like this happen? Xiao Zhao was frightened by Chen Shaolin. This is obviously hacked. It must be that Tengsing found out that we posted this article and is looking for a chance to retaliate. Chen Shaolin gasped in amazement. Hurry up and fix the computer, hire some internet trolls. I want to destroy Tengsing's reputation. He rarely gets so angry, and Xiao Zhao is obviously frightened by him. Okay, I'll fix it right away, don't be angry yet. How to fix this? It was obviously someone did it on purpose. Xiao Zhao went out with the computer in his arms, looking helpless. Chapter 129, Then you can change the server tilde. After going out, Xiao Zhao went to the security department. She was so aggrieved that she had no place to vent her anger at Chen Shaolin. It's all Yi Qingjiu's fault. This woman is so annoying. I had been planning to wait until Lao Chen was in a better mood and ask him for more pocket money. But now the pocket money is gone. The more Xiao Zhao thought about it, the angrier he became. As soon as he entered the security department, he started to curse. What are you doing? What do you want to do? Manager Wu had just been scolded by Chen Shaolin and was almost crying. When he heard Xiao Zhao scolding him again, his mentality exploded instantly. Look at the computers in the security department. What are they for? If you can do it, come and do it. There were more than 20 people sitting in the department, all with their heads down, not daring to speak. When they saw Xiao Zhao coming over, their faces turned even more pale. Zhao, sister Zhao. Xiao Zhao didn't say anything either. She just glanced at each of their computers. The more she looked, the uglier her expression became. Just like my own computers, all 20 of them have bright red ACDS. It looks a bit weird and scary. She frowned and said, if it doesn't work, try turning off the power. Right now the computers are all stuck like this and can't be operated. Manager Wu is not a fool. Of course he has tried it a long time ago. But the desperate thing is that after the computer is powered off, this interface will be displayed directly without turning on the computer when it is connected to the power source. Unable to operate. He has tried it twice, and now he has no idea what to do. I tried it a long time ago, but it didn't work. Manager Wu looked desperate. There's no point in thinking of a solution. Didn't you hear Director Chen say that it must be fixed within 2 hours? I haven't seen Director Chen get so angry in years. I really don't want to do this anymore. Everyone became anxious when they heard Xiao Zhao's words. Sister Zhao, it's not that we don't work hard, just look at this computer. It can't be moved at all. Yes, Sister Zhao, I've been doing this for more than 10 years and I've never seen anything like this. The other party is so fierce. How the hell did they do it? This guy didn't even want us to repair it. He wanted to kill us directly. Xiao Zhao felt overwhelmed listening to everyone talking at once. Shut up, let me calm down and think about what else I can do. As he was speaking, Tang Kun from the technical department walked in with a heavy face. Their department was doing game maintenance when the network suddenly crashed. The game maintenance would take too long and they would be scolded by users. Manager Wu, what's wrong with the network? Our game is under maintenance. Once the network is down, it should only take a few minutes, but now the game can't be operated for a whole day. Tang Kun couldn't help but urge. We are trying to find a solution. Please hold on for a while. Manager Wu was also anxious. He had just been scolded by CEO Chen. If the problem couldn't be fixed in 2 hours, he might have to go home and play King of Glory. At this time, Xiao Zhao from the finance department also walked in. Brother, didn't you know that the salary was paid today? Now that you can't use the internet, you don't want to get paid, right? Manager Wu patted his head in despair. What bad luck he had, today is the day for salary payment. This broken network can't be repaired, and all wages have been delayed. He frowned, I know. There were footsteps outside again, and someone from the administration department came over. Manager Wu, we are scanning the seedling contract here. We agreed to scan it here and print it out there and sign it immediately. You are in trouble. Another order worth millions is gone. Manager Wu. Hey, Manager Wu. More and more people gathered at the door. You and I are talking back and forth like calling souls. Manager Wu completely collapsed. Stop yelling, I can't do anything, look at this computer, it's still frozen. The security department's server is also down. When they heard that the security department servers had crashed, everyone was speechless. This is incredible. For a company as big as Yaochen, its security department can be deemed shady just because people say so. This is horrible. Who did it? Xiao Zhao from the finance department looked puzzled. Who could put Yaochen in such a passive position? Yes, stop all this work. If Mr. Chen finds out, he will blame us again. After hearing what Mr. Chen said, Manager Wu was overwhelmed. The only solution he could think of right now was a computer firm. He looked at everyone with a serious face. Wait a minute, I'll go ask for instructions. As he said that, he went to Chen Xiaolun's office. Manager Wu knocked on the door cautiously. Chen, Director Chen. Chen Xiaolun had just taken blood pressure medication and was sitting in the office to calm down. Enter. Manager Wu walked in. It's me, Mr. Chen. Has the network been repaired? Manager Wu swallowed his saliva and said, Boss Chen, the network in the security department is the most seriously paralyzed. There are more than 20 computers, and the display on all the computers is the same as Xiao Zhao's internal station. Chen Xiaolun took a deep breath, and he finally understood what the whole group was wiped out. This will really leave Yaochen without a single computer to use. What should we do then? Chen Xiaolun's voice was filled with hatred. Now we can only contact the computer firm. Contact a computer firm. What do you say when people ask you? Isn't that embarrassing enough? One of the top companies in Sichuan City. All computers showed that they were completely wiped out. Are you going to make people laugh their heads off? Besides, once an order comes from someone at the computer firm, it would be considered a network security incident. What if a case is filed? I wrote an article to criticize Tengsing first, and then he criticized me back. The more I thought about Chen Xiaolun, the more I felt like I had no place to put my old face. He let out a long breath. Is there any other way? Manager Wu swallowed and said, There is another way. Seeing him hesitating, Chen Xiaolun became anxious. Tell me, what's the solution? Just make those who invaded my Yaochen network stop. Stop the attack. Clean. Do you want me to ask Yi Qingjiu for help? What a joke. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Chen Xiaolun's hands were shaking with anger. Manager Wu was so frightened that his heart was shaking. Mr. Chen, get out. Chen Xiaolun picked up the pen holder on the table and threw it at the coffee table opposite. Chen Xiaolun has always been a very calm person. Manager Wu had never seen him go crazy. He was so scared that his legs went weak, and he ran away. Back at the security department, everyone looked at Manager Wu anxiously. What's the matter? What does Director Chen say? Yeah, can I get my salary today? I'm still waiting to pay my mortgage. I'm just doing game maintenance. If I delay it for an hour, I can earn tens of thousands of dollars. If Mr. Chen knew about this, he would skin me alive. Shut up, Manager Wu was almost driven crazy. Go report on your own, don't bother me. After saying that, Manager Wu left the security department alone. As soon as he left, everyone panicked. What should we do? Several people stared at Xiao Zhao. Sister Zhao, why don't you go and persuade them? How dare you advise me? Manager Wu was scolded like that. No, don't look for me. I'm going to go see how Manager Wu is doing. After saying that, Xiao Zhao slipped out. Now that both of them have run away, what should we do? The network is the most important thing for internet companies. Once it is paralyzed, it means the entire company is paralyzed. After some discussion, several people decided to go to Chen Xiaolun's office together to report the situation to him. They arrived at the door of the chairman's office and knocked. Chen Xiaolun was feeling chest tightness when he heard a knock on the door. He frowned and called out, "Come in." After this shout, 7 or 8 people came in. Mr. Chen, our finance department needs to pay salaries. Mr. Chen, our technical department is repairing the game. Mr. Chen, we are in the process of transferring the contract. Mr. Chen, there is also our department. Our department is doing research and development. Mr. Chen, Mr. Chen. Chen Xiaolun felt like he was being driven crazy. Okay, I get it, you all go out. Hearing this, several people walked out. Oh my God, what should I do? Chen Xiaolun spread his hands and sat on the chair. It is impossible to contact a computer firm. Major accidents can be investigated by filing a case. In the final analysis, you are in the wrong in this matter. Don't file a case and get yourself into jail. He scratched his hair in despair. It seemed that he had no choice but to ask Yi Qingjiu for help. A man who has had everything he wants his whole life actually has to beg a little girl for help. It's such a disgrace to him. Chen Xiaolun gritted his teeth. and called Yi Qingju. Jiang Cheng finally managed to make Yi Qingju happy. Just as the two were preparing for a lunch break, Yi Qingju's phone rang. I picked it up and saw that it was Chen Shaolun. Yi Qingju frowned while holding the electricity. Why is it him? Jiang Cheng sneered when he saw the words, Mr. Chen Yaochen, flashing on the phone. He took the phone from Yi Qingju. Hello, Mr. Yi. Before he could say what he wanted to say, Jiang Cheng interrupted him. I'm Jiang Cheng, Yi Qingju's husband. Oh, Mr. Jiang, I deeply apologize for the article about Tang Xing in the inner chapter. It was my failure to supervise properly, which led to my subordinates saying things that hurt Tang Xing. I was going to remove it, but our company's website was hacked, so it was delayed. As expected, the older you are, the wiser you are. Chen Shaolun's words were flawless, and he completely shirked all responsibility. He also left Jiang Cheng a considerable amount of wiggle room. The meaning was very clear.